boy.
What up?
Your fellow Yankees fans are checking in already.
Yeah.
They're pissed off at Girardi, it looks like, overmanaging the Yankees game.
Yeah, this is very ironic. Right before the show started, I took a drink of water and started choking. Which is very ironic because that's exactly what the Yankees did.
Especially A-Rod?
Oh, God. You know, maybe just pay him more money. And maybe he'll do better.
Yeah.
Maybe he's not making enough.
You know, A-Rod makes it very easy for me not to be a Yankees fan. Because, I mean, if I was any fan, it's a Mets fan, but you think you'd jump on the Yankees bandwagon. But you got such a douche over there in this A-Rod. I don't want to root for the Yankees.
It couldn't have ended better with A-Rod at the plate for the last out and just whiffing, swinging at air.
Mm-hmm.
It was classic postseason A-Rod, put in that clutch situation and just cheese whizzing the whole thing.
He absolutely fucking stinks. To strike out with bases loaded and one out. Couldn't even get the sac fly to tie it.
That was in the seventh inning, right?
Yep.
What a fucking
and then strikes out to end the game.
Bases loaded twice. The whole team just couldn't really perform. Cano had a solo home run, but the rest of the team really not bringing anything. And then Girardi, I mean, wow. Did that reek of desperation when he pulled Nova out? Then they said there was some stiffness in his arm, and it just seemed like he was being very desperate. Two back-to-back homers for Detroit. That pretty much quieted the whole fucking place down. Took the fans out of it, and then the team really did nothing to bring it back.
Right,
bases fucking loaded twice, and they get one run in on a walk, and then they just can't capitalize. When you see bases loaded and you see them little three lights and you got no outs, and you're just saying, come on, let's sacrifice fly something to get a fucking runner in.
Right.
And then they just couldn't capitalize on it. It's like they didn't deserve to win. So there would be times where I'd be in here going, motherfucker, just yelling and screaming. They didn't deserve to win that fucking game.
They didn't look like a championship team?
No, they didn't look like a championship team. They didn't bring it. They didn't have their game face on.
How much does A-Rod make a year to do what he did in this playoff? Because you guys were telling me, I'm not going to make believe I knew this shit. He went 1 for 11 in this series and 2 for 18 for the playoffs?
Yeah. 2 for 18.
That's a bum. In baseball terms, that's a bum.
A bum.
He is a bum.
A bum. Wait, so 2 for 18 is... what is that? 100?
Shitty?
2 for 10 is 200.
Right.
2 for 20 would be 100. So it's probably like 150, 140.
No,
great, right?
I think it's less than
Maybe
that.
less, maybe
right?
120,
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Pay him all that money for that.
There's no $32 million, yeah.
He got $32 million this year.
$32 million to fucking strike out, to whiff at ball. Last night watching, there it is, the last out, and just to see him swing and not make contact like that, that chalks it up right there.
You should never be able to make $32 million a year if you strike out. That should be in your contract. If you strike out, you have to start giving money back.
You know what? Yeah. If he struck out, let's say, after just riddling that pitcher, though, making contact, he's not one of those batters that could stand there and make the pitcher pitch until the pitcher makes a mistake. And there's a foul. All right, he's fucking making contact. Something. He gets up there. He looked at 2 fucking pitches. He just stared at 2 pitches. Fuck. And then when he got a fastball, he whiffs at it. Nothing. No contact. No fucking wow. Maybe he's gonna do something. Mm-hmm. Keep the play going. Keep the ball in play until fucking the pitcher makes a mistake. Nothing. classic A-Rod fucking choke meltdown.
Choke.
Mike Stanley was a more valuable Yankee when he was a catcher.
Really?
Yeah.
He batted 111, by the way.
111. What a hunk of shit.
If Scott's math is
111.
correct out there in
What a
Hot Pot.
hunk of shit.
111.
There's your star.
There's the star.
There's your star player.
There's
Jeter,
the star.
I would literally take Jeter's severed foot of Alex Rodriguez.
Well, Jeter wasn't fucking, he wasn't setting off any fireworks either.
Now, he might have been awful, but I mean, he's proven that he's a fucking big game player, and he's done nothing but get big hits for the Yankees for
Enjoy the
15
dark years, because that's where you're headed.
The dark years.
Yep. You're headed into the dark years officially.
And then you get you look at the team. Like I like Posada. I think Posada always seems to get a hit when you kind of need one and stuff. But then to watch him last night, he got some kind of an infield little hit, and normally people could have run it out. But to watch that bow-legged old fuck run down the first baseline, it just was it was sad. He's just walk trying to get to first, and really a younger player would have done it. It would have been a single. Yeah.
You start your life with bow legs and you end your life with bow legs.
I
don't know what happens in between. God gives you the straight legs, I guess.
Straight legs. As a baby, you got them dumb bow legs, and as an old guy, you got the bow. Well, being a catcher too is just wreaks havoc on there.
Doesn't help. They should give him a little seat.
And then I think at one point he probably, he came out of Dayton, Ohio with 2 bad knees.
No, you're just
and
turn it off. Turn it off. That was cheap.
I didn't hear. What was he saying?
No. We don't go for the cheap. No. That was cheap, man.
It was very cheap indeed.
Be honest. That was cheap right there.
It was a cheap ploy.
It was a cheap try. I can't allow this today.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't warranted.
There's plenty of reasons to play it, but you went for a cheap one today,
that
sir.
Wasn't one of them. I did go cheap.
But what happened?
No, we
work
can't
out?
do it that way. That's not how it works on this show.
I don't know what happened.
Can't do that.
The guy left Dayton, Ohio. What happened?
We're not going to know today. We're not going to know today.
I just know he had 2 bad knees.
I hope he made
and then there was something else. I think
from 18 years ago, I left Dayton, Ohio.
There's something.
I'm trying to protect the bit. I'm trying, guys.
He had something else. 2 bad knees, and
we
I
run
can't
things
remember,
into the ground here. I'm trying to protect this one.
The ground.
I'm trying to protect this one.
That one's totally subterranean.
Yeah.
Do not try to work it in today again.
Yeah, this one's already fucking poking its head out here in Chinese.
I love that one.
Hey, we got Robin in Detroit. Robin,
boy.
our Tigers did it last night, huh?
Robin.
They did it.
Good morning, boys.
Good morning, Robin. We haven't heard from you in a while.
Yeah, were you a bird or something?
Am I what?
A bird or something?
Yeah, how is the red press?
Yeah, we don't flying around going chirp or something.
Yeah, well,
I guess you getting the worm.
Because she's the early bird. Hey, Robin, just make sure you give it back after you rob it or something.
The Batman.
Oh, Chip, you crack me up.
That's right.
Dueling chips.
No, he doesn't.
Right. Enough. One chip's
Well,
quite
I have
enough.
to say your A-Rod is an a-hole. I mean, he sucks.
Hey, slow down.
What's that? Your phone crapped out.
What?
What'd you say? Your phone crapped out.
Nice try, but I'm not following.
She's a hardcore listener, Jimmy.
I love the savvy fans.
This broad is a hardcore fan.
It was a great game, but I have to tell you, if I were you guys, I swear to God, A-Rod couldn't have sucked any worse. We tried. It was a great game, and, I'm sorry for you, Anthony, but happy for us.
Well, you know what? I can't even. I can't even say like, oh, it's a sad day. Or something. It wasn't. There are certain games that you watch and they're fucking, oh fuck, they're heartbreakers. This wasn't one of them. It was like, they had the opportunities, they fucked it up. They didn't deserve to win it.
You know what though? In the end, you still live in Detroit, there, Robin.
That is true.
Point that out. I know you got your Lions. They're doing amazing, and now you got these damn Tigers moving on.
Was Detroit voted most dangerous city, or was
No, it's a given at this point, so they don't even put it on.
They're in there.
Yeah,
but there was. I think the list just came out recently. The 10 most dangerous cities. New York, not even on the list. Amazing.
We had 2 in the top 10. We had Detroit and Flint.
Yes, Flint also.
Oh, my God.
Flint is great. Detroit named most dangerous city in America that Forbes reports. Yeah. And again, it's probably because you could just go to and buy a gun anywhere in Detroit. And that's probably why the crime is so high. Oh, that's right, you can't.
Well, yeah, but that's everybody has them. Like
gun control works. Gun control works. It's oh, that's right.
Not here it doesn't. We had 6 people shot in one day about a month ago.
Yeah, well, try to get those stats up.
We have one of those every once in a while here in New York, even.
111 violent crimes per 100,000 residents. 345 murders reported in the Detroit metro area last year. 345 murders.
That's
in the metro area.
That's nothing. We take out that many deer in the Adirondacks every weekend.
Yeah, sure. It's a deer holocaust.
345. That's nothing. If you think about how many people are on this planet.
That's why.
It's a shit town, that's for sure.
What? It's a shit town. That's why when
town, and I tell you, there would be no Red Wings, Lions, or Tigers if all the white suburban people didn't go down there because they're the only ones paying for the tickets.
Well, can I ask Robin something? She babbles about her sports teams. How close are you to the shit going down?
To the shit going down?
Like, do you hear gunshots?
I'm about 20 minutes from Detroit, but I drive through there every day. Obviously, I went to a Tigers game a couple weeks ago. Went to Canada. I had to drive through this shit. But it's a miserable, miserable town.
So why don't you leave? Your family's not that important. Most people stay because of family.
White flight.
Yeah. Well, I live in the suburbs. I work in the suburbs, so I'm not. Put it this way: when you go to Detroit, you go where you're going to go, and you come home. There's no walking around. There's no hanging out. There's get there and get home, and that's it.
That's sad. How much is your house worth?
10, 20 bucks.
20 is probably worth 160.
And what did you buy it for?
220.
Oh, wow. That hurts.
See, that's the real shit going on out there.
That hurts.
Used to be an investment to buy a house, remember?
Oh, yeah.
Remember, you weren't supposed to lose money on it.
That was every generation ever.
Until ours. Until ours.
It was always, you bought a house and always heard it's like, yeah, I bought it for like $45,000. But my father bought it for $45,000. Now it's worth $450,000.
My dad bought our house that I moved into when I was 4 or 5 for honestly around $20,000 cash. He was doing well at the time, and that thing, it's not worth this anymore. But at one time was worth about $500,000. Yeah, that's an investment.
That's a great investment.
Granted, a few fucking decades went by, but still.
I know. Well, that's just it. Houses are long-term investments,
right?
For the most part, and you always would make money on it
at its high,
except for now. Yeah. It's amazing. It's the complete reversal.
And it happened to our fucking generation. Great.
Yeah.
The only reason I luck out is it's not my house, it's my boyfriend's house. I don't have a house, so I'm happy as hell. I got out of my house.
All right, you leech. We get it.
Yeah.
You tick.
No, I'm not a leech. I pay good money to live there, believe me.
Oh, yeah, and if you didn't, he'd kick you out, right?
What does that mean?
She's got no motivation.
What does that mean, blowjobs?
Motivation. I have motivation.
What's
and
your currency?
Blowjobs? Yeah, she's paying in spit.
All right. That's it.
Currency of blowjobs.
I'm just trying to get you, a little upset because the Yankees lost.
More importantly, Robin, I got to ask you: is it cold in the D?
Oh.
My thermostat in my car says 56.
That's just chilly in the D.
That's about what we got here.
Yeah, it's not cold.
Very foggy. It's supposed to be 80 today, though.
Yeah, we're getting that 80 over the weekend, I think, here in New York.
Yes, it's supposed to be very nice this weekend.
I do believe we might see pictures of Ant in the pool on his Twitter this weekend.
The pool. I have been.
This could be the last weekend, though, sir.
I know. Well, I've been cranking the heater. Here's my strategy. I've been cranking the pool heater just to keep it not in the fucking 50s. The pool.
Right.
To keep it probably up in the 70s.
Right.
Just because I'm waiting for a weekend like this one, where it's going to get in the 80s, and then I could crank the propane and really get it warm. My goal is to keep the pool warm until the Halloween party.
Oof.
Which is October 29th.
That's what, 3 weeks out?
Yeah. That's going to be it's going to be tough. But that's my goal, and then shut it down.
You have to keep it open no matter what.
Yeah, I will.
Your pool might be like normal temperature by that point. But everyone else's normal temperature.
If worst comes to worst, I just want to keep it warm enough where I could fire up the jacuzzi and have that at least get
What's
nice
your
and
average
hot.
temperature?
What do you mean, right now?
No, over the summer.
Over the summer, the average temperature was low 80s.
All right,
like 82.
And most people take their pool around 70, low 70s,
Probably that.
right?
Yeah. Mine
So
right now is 72.
So if you could keep 72, that's good.
If I could hold 72, and then I'll crank the propane, get it up to about 80.
Holy shit!
And then I'm ready to party.
You're gonna have one of those pools with the fucking
I do.
the fog coming up
at night
or whatever. What is it called? Mist.
The steam coming off of the pool at night. It looks great though.
That's awesome.
It looks really fucking cool and like it's like apocalypse now.
Hey guys, can I say one thing before you?
One thing you already
You
did,
already said 7 or 8.
but go ahead.
One more thing
I
for
just want
Robin.
to say I love the Opie and Anthony show more than anything.
Oh,
Thank you.
Well,
That's
we
good.
hope to continue. We'll see what the fuck
That's
happens.
great. I was just going to say that's something we never hear out of like management.
I
I love the
I
Opie and
think
Anthony
I
show more than
like
anything.
supposedly they signed the Housewives for a couple of days or something.
Oh,
to
that's
do
cool.
radio.
Oh, great, cool.
More.
What?
Well, I renewed my subscription to keep that pool heated, Anthony.
They're
Thank you.
they're obsessed. They're obsessed with signing people that don't know how to do radio. I'm just it's mind-boggling.
Housewives Radio.
How long is this dumb thing going to
It's a
work?
weekend takeover, I think, right?
Just a weekend?
Weekend, oh boy, they're
Or-
going to dish some dirt, I bet.
See, I don't believe that. I think they're doing a weekend to see if there's something there. This is
Yeah.
almost like a
Test run? Audition.
tryout. I bet you they kind of want this as one of their shows for a while, just because the show is hot. The show's hot on TV, so let's throw them on the radio. These broads can't talk.
It's a bunch of old hay.
Old eggs. You're right.
Lion old head.
Hey, old hag.
They could-
push her down the stairs.
They could cluck like a bunch of chickens, but who wants to hear that on the radio after a while? I'd rather listen to Robin than this stupid Housewives radio.
Yes.
But we're all one happy team here, so rah, rah, rah.
I've never watched that show one time through that.
All right.
All right, keep your head down.
I'm an Opie and Anthony fan. I'm not going to watch that Shrek.
All right. And congratulations to your Tigers. there.
Yeah.
What do they play next? I don't even know.
Texas on Saturday.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, great.
And
Have
we got
fun.
Monday night. We got Monday Night Football, boys.
Who are they playing this Monday?
Chicago.
Oh, you ready for some Nazis?
Well, they fired him.
I know. What a bunch of shit that is.
They fired
He
him.
says he quit, but
Yeah. There's that was no comparison.
He wouldn't quit.
no.
But that's, they give you a chance to at least save face
boy.
after they fuck you
Thank
over.
you, thank you,
Bye,
Robin.
Robin. Thank you.
After they fuck you over. Because,
Robin.
if anyone asks you a question, don't answer it.
It's
If you're in the
exactly it.
media, don't answer
Yeah.
it. If you're in
I'm
the
not gonna-
spotlight, don't answer
You're
it.
being evasive. Yep.
And that's great because that's going to make for some interesting things to watch on TV.
And
sorry.
I'm sorry, buddy.
No, go.
The people train you to not tell the truth because nobody, like, if he says something offensive, everybody's against him. Where's anybody defending this guy?
Right.
Nobody comes out and, even though, is he a
No.
boob? Sure, but who cares? You're not allowed to have a shitty opinion anymore.
Right.
Or you lose
No.
your gig. But no one is going to fucking boycott ESPN. No one is not going to watch Monday Night Football. No one.
Right.
So that's why this continues to happen. So just people don't complain when everybody who runs for office fucking lies in your face. You deserve it because you have trained them that if they say one thing wrong,
Yep.
and they are lynched, you're going to allow it to happen. You're going to let them get fired by the company, or you're going to let their fucking political career be ruined.
Right.
You've trained them that way.
And I was dealing with a lot of dummies on Twitter because George Lopez had a tweet basically telling Hank Williams Jr. to stick to, songs about, relationships with your sister, the stereotypical Southern shit, right?
Right.
So I wrote George Lopez. I go, are you trying to tell me you don't believe in the, in freedom of speech? Question mark.
Yeah.
And the people like,
Whoa.
ESPN's the right to fire him for what he said. I'm like, that's not what I'm getting at here. I'm asking George Lopez if he believes in freedom of speech. I know there's two different standards here. I know a company could fire you for whatever the fuck they want. I get that. But when a comic is kind of stepping forward, I want to know if he believes in freedom of speech or not.
Yeah.
And it is a
Because
free
he's telling Hank Williams Jr. to stick to this instead of that.
Yeah, and using a stereotype in the...
Yeah, and using a stereotype,
Yeah.
the Southern stereotype.
Yeah.
And it is also a free speech issue. People say it's not because, the state's not putting you in jail, the state's not arresting you, so therefore it's not a free speech. But the game has changed. Back when the Constitution was written, you weren't going to get fired for saying something that's politically incorrect in the media that everybody picked up. It was a different game then. It was different.
Yeah.
When free speech was come up with as a concept or an idea, I don't think it was created so that your livelihood would be taken away.
Right.
When you say something unpopular, there's already things in place called, I think it's time, place, and matter, that when you say something that's, you yell fucking bomb in a movie theater,
sure,
you're either watching anything I've been in or you're, that is not covered.
And you know what? And it's a scary territory because in radio, we don't worry about the FCC anymore. Right?
Yeah.
And now we have to worry about these corporations way before the fucking First Amendment.
And that is what's taken
and
away
that's
your freedom of
disgusting.
speech.
And that's why these people like George Lopez and the rest of them, enough. You got to fight for every single one of these fuckers that are getting in trouble. You have to.
The freedom of speech has been taken away from you because now it's this extortion thing where if you say something unpopular, you'll lose your job. And it's under that whole blanket of, well, the company does have the right, and there are consequences to what you say. It's like there's consequences, but there shouldn't be with an instance like that, especially. It's an unpopular opinion that you blurt out, and then it's under the threat of losing your livelihood?
That's bullshit.
That's crazy.
The First Amendment line is way over there, and then you got the corporate line way the fuck over here.
Right. And
that's what's fucked up.
And that's the most important one. You're not going to go to jail for what you're saying because of the freedom of speech, the First Amendment. You're not going to be imprisoned for what you say, for the most part. But the threat of losing your job and your livelihood, that is just as bad.
It is.
It's just as bad. So it prohibits people from speaking their piece.
Right. When we first got into radio and we were doing this thing, you learn the FCC rules, and that's all you had to worry about.
That was it.
That was it.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, the game changed. I don't even know. It just fucking popped up out of nowhere. Where radio guys getting fired left and right. We all know, and we talk about this all the time, so I apologize, but it's really important to repeat again. These guys are getting fired for stuff that was completely legal and had nothing to do with the FCC.
Yeah. And that's freedom of speech. And then again, they'll just keep saying, well, there are consequences and the company has the right. It's like, yeah, but
the companies are making major mistakes.
No.
And these stupid asshole celebrities should be stepping forward. And even if they didn't really like what Hank Williams Jr. said, they got to support that shit.
No one's defending him.
No one has stepped forward.
one.
Once again, we are again. Why is it just us? Is there someone else out there? Because I would really love to know some names today.
Yeah, it makes me sick.
Could you go to George Lopez's Twitter really fast? Because I want Jimmy to read this, and I want to make sure I read this correctly, and then I wasn't maybe jumping the gun here. But I was shocked. Was he trying to make a joke and doesn't care in the end, or what? It's probably down a little bit now, but it'll be Yeah, okay. Hey, Hank Williams. This is George Lopez. Hey, Hank Williams Jr., stick to songs about dogs, trucks, and attraction to family members.
Oh, that's good. Nice stereotype to a white Southern person, George Lopez. How do you write that on your fucking iPad? With a can of spray paint? Get it? Get it?
I don't think he's saying you shouldn't be allowed to do that. He's just making fun of him.
Yeah, he's making fun of him. Yeah. Well, it's a joke. Oh, okay, I get it. But you joke around about Hispanics, and he'll lose his fucking mind on you.
Wasn't Hank Williams Jr. kind of going for a little joke there too?
Yeah, kind of a funny comparison.
It might not be his thing, but he certainly
George Lopez.
He certainly was kind of doing a little jokey thing there too.
Fuck that giant-headed douchebag, George Lopez. Good, I'm glad your show got canceled. Fuck your mother. I hate George Lopez.
Really?
Yes.
I like him.
We get it. You're Spanish. Shut up. God, that show stunk. You ever see his talk show? It rotted. With his giant head, he'd come out and do his monologue. We get it. You're Spanish. Every joke's got to be some Hispanic thing. It's like when fat people get out on stage and they got to make fat jokes. He's Hispanic. His whole fucking monologue had to be Hispanic. And then he makes a Southern fucking stereotype joke about how Southerners love fucking their sisters.
Right.
Oh, we get it. Yeah, that one. Yeah. How about make a hubcap joke about the Hispanics? Or the fact that you fucking pierce your daughter's ears when the kids are still in the womb. How do they do that? They come out with pierced ears. Stop it with your fucking little daughters with pierced ears and dress them in hoochie mama clothes. They're in strollers with bippy tops with their little bellies showing. What the fuck is wrong with you people?
Honestly, he probably would make fun of that.
Yeah.
They probably would.
Yeah, to be fair, he probably has. To be fair, he probably has.
I don't think you want to Hank Williams fired. Just making fun of him. You know, the guys that want Hank Williams fired are the ones that are like, why would you
stick to writing songs? Well, you know what?
I don't know.
He didn't like his opinion, so he's mocking him. I honestly don't think that's you should be fired.
No, I don't think that was a you should be fired.
No.
But it's not supporting
of
somebody who, you know.
Where it could very easily happen to him.
Yeah.
I was just very suspicious of that tweet. Am I wrong or not?
I don't think you're wrong to dislike what he said if you don't like it. But
I'm okay with what he said, but I'm questioning, is he for freedom of speech or not?
Yeah.
Oh,
God, yeah. Lopez, I honestly believe so, yeah.
You would think so.
Yeah.
But I don't know. That was an opportunity to maybe, to support somebody.
He's that type of joke, like, hey, just stick to this shit or stick to the joke about it. Because if he was really being serious and not for free speech, I don't think he would have went for a joke there.
I honestly didn't. I didn't interpret that tweet as
there's something real in that tweet, Jimmy.
He doesn't like what he said.
I feel.
He probably thinks that Hank's a dick. And he's just being a dick back and saying, like, you know,
and
hey,
he's an
stick to
Obama
this.
fan. That's what it is. He's an Obama fan. He's sticking up for his guy.
It's like if somebody tweeted about Bush or whatever, like, hey, Bush, you're this and that. You just tweeted back, blah, 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 you know, some shitty remark to them. Hey, stick to fucking, if it was a rapper, hey, stick to shooting people and writing shitty rhymes. It wouldn't mean that you wanted that guy thrown off his label.
No. Yeah, I got you.
Hank Williams is just fucking. No one will defend him because he's a Southerner, and that's what's annoying. And he is kind of a fucking dopey hayseed. And
hey, let me tell you what's that? Yeah, he does come off sounding like an idiot when he talks.
Fox and Friends too. Those guys fucking threw him under the bus.
Oh, they did completely.
Oh yeah, because they're not intelligent enough to handle a situation like
that. And they didn't want to get in trouble
whatsoever. They really aren't. Just because they're on TV, don't think they know what they're doing.
Right?
Yeah.
A lot of people get confused by that. They're a bunch of dummies on that stupid show.
They all of a sudden, when you watch that
they really
clip,
are. They really fucking are. It drives me nuts, the people that are allowed on fucking TV.
When you watch that clip, you just see them go,
right.
Like they lost their fucking mind.
How about you fucking breathe and then try to work through it and get some real TV done?
Take it for what it was.
Right.
It was a fucking guy making a comparison. It wasn't him comparing Hitler to fucking Obama. It was absolutely not that. 100% not that.
But then why does it go from that to we can't play your song anymore?
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah. Your song, we can't play it.
It wasn't.
Sorry, we can't play that.
It wasn't that bad.
No, it wasn't.
It really wasn't that bad, but now you have to make the leap like, oh boy, we got to get rid of Are You Ready for Some Football?
He was not comparing Obama to Hitler. Absolutely.
He was making one of those.
It couldn't even be interpreted as that by anyone with half a fucking brain.
He was basically trying to say these two are polar opposites and they're playing golf. That's fucked up.
Yes. And it was a
that
great
was obvious
way
to me.
It was a great way to show complete polar opposites.
Look at this dope in her red stupid dress on Fox and Friends.
All these bitches wear red dresses.
I don't know why. You're right. There might be something psychological.
Bitches on TV always got that dopey red dress on.
It's easy to go after the bitches, but the two surrounding the one on the Fox and Friends, they're just as dumb.
No, I'm just talking about the dumb fucking power dresses these bitches. I think it's because if they pop their rag that day and they're just sitting there, the blood won't soak through. You bleeding fucking weirdos. God, women are weird. They just ooze blood from the pussy.
Their bodies do nothing but rebel against them.
But we're just constantly oozing sperm.
Oh, I know. It's fun.
Just oozing. Fuck.
What is wrong with me?
All right, so where are we at with the Lopez? You think it's just a joke?
Yeah, absolutely. Because he doesn't strike me as he strikes me as the type that was probably annoyed by what he said. But just like for instance, because I'm a comic and I never want anybody penalized for an opinion,
right?
Doesn't mean that other people won't annoy me with what they say, or I won't. Like if Sharpton said something, I don't want Sharpton fired for what he says. I'll tweet him and just say something like, the guy's an ass.
Well, in a way, I do want to see him fired, and I know it's hypocritical, just so he understand what it's all about finally. That people do fuck up and they don't have a fucking agenda, you stupid scowling asshole.
Oh, boy. Yeah.
I used to watch MSNBC a little bit, I know that bothers, but...
I just hate.
I know you don't like that network, but I used to watch a little bit, and now he comes on around the time I watch it, 5 I think it is, and I immediately turn it off because he's scowling every day.
Yeah,
you got Wolf Blitzer, he has a situation every fucking day, and you got Reverend Al scowling every fucking day. Are you ever happy? I tweeted him on his birthday. Does a birthday cake at least make you smile? You fucking weirdo.
If it's a chocolate birthday cake, right. God, everything's racial with him.
It's unbelievable, though. This guy can't smile.
No.
And now I think someone got to him and said, look, if you're going to be on TV every day, you got to try to smile. So you see this thing like this, it's like...
He's trying hard. He's never done it before.
Right. So the upper lip goes up. Watch. You'll see it for yourself. The upper lip will go up. But, what makes him smile, this part, he can't do it.
He's just the anger seeps through, and that's it.
And then it gets back to the scowl with his stupid eyebrows. And MSNBC is embracing this fucking guy like he's the next big TV star.
Yep.
He sucks.
Everything that happens, they have to go to Reverend Al for his.
What about Freddie's Fashion Mart? What the fuck are you guys doing at MSNBC, you fucking cocks? What are you doing? What about Freddie's Fashion? Yeah, people said dumb things.
Yep.
Didn't he fucking in Crown Heights say, tell these Jews we want to get it on?
Yeah. He was inciting.
Yeah.
He was
Holy
inciting,
shit.
inciting riots. He was using the kind of the speech he was using is not protected.
I don't think so.
Yet, lean forward.
Well, that's what they say there. There's one more guy I got to attack a little bit. Lawrence O'Donnell with his creepy icy blue. He's not on now.
Oh, right, yeah.
He's got these. He replaced Oberman, and I swear to God, and wow, I can't believe I'm going to say this, but I wish they could bring Oberman back. Because this Lawrence O'Donnell with his creepy blue icy eyes, I'm thinking he might be a serial killer. Well, I'm thinking after his show, he's out there fucking burying bodies somewhere. He's a creep too.
I'm getting a text from somebody in law enforcement.
Yeah,
I'll just say that, and it says, and that dumb fuck Lawrence O'Donnell or O'Connell. What's his name? O'Donnell. He did a 9-minute rant
on the
Wall
NYPD
Street police thing.
Yeah.
This is a law enforcement officer said, I would beat him on camera if I could.
Yeah. No, we talked about it. I brought it to your attention. This Lawrence O'Donnell takes one little clip from the Occupy Wall Street thing. You don't know what happened before. You don't know what else is happening in the area because you're only getting one piece with this little video clip, and he just fucking blew it up for 9 minutes. That person is absolutely correct.
9 fucking minutes.
I was out of my mind watching this. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah. 9-minute rant on that, really?
And I'm like,
man, enough.
And I'm thinking to myself, what a dummy. You're never getting out of a speeding ticket, ever.
Yeah, imagine that motherfucker gets pulled over. Oh, boy.
Oh, there are times I look at the NYPD and I want to say something, but fuck that. I want to get out of tickets, man. Where were we? So George Lopez.
George Lopez.
All right.
Right.
All right,
George Lopez.
But these idiots on Twitter that they're going to, give me the ABCs of the First Amendment. Shut the fuck up. I understand that a company has the right to fire you for anything. I get that part of it, but that's the big problem.
That is the problem. It's they're holding your freedom of speech over your head. You can't have a right when if you express that right and use that right and you're penalized for it. It's not really a right. You should be protected from losing your job and your livelihood and your house for things that you say that people don't agree with.
We already said stuff in the first 45 minutes of this show that this company could absolutely fire us for.
Yeah, probably.
Because we finally decided just go balls out. Because there was a time, remember, was that gray area?
My balls are actually out, by the way.
I'm very impressed by that.
Out.
Remember there was a gray area for a while there where we were like, wait, FCC I thought we had to worry about. Now we got to try to read their minds and what's going to get us fired.
Yeah.
And then we sort of realized, oh, okay, the Asian thing will definitely get us fired. But we weren't sure of the other things. So you kind of walk around on your tiptoes hoping you don't fall through the fucking ice, right?
Uh-huh.
Now you just got to go balls out. Because I know we said stuff already. If they really wanted to, they could fucking isolate and go, look, you broke some policy. You're gone.
Yeah.
I know it now.
But why haven't they?
Well, because we're valuable to the company.
Oh, are we?
It changes.
I know we
though.
downplay
when
it,
that
but
happened?
I know we're valuable to this stupid place.
What is socially? What is the big one or the hole in the ice that you said? That's changes, and that's the problem. FCC.
Yeah, I don't know.
You can't say shit, fuck. Like you can't say that. No DJ can say them.
Right.
But like, what's offensive is Helen Thomas. I think is an asshole. The old White House lady.
Oh yeah.
The correspondent. She's
Piece of ass,
annoying.
though.
You know what? If I was some of these celebrities, because we're like fucking borderline celebrities, let's be honest with each
Please.
other. But I mean, some of these guys that really have juice and they go on these shows and they ask him an opinion. I would love for one of these guys go, I would love to answer that, but I don't want to lose my gig. And enough of that shit happens, guess what? These companies will change their fucking tune.
Yeah, all these cornballs that think they're speaking truth to power by you're not.
Right.
You're not, because no one's getting fired for making fun of George Bush or Sarah Palin.
No, never.
No one. Letterman didn't even get fired, and he did a very fucking kind of borderline dangerous reference, and all he had to do is say he was sorry.
Yeah.
No one's getting in trouble for that shit. So you think you're speaking truth to power, you fucking cornballs. You're not.
Right. Yeah. Oh, Trucker Dan. Very fucking good. No, it's good. Trucker Dan, go ahead.
You guys ever notice when Reverend Al tries to smile on MSNBC, he looks a lot like Lurch did on The Addams Family?
Very good.
Punching out.
Very good. And they're also, I guess they got a clip of Lawrence O'Donnell on MSNBC because we got a lot of TVs on right now. Did you see those weird fucking icy eyes?
Oh, yeah,
Who wants to watch that on TV?
Mental patient.
They fucked up that network. They really did. They really fucking did, man.
Yeah, as you said, I didn't like it in the first place. But
look, I didn't even agree with Keith Olbermann, but I would watch to kind of like get my thoughts together and get angry and all that crap, you know?
Yeah.
This guy is like...
Look at Al's face. Look at Al's face. We're looking at it right now. He's just scowling.
What?
Kane defends his comments.
You are unemployed and not rich is your fault. Then he says, now it's the White House fault, so I don't know which day you're talking. I don't have the facts to back it up, but I think he's talking out of both sides of his mouth. But having said that, I think that clearly there are those that are concerned about the policies. I agree with Mark Halperin. I think that in this case, we'll see two things on this. One, whether or not the unions and now some of us in civil rights
just call him an
that are
Uncle
dealing
Tom
with the
already.
Occupy
Would you,
Wall
Reverend
Street
Al?
crowd
Just call
are
Kane
able
and Uncle
to,
Tom already.
Move in
Could
a
you
way
do that?
will concretely affect
Oh,
the
black
political
Republican,
outcome of
wow.
where we're going, because
Who
at the end of
speaks
the day,
out
if
against
nothing is
fucking,
achieved here, which the Tea Party did,
black crime.
then it's all
and against
theater.
maybe the Wall
And
Street
secondly,
protesters, and speaks out against black guys that are just fucking leaving their seed everywhere with baby mamas, and actually ran a fucking business, a successful business. Wow, yeah, that's right. So he's an Uncle Tom. Reverend Al can't back that black guy because it's not in his best interest, because that's a successful black guy.
Oh, the Kane?
Kane, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, you can't back that if you're Reverend Al. No, that's he's an Uncle Tom.
Yeah.
Eesh, please.
Yuck.
Angry Reverend Al. Angry me.
On a lighter note, I'm
I'm not going to be talking about Iraq, I guess.
Oh.
Hi, Eric.
On a lighter note, I thought I was going to die last night.
What?
Yeah, I thought this cabbie was actually going to get us in a head-on collision.
They drive very safely. What are you talking about?
Man, wow! I got a depressed cabbie yesterday. I went to see Jay Moore at Gotham Comedy Club. Fucking Jay killed last night. He was great.
Yeah,
he was terrific. He'll be there tonight. I think it's sold out, or close to it. So if you want to go, get tickets immediately. Anyway, on the way down there, the guy goes, "Wow, there's not a lot of cars on the road." So I go, yeah, it's Yom Kippur or whatever tomorrow. So a lot of people taking,
you weren't even going to say the Kippur part.
Yom Kippur.
There was a problem.
Kippur, how do they?
Yom Kippur, I think.
Kippur,
Yom Kippur.
So whatever, and that got us to talking, and he's talking about, well, that's based on the war or something. It's a war anniversary, and blah blah blah. I go, where are you from? And he goes, Egypt. I'm like, oh. He goes, yeah, I'm going back. I want to go back there, but it's a little crazy, so I'm going to wait a couple weeks, and I'm going to go. He's going back to Egypt.
Egypt. We're going back to Egypt.
He's going back to Egypt.
Yeah.
This is how fucked up things are in the world right now. To go see his dentist. because he can't afford a dentist in America.
So he's going to an Egyptian dentist?
Yes.
Why?
Yes.
Kick me in the teeth. I get.
So that was enough to ask more questions.
Yeah, of course.
Like, what? I go, how much is the flight? He goes, $900. But obviously he's going also to see family and stuff, I guess, over there. And then he's going to see a dentist there because he can't afford a dentist in America because these cabbies work. This guy's been working 7 days a week for 29 years.
Oh, shit. What does he do for
He wants
fun?
a big tip. He's lying.
He goes, I can take a day off, but, I can't afford to take a day off. So I've basically been in a cab for the last 29 straight years.
Yeah.
These guys don't get health insurance, okay? Which I think is unbelievable because I'm sure the cab companies are making a fucking bloody fortune off these guys. And then he goes, I can't afford to go to a doctor. My life is miserable. He's 47 years old. He has a 2-year-old. No, he has a kid that's going into second grade and another one.
Aw.
He told me he'd rather die and see what's next than continue to live. And this is what he's saying as he's barreling down the road.
It's like, hey, dude, I'm doing pretty good for myself. Could you let me out if you're going to hit an abutment?
All this in a 10-minute cab ride. He goes, and I wish I was fucking filming. It's one of those days I was like, why don't I have a camera on me? Because this is real video that I would love for people to see, not this horse shit that I do. This is real shit. And he goes, I went to the doctor recently, and he told me that I probably have prostate cancer.
Probably.
And he goes, I'd rather die from prostate cancer because I can't afford the treatments. And he goes, my life's miserable anyway, so I'd rather not be here anymore. He says
what the fuck?
I'd rather not be
spouting out to every guy.
Rather not be here anymore. I'd rather die. And I'll say it again because he said it a few times and see what's next. I hope I'll be able to go to heaven. He tells me.
Wow. Why did he just start blurting this shit out?
It started with the Yom Kippur, and then Egypt, and then he just kept going. He goes, "My life is miserable," and then I'm like, "No, I'm playing counselor." I'm like, "Well, you got a kid. It's in second grade. Doesn't that bring you some joy?" He goes, "No, because I don't even see him because I have to be in this cab 7 days a week." He goes, "By the time I get home, the kid's going to bed, and then by the time I wake up, he's gone. He's in school. I don't even see him."
Please tell me at the end of the ride that you got out and you took a crispy dollar bill and did this and handed it to him and said, "Good luck with that prostate."
Yeah, this is for you.
I felt like I had to give him a lot of money.
Of course you did. That's why he's been spinning this rap for 20 years.
You think? You think
fucking
something?
prostate's been falling out for 20 years.
That's what I was wondering. Because it was like a $10 cab ride. And I just gave him the 20. So
of
just
course,
fucking keep the 20.
Yeah.
And then he's like, "Thank you. Oh my God, thanks. Oh boy." And then he goes, "You know what? After we talked, I'm gonna go home right now and get some." Because I said positive energy. I feel like a douche. He goes, "I'm gonna get some of that positive energy from my my young kid, and then I'm gonna get back on the road and continue my shift."
Then watch you read in the paper fucking 2 days from now, some Egyptian father threw his kid out the window so it wouldn't stop crying after a long shift because he woke it up to hug it.
I believed what he was saying was real, though, especially with the prostate cancer. He was like, "I'd rather die." He goes, "I'd rather die than deal with that shit, and I can't afford it anyway, so,
Wow.
Let's see what's next." I hope I go to heaven, he says.
That's quite the leap of faith.
But I'm in the car.
Yeah.
I wanted to say, can we pull over and talk a little bit?
Pull over and talk and then run out.
But I was late. Yeah, I know. But I was late, so you just assume that, you weren't going to be the one in the cab when he decides to fucking take a header into another car.
Run out and stiffed him. Put him right over the edge. Fuck this. Drives into the river.
How fucked up is your life that you leave America to go back to your home country to go to the dentist?
Go to the dentist in Egypt. I can't imagine an Egyptian dentist is, it's probably a little archaic. Still using stone tools.
I can't imagine. Yeah, I would imagine it involves a lot of rocks.
A lot of, yes. I just picture stone tools.
Picture the Flintstones.
Them relieving pressure on your brain because of something, I don't know, knocking a wedge out of your skull with some rocks.
Yeah. He makes a killing on tips, sympathy, but it doesn't matter. I mean, the guy doesn't enjoy his life if he's in a cab 7 days a week.
Yeah,
I'm in a cab for 15 minutes. I want to kill myself. Can you imagine doing that every day? Then they're 12-hour shifts, I believe.
I imagine how nasty their ass must get.
Yeah,
sitting in that fucking cab seat all day, just hemorrhoids and fucking cranky ass. Ugh. That's why you get into cabs sometimes and it just reeks.
The raw
Horrible.
armpit smell. It's like literally.
Oh, yeah.
There's times when you get in and the guy's got his hand up on the wheel and it smells like there's an onion hanging in front, a wet onion. And it's like I've had pit odor, but that's like a permeating. That's like in the fabric of your car.
Onion. Yeah.
A fucking wet onion dangling above your nose.
It's P.O.
But why don't those guys have health insurance? And are they?
I guess they're supposed to get their own.
Are they a union?
I don't know.
I think it's split. I think there are some that work for themselves,
but
some that work for companies. Like the medallions cost a fuckload. So like sometimes there's companies that buy 10 medallions. They got 10 cars, or 20 cars, and then they hire drivers. And other times drivers, invest money buy their own medallion and have their own car. So I'm not sure if they're all under one umbrella.
Doesn't seem right.
Couldn't close an umbrella.
You some bitches couldn't close an umbrella. The way he said his L's.
Umbrella.
Because when you have to buy your own health insurance, we know.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Biatch.
What the hell, man?
Yeah.
Well, there you go. So that's my little light story.
Well, you know
Jay
what?
Moore's, man, he's doing a Clint Eastwood impression on that stage. He's doing that story he did on our
That's
show.
so funny, man.
And if you haven't heard it yet, it is on YouTube. Someone captured that Jay Moore Clint Eastwood story, and it's up there doing very well somewhere. Maybe I'll find the link and tweet it or something. But he does it on stage. It fucking kills, man.
Yeah, he's great with impressions because he's got such great material to back up the impression. We've always talked about there have been people that are able to do like spot on impressions, but they suck because they have no material.
Yeah.
Jay's got the whole fucking package. He's really funny.
How long is that? Do we have that clip, E-Rock?
Yeah, it's 3
The Dayton, Ohio clip?
Oh, it's only 3.5 minutes. Why don't we play it into break? Fuck it.
It was too bad knees and something.
I don't know. I don't remember the clip. It was something.
From 18 years ago, I left Dayton, Ohio.
You guys are forcing it.
What did he have, though? I don't know what he had.
Dayton, it was too. I know it was too bad knees, but then there was something else besides.
Can we
that.
make a deal today?
And
Can we make a deal?
Yeah.
If you could like fit it in a smoother way, we'll play it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're really trying for something here, and I'm trying to save the bit. Well,
yeah.
We've played a lot. If you make it sound like very organic and nice,
yeah,
you're kind of just forcing it.
Hold on a second. Let me just.
What?
Oh,
what, Jimmy?
Huh?
I gotta go to the bathroom.
I don't know. Yeah, Jimmy's got to go to the bathroom.
He's
but,
got the weak bladder.
Well, it does happen a lot of times. Jimmy, Jimmy has the weak bladder. But so if it could be squeezed in organically.
Yeah,
I was a little ham-handed on trying to get it played or something. Why don't we just take a call, I guess?
All right, sure. We got someone calling from Dayton.
From Dayton? Really?
That's weird.
What a coincidence.
Someone from Dayton.
Hey, it's Chip. I'm from Dayton. I was going on some dates or something.
Wow.
I had a couple of. I fell down and hurt my knee.
Wow, what a coincidence. There was somebody else from Dayton, I think, that may have had a problem with their knees.
I don't know what happened to him. What did he have? What happened to his knees?
What about his knees?
I think what happened was he had bad knees in Dayton already.
Yeah.
Oh.
But then he had something else. What was that?
I was in Dayton. I was going on dates.
Oh my God, no.
Really?
Yeah. I went on some dates in Dayton. I kept saying to people, like, hey, you want to go Dayton? We live in Dayton. They was just cracking up.
I guess this isn't being deemed worthy of the segue.
Why doesn't?
I don't know. I'm just watching those fat hands do nothing.
Yeah. Why doesn't Chip poke Chubby over there? Let's get this over with.
From 18 years ago, I left Dayton, Ohio.
Oh, wait,
with two very bad.
What?
What was that? I was going on dates in Dayton. Don't play that clip. I don't like that. That's the Mike Smith clip.
Yeah. Fuck that clip. Fuck him and his dumb knees.
Who gives a fuck about your stupid knees?
Dang, you crybaby.
Right. Who cares about you? There's a guy that's from Egypt that's got to go back to Egypt for dentistry.
I left Egypt with bad teeth and a dream to be a cab driver.
Right.
I hate God that dream came true. Ah!
let's put it in reality. We got a guy that might have prostate cancer out there that's driving a cab, and at any moment he's going to kill one of us because he's decided he wants to see what's next.
Yeah, stop your whining about your bad fucking knees in Dayton.
He goes, he can't take it anymore. Oh, know what he blames it on? I forgot this part of the story. Jews.
Of course.
He goes, he's cursed.
Like a real curse?
He goes, I'm cursed. He goes, my life has been miserable.
Yeah.
And he really wants to die. He basically said that a lot.
How is he cursed?
He said he's cursed because in his earlier years he was chasing women. And I go to the guy, we all did that.
The curse of the white man from town.
Yes. I'm going to die with it in your asshole. You'll never see us. You drive, your asshole sweats, your underarms smell. You never see us.
You never see us.
Yeah.
Dumb old broad crossing the street. It's her fault.
It really
He's
is.
just trying to get a blowjob.
Big fatso just wants his dick sucked. You know what, dude? You get your dick sucked, dude. Match the hats, dude. You're going to get worms, get a blowjob, you hit the old lady, boom. Bob's
been lasted 20 years.
Bob's been actually running over old ladies, hoping they're gypsies. You know what, dude? This diet's tough. Come on, dude.
Meta. He's I got my meta food. What's meta food?
He never met a food he didn't like.
Take that, stupid.
Yeah, he met a bunch of food.
That's right, Chip. Speaking of food, I have mine in front of me, and Reverend Al got to eat.
Did Chip help get your clip played?
Well,
who gives a shit about him and his dumb knees? Right.
Oh, God. See, Chip derailed that by saying you want to hear it.
Was terrific.
Of course.
When we... What? Robin's calling back? Why?
I don't know.
Did she have her time?
I don't know. She might have forgot something.
I hope she was like off the air just talking over us like she does on.
Robin?
Hey, I have never talked to you guys. I've called in quite a few times.
Right.
When you're talking about Tony Davis. But the house, the criminal justice system.
Troy Davis?
The system is Troy. What did I say? Tony?
Yeah.
Troy.
Stupid.
Troy. But anyway, it's the criminal justice system.
Tony,
not
Boboni through your nose, Bobana Fana.
I love you guys.
What
You're
am I doing?
Awesome.
What's up with Troy? What happened to Troy Davis?
Hated that.
I did.
Troy Davis, when they executed him.
What
What
about
about him?
And you were talking about, blah, blah. It's the criminal justice system. It's not for the victim. It's for the fucking criminals. We protect the criminals more than we protect the victim.
Oh, holla, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you can't protect the victim once you're in court, madam.
But he's
They've been
dead.
victimized.
But
Exactly.
he's dead, too.
Yell that from the
And I'm glad he
mountaintops.
did.
Yell that from the
And-
mountaintops.
And another thing,
another
you
thing.
fly fish. I fly fish. You want to do some good fly fishing? Go
Do one or
to,
the other, miss.
Pulaski, New York.
Pulaski, New York. That sounds like an awful place.
It's fantastic. Oh man, you're gonna bust my
Quiet, annoying lady from phone. The curse of the annoying lady from phone. Curse of the white man from town.
The white man from town.
Well, yeah, my family tells me I'm annoying too, but I really don't.
Oh, why don't you eat a pie that someone gives you?
Yeah. You want a pie?
You know what, dude? I've been trying to find that pie, so I'm just eating every other one I get my hands on.
Listen, you guys are great. I
Of course we are.
Yes, we are, madam. Thank you. Just sing our praises.
Hey, let's do the Clint Eastwood Jay Moore story going in a break.
Here he is.
There it is.
That sounds good.
Yeah, because he's doing it on stage. It's killing. He referenced it yesterday, said it's online because of our show. I was going to tweet the link, but why not play it on the fucking radio show?
Why not?
It's a quick story. I love this thing, so check this out. Jim Jeffries and John Ratzenberger.
Oh.
Who's he? He's
Cliff Clavin.
He's the Cliff guy, right?
Cliff Clavin from Cheers.
From Cheers.
Yeah, back in the day.
Eat a Ratzenberger like it's a
He'll be on the
Tart
show
burger or something.
today. But first, Jane Moore's with a great story about Clint Eastwood.
But that scene where you said Clint yelled at that lady, I couldn't wait for that scene. What exactly did he say to her?
Sweetheart, where is she? Keep going, keep rolling. I cannot possibly explain how little this fucking movie is about you. Christ, I could have hired your arm if the union would have let me. Let's do it again and I'll make a big fucking deal out of it. Got a lot of talent out here.
Wow.
And he just jogged back, and I was like, oh my God. And
Think
then
she
he
was
walked back to
embarrassed?
me and he went, P-U-S-S-Y.
Really?
Did I ever tell you that?
No, not the spelling.
He asked me if I wanted Jay, would you like to join me for a Czechoslovakian beer? And I said no. And he goes, well, then I guess you're done for the day. But he said it like, you fucking faggot. You sicken me. And I was like, going back to my hotel in the van, like, did I just get fucking fired? And I was thinking, talking about an addict brain. I'm like, will I work more if I just have this beer? Like, I'll just fucking pound beers with Clint. We're done for the day. It's 3 p.m. And I'll just go to a fucking midnight meeting after a nap.
And said, look, I had to. Clint said
like, maybe I would have been in fucking J. Edgar Hoover right now.
Yeah.
You know? And I go, no. And he goes, well, then I guess you're done for the day. But he said it like Dirty Harry, so it's so freaky. And we come back the next night or 2 nights later, and we're the same night as that gal. I would have hired your fucking arm if they would have let me. And he says, how long has it been since you had alcohol in your body? I go, I don't know, a 98, I guess. And he goes, that's good. Is your mic on? And I go, yeah. And he goes, cover it up. So I cover my mic with my hand and my shirt. But like Matt Damon and Richard Kind, like everyone, and the boom guy, like they're still all mics. And he goes, my problem was never booze or drugs. My problem was always P-U-S-S-Y. And I thought, did he just fucking spell it so no one could hear it? Like a crazy person? And he goes, let's do it again. And I'm like, now I got to go act knowing Dirty Harry's a pussy addict.
Yeah.
And all like
all you can think
I don't even know my lines, and he's like, all I can think of is like P-U-S-S, box, big hairy 70s box. And I had no lines because it was that scene.
That is fantastic.
That's
he
awesome.
spelt it.
Could you have just hung with him and not had the beer? Like I would have said, no, but I'll have a soda and hung with him. I would
He
have
doesn't
joined.
want to hang with a
It
guy
was, would you like to
he
stay and join me for a Czechoslovakian beer?
And it wasn't going to be
specific fucking
I
bizarre
know.
request. Jimmy, would you like to sit with me and make tiny orange socks? Knitting.
Wow.
If I had a beer, you have to look at, like, if you had a beer, you would have had the beer, but then you would have woke up somewhere and went like, what? You would have had weird memories of him going like, what the fuck are you doing? It would have just, you would have just been doing Dirty Harry lines at him until he left.
I think I would have just kept doing fucking Escape from Alcatraz when he drops the N-bomb.
Oh, is that the, I just don't like niggers. Jimmy, Jesus. He said that. That's what he
I
said.
know, but we're corporate men now.
That's, hey, look, one of the greatest lines.
I noticed.
I just hate niggers, he said.
What's the matter? You keep to yourself, or you just don't like niggas?
He goes, the English, he goes, there's 2 reasons you didn't sit on my step. You scared boy, or you just hate niggers. That's what he said to Clint Eastwood.
Yeah, believe me, I know.
He just doesn't want to say it.
Oh, please. It's a great fucking, it's an amazing moment between him and Paul Benjamin.
Right on.
I was there. I actually went to Alcatraz, and I fucking sat.
I was on, you like Keitel and
We're going to have Jim Jeffries in here in a little bit.
Yeah. Jim Jeffries.
I walked by the Apple store last night.
Oh, in tribute?
Got one in my neighborhood. And yeah, man, they got the fucking the flowers, the candles, the pictures, and apples. A lot of apples.
Yeah, a lot of Macintosh apples.
With a bite taken out of it. What does that mean?
Maybe it's like the...
like the logo. Yeah, is that all it is?
I'm thinking maybe it's like the missing man formation when a pilot dies or something like that. Or maybe the riderless horse. That is hilarious.
We got to bring that to everyone's attention.
Yeah.
But really quickly, so people are going, oh, all right. So the bite out of the apple is just for the logo. Okay, fine.
Yeah,
I thought there might be even a little more than that involved because all the apples had bites out of them. But then they had Post-its on the window. What is that about?
Post-its?
Lots of colored Post-its.
Is that what colored? No, come on. It's 2011, Opie. Could you not use that?
I saw a picture of those. Are those just people writing like
I got
well
one
wishes?
Writing little things.
But why? And they're just using Post-its.
Was he maybe
Probably.
known? Was he maybe known around
I'm
the
trying to
office?
think.
Probably for stickies. Because doesn't Mac have stickies?
Oh, wait a minute.
Oh.
They do have stickies.
All right, that's probably what that's all
Yes.
about.
I figured it was just because all of their stores are glass, so it's just easy to.
It was just.
But
easy.
it was
I was just wondering if
the
there's
stickies
more
thing
to
that
it.
does make total
Yeah, that
sense.
makes sense.
See,
I like stickies. I'm smart. I'm smart.
A whole bunch
Yeah, look at that. A bunch of stickies.
of stickies on the windows.
Yeah. See, I like the stickies.
I took a pic. I'll tweet it.
Stickies are very handy.
Yeah.
You just jot some shit down. You write it down. Jot it down, Rob.
Yeah,
you get an idea, jot it down.
The one thing I hate about Post-its or stickies or whatever is that I always like to fold stuff and put it in my pocket, and you can't write something on a Post-it and put it in your pocket.
No, you can't.
Be very careful.
You can't fucking fold it because it sticks to itself. That's hence the sticky.
And the other thing about Steve Jobs,
he's dead.
People are just fucking weird. You know the turtleneck he fucking wore?
Yeah.
The sales increased 100%.
Really?
Everyone went
From
out
1 to 2.
Yeah, but
yeah, maybe that's what that's about. But
It's
everyone
hard to
went out
order-
and got turtlenecks because the guy died.
Hard to order one in a 5-inch neck.
Wow.
Yeah. It's actually just a regular shirt sleeve that they put on wrong.
Do you have something that could go around a vertebrae?
Yeah, they're all being bought by fucking gardener snakes and cobras.
The guy's dead.
Yeah,
Jesus.
fucking Oscar the Ostrich just ordered a turtleneck.
The ostrich.
You had to have it taken in.
Yeah, pelicans wear them as pants. What else is skinny?
God damn.
But why buy a turtleneck?
In
'Cause
all
the guy
seriousness,
died.
it's probably Halloween. If people want to be Steve Jobs for
they're going to
Halloween.
be dead. Steve Jobs zombie. You're going to see Steve Jobs zombie.
#1 Halloween costume.
You're gonna-
Steve Jobs zombie.
Little iPhone with you, right?
Somebody will print up an
Apple.
I died shirt. and,
I died with
that'll
the
be the big
small
Halloween
eye,
costume.
right? And then you just go around going, Apple.
I'll probably be saying like Jobs. Everyone's getting jobs in heaven.
That's great. That's great, Chip. You work on that for Halloween. Jimmy just stares at me with the chip face. It has nothing to do with radio.
No.
But it's hilarious.
It's just an energy drink.
It really is.
It's a vacuum.
It's taxing. It really is. I can't get enough of it.
And I think there's a story we've been following very closely.
Ooh.
the grocery worker. I remember reading this a while ago, right?
Yeah.
Well, the grocery worker, admits I gave out semen-tainted yogurt. Remember this guy?
God, yes. Ugh.
A grocery store worker accused of handing out a semen-tainted yogurt sample at an Albuquerque market pleaded guilty Thursday. Under terms of his plea agreement, Anthony Garcia admitted he tainted a sample of the yogurt he was handing out at a market in January. He also admitted putting some of his semen on a plastic spoon that he placed with the yogurt.
What a fucking prick, man.
It's hilarious.
Oh, yeah, unless you're the guy going.
Of course, but half this shit is hilarious unless it happens to you.
That's why I would never eat any samples any fucking
Because you know those people are miserable. You know they're
Yes.
picking their nose, scratching their balls,
Horrible.
whatever.
Now, if you're a guy and you get the semen-tainted yogurt, right,
yeah.
do you say anything? Because you can't go, hey, this tastes like cum.
Yeah, how do you know it tastes like cum?
So what do you do? So is it only like the women that are reporting this?
Yeah,
it's like this
Unless you're a
tastes
gay
like
guy, I guess.
this tastes like pussy after I blow my load in it.
Yeah, but she knew there was a problem though because he took the yogurt and he threw it on her back. She said, "This is wrong. There's some in my hair."
Garcia then approached the female. This is after he put a little on the spoon.
A little on the spoon.
Approached the female customer and offered her a sample.
What an antisocial behavior that is.
That really is. There's something fucking going
What
on.
did he not get as a child?
Holy
Yeah.
shit. Come on a spoon, exactly.
Woman told police that after tasting the sample, she spit it on the floor. Well, fuck.
Fucking.
What a bad date she is.
No shit.
Yeah, she went out to the car real quick, rolled down the window, and spit it out. That's what she's used to.
She testified, so she tastes it, then she spits it on the floor several times and wiped her mouth on the garment.
She go back for seconds.
Yeah, and then she made him lick it off because she's a cuckoldress.
Then she wiped her mouth on the garment she was wearing to get the taste out of her mouth. Investigators collected samples of the woman's spit from the floor and took the garment she was wearing as evidence. And they got the DNA from that.
And it was his fucking jizz.
Faces 3 years.
Yeah.
That's a really antisocial thing.
Followed by
man.
3 years of supervised release.
Release. That was the problem. Yeah.
Supervised release.
They always have to work.
You got to watch him.
You gotta make sure it doesn't put it in the yogurt.
Don't keep it out of that spoon. We don't.
There are clever guys writing these news stories and just will change things subtly.
Release.
Why do they have to use release?
What a creep.
I never fucking taste samples, open things like that. I don't fucking do it.
I get creeped out by that
I don't do
too.
it. And by the way, if if we're ever out at a bar and a listener buys a drink and Kenny is around, he will not allow us to drink it if it's opened.
I know.
Like if it's a closed bottle of beer and then I pop the top, that's fine. But if Kenny's around, he will not allow any of us to drink a beer that a listener gives us because you don't know, they'll slip you a Mickey.
Well, what's worse than that is seeing you cry because you're not allowed to have the beer.
I know. When Kenny takes it away, I start crying like a baby whose baba's been taken away. Kenny, yes?
I have another helpful hint.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, Kenny.
A minute ago, you were talking about Post-it notes.
Yes.
Well, what I do is I'll take one Post-it note and then take another Post-it note and stick them together, and that's how I put them in my pocket or fold them.
At 180 degrees,
Right.
so one of the sticky parts are on the other one, and then there's no exposed sticky, and now you have two sides to work with.
Right, that's what I personally do.
I wish you'd put them over your mouth and nose. I just fold it, actually. I fold it in half and just wherever it goes. And sometimes the writing's in half, yeah.
You know what the
I figure
thing
it
is?
out.
It's not that sticky where it can't be peeled back apart, but there is just something.
We're not talking about crazy glue
like annoying
here.
about
Stick
having
the
that
shit.
sticky part on, unless you're. But then you
you
might
act
as well
like-
just buy a little notepad.
You act like it's the La Brea Tar Pit stuff. I stepped on a notepad. They had to come and get me off. You're not a fucking mouse in a trap.
Yeah,
I haven't moved in 8 hours. You're Uncle Junior with his hand stuck in the fucking sink.
And the fans with the beverages, so now you know.
Yeah. Don't do it.
Open it.
Don't open it. Right, leave it closed.
Yeah, 'cause-
and don't buy me tap beer, you cheapos.
Anthony and, Opie, they appreciate the gesture.
Right.
But next time, just hand us cash.
Yeah, we'll buy our own. But just, hand us the
Lots and
cash.
lots
Yeah.
of
Or
cash.
say, set them up, bartender.
Yeah, there you go.
And don't burden them with small bills.
No. I
Yeah.
want to be able to tip the bartender, too, with what you give me.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't, because people come over sometimes and the bottle's open and you're like, you could have just
Dropped a hit of acid in it.
But
It's something
yeah.
fucking weird.
Yeah, I don't need that.
Put a boogie on her, spitting it because you're not
Freak
fucking,
me
you're not a
out.
fan.
Yeah, it could be some guy that doesn't even fucking like the show. There's plenty of them.
It was like this cop movie I was watching one time.
Uh-huh.
This cop, he didn't like his boss because the boss was like a micromanager and always up everybody's ass.
Yeah, sounds like a good
And,
movie.
he liked to boss people around. He was very, autocratic.
What a scumbag.
So, the boss would, want coffee at the beginning of the shift.
Uh-huh.
So, in this movie,
Yeah.
the cop would go to Dunkin' Donuts and get the coffee and then slip a Valium in it.
Holy shit. Wow, I got to get that. Is that on Netflix? Can I get it on Netflix?
Yeah, it's streaming on Netflix.
Streaming.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
called Coffee Cup Cop.
That sounds like an awful...
Yeah, coffee cup cop.
That would be terrible. Coffee cup cop.
No, it's intrigue and mystery.
But what is the movie poster? It's probably a big white cup with coffee cup cop written in coffee colored, spilled coffee letters on the fucking.
Oh, yeah.
So it looks like it's spilling out of the cup.
Coffee cup. But then cop has to be spelt like police is spelt on a car or something, Like the NYPD logo.
Right,
like
coffee
cop.
cup is on the cup, and then
Right,
cop
and then
is,
cop,
Or maybe it's just a guy grabbing a tit.
just for the hell of it.
It's cop.
Yeah, you're copping a feel.
Yeah.
Coffee cup.
Coffee cup cop. What a bomb that movie would be.
What is that? Wait, coffee cop guy. It says coffee cop guy. Boy, you sure find things quickly, Danny.
Exactly.
There's a coffee cop.
Sam couldn't find coffeecupguy.com.
Sam couldn't find a coffee cup.
No. What did I don't tweet? Stop. Mother wouldn't yell at me.
Where's
that
Sam?
fruit?
I don't know.
I don't know, but I
Where
got
do these people go?
I got
Where
the
is
big
he?
invite yesterday. Did everybody else?
No.
For what? The wedding? I didn't get
Yes,
no
I
fucking
did.
invite.
I got the
When
invite.
What
is
is
it?
that about?
It's coming up next year.
Well, when next year? So I could fucking mark it down and book a gig.
I'll tell you because there's also you got to make your hotel reservation.
Right, and I'm staying in the good hotel.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
want a suite.
$10 more.
$10 more for a suite.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Why didn't I get? Oh, I haven't checked my mail in 2 weeks.
I
would've
haven't
liked
either in
it.
about a few days. That's the
Oh, my
problem.
No, I'm
God.
not even joking. When you live in a building, Jimmy knows.
You just walk right in.
You want to just get up to your apartment so you don't go to the mailbox. I haven't checked
Yeah.
my mail in 2 weeks.
Wow, you better check that shit.
I'm trying to live
You
like
best
an
check
animal.
that shit. You know what? Also, their invitation, it's a lovely picture
Yeah.
of Sam and Jess standing next to each other. And then on the back, there's a little magnetic strip, so you could put it on your refrigerator and always be reminded that the invitation is there. And then my chick is.
You must have got a fancy one.
I got it. You probably didn't notice. There's a little
got
magnetic
the low budget one.
Magnetic strip on the back.
No, he got a ditto.
You know what sucks about those magnets? I got to look at my stupid cousin for the next 10 years because he got married about 2 years ago. But the magnet's so good, I keep it on my refrigerator.
You keep it there?
They're married already.
But here's the deal.
What do you do with those magnets? Because I don't want to go out and buy regular magnets, so I use these dumb save the date magnets.
Well,
forever.
I get off on I get off the hook on that because my chick then goes to stick it on the fridge, and I just started laughing at her. I go, stainless steel's not magnet. You can't stick a magnet to it. So she puts it on and it falls off. And the puzzled look on her face, like, it's metal. I'm like, no, stainless steel isn't. It doesn't have magnetic properties to it.
So then you walk over to the garbage and fucking drop it in the garbage.
No, now it's leaning in the little nook by the fridge, like leaning up against something. And look at the lovely Sam and Jess.
Can I see the magnet? Because I didn't know that you couldn't. I have a stainless steel Friggy too.
Yeah,
and I had no idea.
It doesn't stick to stainless steel.
What's that?
Fingerprints sure do, though. I tell you, what a chore.
I know, smudges and marks.
You need special cleanser for it.
Do you?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, you can't just clean it. It's very difficult to get smudges
I throw
off.
bleach on it.
Yeah, just like you should your sheets and everything else. AIDS.
Some great magnets. Some great magnets images.
That's on Ruffle. Not fucking Ruffle.
Dude, you want to... one more fucked up story.
One more?
You got a couple burglars, right?
Burglars? What year is this?
2 burglars.
Yeah.
They broke into my apartment.
Oh.
Oh, boy.
I hate this story.
Oh, no.
You saw this, right?
Yeah.
This is a fucked up story. So you got 2 burglars. They fucking break into your place. They're looking for blank CDs. I'm sure they've got other stuff.
Yeah.
But they saw blank CDs, so they steal them from this guy, right?
And he reported them stolen.
And the guy reported stolen?
Boy,
Yeah.
what an idiot.
Turns out there was child porn.
Oh,
burglars stole these CDs, child porn on the CDs. So then these motherfucking burglars report the guy.
They turned him in? Fuck. Oh, wow. He looks like a real creep.
He looks like Jason Alexander a little bit.
Oh, that's Craig.
Uncle Paul knows
You know Craig Stockard?
Yeah, he loaned him a bunch of CDs.
Oh, you did?
He's saying they got stole, but he done that before.
Oh, he just wants you to send him more?
Yeah, he's a cool guy. Like him a lot.
One juvenile and a 19-year-old broke into Craig Stockard's barn in Delhi, California, and stole 50 CDRs. Stockard reported them stolen. I'm kind of surprised he wanted to draw attention to himself, knowing what was taken.
But he probably didn't have them backed up, and that was probably... If he had 30 CDs with child porn on them, that was probably a fucking 10-year stash that he's been jerking off to.
Oh, he was
and he's probably
so
thinking
bummed.
of the ungettable ones. Like, oh, no, that news group is gone.
Yeah, oh, damn it. How am I going to get that back?
But literally, they couldn't prove that they stole them from you. And then again, his fingerprints are probably all over them, too. So. Nah.
Yeah, I know. You know,
they couldn't prove that he put the child porn on them.
He's probably got a good case to get off of it, I bet.
Maybe, but his computers they raided, I guarantee his stuff's on his computer.
Oh, yeah, there's probably stuff on the computer.
No.
Unless he thought putting him on disc and stashing him in his barn would be safe, but I'm sure they'll take his computer.
And they could probably backtrace what you put on there. And there's also, whatchamacallit, I forget what I was going to say.
Yeah, there's ways they could just fucking go to his hard drive
and find out it's you.
For computer forensics. Sam!
Yeah, you got to see if the 9-year-old image is on the computer, Sam. I've been looking at the same one for 4 hours. It's stirring feelings in me. I don't touch him. I just look at him like the Colonel. They're so small, Sam.
I take him on my boat.
Yeah, even your genitals would look big in their little tiny hands. Yeah, Abigail. She's small, and I give her pills, and she falls asleep.
I give the children codeine.
I give them codeine, and my friend Paul Hargis brings his camera.
Jim C.
Yeah, who knows? Quincy enjoys the youngster.
Sorry, go.
Yeah, well. I tweeted the other day that I was a very exciting tweet that I had watched The Odd Couple, and the boom operator just kept dipping the boom into the shot. That show is still fucking funny though, man.
Great writing.
That goddamn show is fucking funny. It's just they just don't put that shit out.
How does New York look?
New York looks gritty.
Not the Open, because we've talked about that a lot.
Yeah, the Open's a little...
But they have a scene in New York here and there in that
every
show,
so
right?
often they would be out on the streets, or they would do those scenes like from the top of a cop car or inside a cab, where they do like voiceover. You hear them talking to each other, but you just see through the cab window. It's just fucking New York.
Right.
That just
dirty
bust
New York.
Wasn't there just soot everywhere?
It was on everything.
It was
forget.
Bust and pull away, and just soot pouring out of it.
All of a sudden, you would look like a
in person.
What?
Yes. You actually would. A bus would pass by, and you'd also going, "Mommy, mommy, how I love you, how I love you." And he's doing a 90-year-old vaudeville joke.
Still funny.
It is.
And we forgot that.
Blackface.
We forgot they cleaned that shit up.
They did. Yes.
It used to be soot everywhere.
Yeah, New York's kind of bright now.
It's weird.
There used to be this weird cloud that just always hung over, no
Everything
matter how
was just,
sunny it
had
was.
soot on it.
Yeah, so
Everything.
sooty.
We should break. We'll get Jim Jeffries in here.
Yes.
Do some other things.
Certainly.
Nothing to tease, I guess. You got something cool to play?
Oh, I almost forgot.
Yeah.
November 3, 4, 5, Stress Factory.
Yes.
That's a good plug right there. So
Yes.
That was a solid fucking plug.
Yes, it sounded like I was going to help the show with some suggestion of a bit.
You did help the show with that plug.
Absolutely.
Now people will go and laugh.
That's a sellout waiting to happen. When do the tickets go on sale?
They're on sale now.
Oh, it'll sell out.
I hope so.
Very,
Of course
very
it will.
quickly. Very quickly.
Oh, for your lips to God's
Are you going to have
ears.
to do like 12 shows for Vinny? Is he
No.
going to start shoving shows at you?
I think I'm only doing...
we could do 4 on Sunday.
I wish I could do his voice.
Progeria can.
How many has he got you doing? 2-2.
1, 2, 2. Thursday, Friday, Saturday. 1, 2, 2.
He's going to squeeze that Sunday at you.
You think he's going to do that?
No, I won't do it.
He's going to try to
I
say
never
won't
do Sunday.
do it. No?
No.
He's gonna
Your day of rest?
I have to get
Is it
up
religious?
for work, you know?
Yeah.
Maybe he'll squeeze that third show on a Saturday.
No. Oh, no. Absolutely not. No.
Hey, I just want to say hi to the Gotham Comedy Club. They treated me like a star last night.
Oh, yeah?
And I really appreciate it.
That's good.
And I was able to wear my hat, which was
Mighty
nice.
white of them.
Why wouldn't you?
Well, last time I might have had a problem with my hat.
Who asked you to take your hat off?
They didn't know or anything. It's fine.
Wait, somebody asked you to take your hat off?
Yeah, that was a while ago.
Why?
I'm way past
Tony
it.
Soprano.
I don't even know if the guy works there anymore. But yeah,
What did he say? You gotta.
they don't like hats in there. It's their thing. It's fine.
Makes the place look, shabby.
Yeah.
Yeah, come in with a hat on.
But they were great, man, and they picked up my bill and everything. They didn't have to do any of that shit, but that was nice, yeah. And I just want to acknowledge that. So, cool place too. I like you like Gotham.
Yeah, it's cool.
Jimmy's busy on his Twitter.
No.
I was just hearing farts and it made me kind of chuckle.
All right, Jim Jeffries next, and we got Cliff. What's his name there?
John
from Cheers?
Ratzenberger.
John Ratzenberger. We can't call him Cliff.
Well, Cliff Clavin was just one of the many characters he portrays.
No, I think he was a one-hit
Toy
wonder.
Story.
He's a one-hit wonder, isn't he?
No.
I don't acknowledge
He
voiceovers.
He did that show where he kind of went around the world hanging out with people. Oh, now. I just completely laid a whole line out, didn't I? Oh, now.
Everybody's working for the weekend. You want a piece of my heart?
Jimmy Norton just wailing it.
Norton on the
singing
vocals there.
some Lover Boy.
That's terrific.
That
I'm
was
eating
great.
the equivalent of a fucking of wet sand in a sock. This dry ass energy wrap.
You wanted one.
That is Danny recommended, by the way.
Danny's go-to meal.
That's how Danny got back into shape.
That I knew that this was going to happen, but I told Jim not to have one because he was going to complain about how dry it was going to be.
Yeah.
I forgot, though. Like, literally, I want to go regrab my fucking bathroom.
Nothing worse than something so thick you can't fucking get
Shove
it
it up my
down.
Have you found something that thick?
Not white.
We were talking about a lot of shit during the break there. You mentioned Opie mentioned how
Imus looks like a Civil War general.
Civil War general.
Absolutely, because our pal Jay Moore was just on there.
His whole face looks like it's holding back the N-word.
It probably is, especially after those shenanigans. But he's actually looking better than he did even a couple of months ago. Like he put on some weight, and he does have quite a head of hair for an older gentleman.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Isn't it? Like, I was watching that George Harrison documentary, which is amazing. Scorsese put together that George Harrison documentary.
Where's that
fucking
on?
amazing.
It's on HBO.
HBO.
I gotta watch
It
it.
is
I love
fucking
documentaries.
great. You don't
like
even
6 hours or something.
Yeah, it's
What?
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
I haven't seen. No, dude,
I'll invest 3.
it's
Yeah.
fucking amazing.
6 hours.
3, that's a Ringo documentary.
Yeah, exactly.
By the way, Jim Jeffries in studio, of course.
They have pictures and video. You didn't realize, even very early on in the Beatles' career, there were people just taking fucking so many pictures of these guys.
Yeah.
There's like pictures of George at 17 years old. And with the band and stuff, and
Right.
just at these clubs, and it's weird because it was a long fucking time ago, and people didn't have camera phones, so you needed a photographer there with a good camera, and they always had these chicks around that seemed to be very good at photography, and there's a lot of really artistic photos of all the Beatles.
The couple in Germany.
Yes.
Stu Sutcliffe ran off with the bird and then he had the hemorrhage. You watch that movie with the Backbeat or whatever.
With Jason Statham.
Yeah, right.
Stephen Dorff in it.
Do you think Lennon was attracted to the Sutcliffe?
There's a lot of rumors about Lennon and the cock in there because of Brian Epstein.
Brian Epstein was
there were a few rumors with the Lennon there.
Definitely,
but Sutcliffe, he was a good-looking lad. He had a bit of the James Dean about him.
Yeah.
Sutcliffe.
And then like look at all these pictures. It's like we were dressed like Teddy boys.
Yeah.
And
so we joined a skiffle band.
Stupid dressed like Teddy boys. And, we didn't get into the leather until.
Well, Brian.
And then Brian Epstein came along and put us into suits. And we thought, all right, let's get into the suits then. If we're going to do this, let's do it properly.
But Lennon hated the fucking suits.
Yeah.
He wanted to be a teddy boy.
I tell you what, when you go visit
Weren't they real
Lennon's...
tough guys, Jim? They were like, people say that their image is weird, but they were tough guys for real, right?
Well, see, Lemmy always said that. Lemmy said that in his biography, that he said they played the Stones as being the working class, the boys, and the Beatles being the posh boys. That couldn't be further from the truth.
They were the Liverpool guys.
They were from Liverpool.
Yeah.
They were hard as fucking nuts.
Yep.
And the Stones were the London fags, man. They came from the private schools and all that type of stuff.
They were telling a story about how at some wedding, some woman gets up and just starts playing the piano very nicely and everything, and John just walked over and dumped a beer over her head, dumped a pint right over her fucking head. Because he just didn't like what she was doing. Said something nasty and walked away. And the woman was just kind of sat there, got up, and dried herself off. But
every single ex-girlfriend of John Lennon has a story about, then he beat me up in the corridor. and I thought, enough is enough. But he had a charm about him because they just want to get on the documentaries.
Yeah.
And you can't just go, he was abusive and a bit of a cunt.
But the documentary shows that side of them early on where they really were just punks and shit, and then they put him in the suits. Love me do, I love you, and they do all that shit, and then their real personalities came out later on when they started taking acid and shit, and decided, we don't want to do this fucking lovey-dovey, stupid 12-year-old girl shit
Did you ever
anymore.
see that movie Nowhere Boy?
Nice.
It was good.
Yeah?
It was good, yeah.
Which one was that now?
That was the one that just came out last year. It was like, it got nominated and stuff. Like,
Yeah?
it was a very popular film, and it's just about John Lennon's childhood up until about 17.
Oh, but someone's playing.
Oh,
Lennon?
wow, that's cool.
Yeah.
I'd rather see the documentaries.
No, it's a really good film, though. Really
The
good film.
documentary's great. Now, I was watching
I'll have
it,
to check out Nowhere Boy.
I didn't know Scorsese did this, a documentary on George Harrison. And I'm watching it and just thinking, how the fuck? I go, this is so well made and so well put together, and you could tell so much work went into it.
Yeah.
And then it's like Martin Scorsese, I'm like, oh, fucking.
I haven't seen the
Okay.
documentary yet, and I'm a big Beatles fan. Does at any stage does Clapton just go, yeah, I fucked him over?
No, but I only saw the first half so far. I still have to see the second half. But Clapton's in a lot of the first half, talking about how he kind of was always in awe of them. And whenever he'd be in like a restaurant or a bar or something, people would be like, fuck, that's Eric Clapton. And then like one of the Beatles would walk in, and Eric Clapton was just a piece of shit now, sitting in a corner. No one wanted to talk to him.
How about he finds another place to hang out?
But you could see Clapton had like this, and still does have this thing about the Beatles, that they were the shit, and he was like a notch below them.
Well, that woman that was both of their wives, they reckon there's no one who's ever had more top 10 hits written about her than her, because Clapton wrote all of his, and she was just an extra on A Hard Day's Night. She was just like some model.
What songs were written about her? What's the list?
Something's like the big one from George Harrison. The big one from Clapton
that cunt left me.
Is
a good one.
Is The Way You Look Tonight? Is the two big songs, but then there's a plethora of other songs underneath.
How does something go? That's a.
I love something.
Something in the way
you move. Yeah, okay.
Kevin from Connecticut. Ringo killed 7 people while on tour in Canada. Is that true? You're a big Beatles fan.
I killed 6 people. Not 7. I don't like these slanderous remarks coming my way.
Wow, that's good, man.
Well, do you want to know how we know how to do that? Is because I think you guys had George Carling doing Thomas the Tank Engine. Was that correct? He did the narration on a couple of seasons.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Okay, the narrator for Thomas the Tank Engine in the rest of the world is Ringo Starr.
Oh, right, yes.
So here we go. Then the fat controller came and said, "Come on, Thomas, time to leave the station." Everyone knows that one.
Yeah.
And then you have your George.
Yeah, George.
George.
Yeah, and
all right there, John. Enough of that. I love that documentary where he goes, where Ringo's talking about then John came in with his photo of him and Yoko with his fucking cock out. And I said, "Come on, John, this is a bother." And then John said, "You just have to answer the phone ring." And I thought, all right then. All of his interviews are just every time they go, then Paul was being a bit of a cunt, and then George was unhappy with the situation because he wasn't getting to write enough songs, and John was on LSD laying in the ground, and then Ringo was like, "I just wasn't paying attention. I was just happy to be working."
It's great because that's exactly what he does in the documentary, man. Paul actually at one point also, and it was kind of weird and very candid to hear, because you never really hear Paul say anything like curse or anything during his career, and he's been like the clean, squeaky clean kind of Beatle guy. But he sits there and was talking about George's hair and how he had this giant coiffed hair when he was 17 when he first met him, and to hear Paul go, he's like, and I looked at him as, it's like you're wearing a fucking turban. He's got a fucking turban on his head. To get that kind of candor out of Paul, it was, and he's just sitting down, and you know what? To have a documentary where you got Paul McCartney sitting in a chair just talking about the Beatles, and like Scorsese's fucking doing a camera move slowly around Paul, and the lighting is impeccable. It looked amazing.
Yeah.
And then, like I said, when I found out it was Scorsese, it's like, oh, yeah, wow, silly man. Like, yeah, Scorsese wasn't making a shitty-looking film. Wow.
It wasn't some students with a flip camera.
Right, yeah. It's a great documentary.
I have a Paul McCartney story if you want to hear it, but it's pretty. It's anyway. When I first gave up drinking for the first time ever, and this was the first weekend of my adult life I hadn't drunk. I was presenting at the Q Awards in Britain, which is a music magazine in the UK, and I presented the Lifetime Achievement Award to Madness. You know Madness?
Madness, sure. The heavy monster sound.
Right, so
very good.
I present the award, and then I come off the stage, and I walk into the stage, and I see like Robbie Williams sitting there with Take That, and I go, oh, that's interesting, they're getting back together. And then I went, oh, and Paul McCartney, and I went, Paul McCartney, and I stood there and just froze up like a fucking spack, right? I didn't move, and he gave me this sort of wink and a point that was like, move on, like he must do this all day, like,
don't bother.
I get it.
I know you're stunned.
So I go back to my table and my girlfriend's there, and I hadn't been drinking. I said, fucking Paul McCartney's here, right? She's fucking leathered. This thing's sponsored by vodka or whatever. She's drinking these martinis. She goes, Paul McCartney. I go, shut up. There's still awards going on. Later on in the day, after the events were over, my publicist came up to me and they said, and she goes, do you want to go to the goodies room, like the gift room? And I'd heard about these in movies where celebrities just walk. You guys have probably had this happen, but I've never. No. Where you walk in and they just give you free shit,
like
right?
Thousands of dollars worth of free shit,
jewelry and shit,
jewelry,
right?
Watches, like Rolex sponsors it.
Well,
shit.
that wasn't as big as that, but it was some good stuff,
good
right?
stuff.
So I go in there. First thing I say to my drunk girlfriend is, all right, first of all, we're meant to be here, all right? Let's not get too excited. And anytime someone gives something to you, go, thank you, but don't go, fucking hell, is this free? Right? So I go, we're meant to be here. And she goes, right. We go in, and then, like, the first thing, she's like, look, that's the type of jeans. I shut up. Right?
A scene.
So we go in, we're wandering around. I've left her to her own devices, right? I'm getting in this queue, and I'm waiting to get a pen. There's like a 100-pound pen, right? This thing, and I just got to sign a book. I've got to be photographed with the pen, and there's all these other celebrities waiting for the pen. And I'm standing by Neil Finn. Now, I don't know if you know who Neil Finn is. Neil Finn was the lead singer from Crowded House. Hey now, don't dream it's over. Now in Australia, in Australia, that's a huge band. They're actually from New Zealand, but in Australia, they're as big as you get. And I was standing behind him, and I was like, "Fucking hell, man, that's Neil Finn." And he turned around and said something innocuous like, long wait for a pen, and I went, oh yeah. I don't know what to say. And then I said, oh look, Neil, I've been a big fan of yours for years, man. I said, and he goes, really? I go, I've actually seen you 9 times live when I was a teenager. I would have seen you 10, but that time I was meant to see you the last time. There was an earthquake in Newcastle, and the venue smashed down 2 hours before the show.
Wow. And
he said, oh yeah, all of our roadies and manager died in that. And I was like,
fucking way.
That would be the gig. Yes, that I've just reminded you from 1992 about when all your friends died. So I'm standing there going, oh, fantastic. And then he sort of turns around and I'm like,
of course he would.
Sake. My 4'11" girlfriend rocks up. She's now wearing a top hat like fucking Slash. She's got all these bottles of perfume under her arm and pairs of jeans. And she's off her tits. And I'm stone sober for the first time ever. And she's like, look at all this shit I've got. And I'm like, shut the fuck up, will you? And Neil Finn turns around and rolls his eyes like, new celebrity, new money. You know,
yeah.
He gives me that douchebag look,
Look
right?
what he's got to deal with.
So I'm just standing there with this little drunk. She's going, I'm sorry. She's still holding all of his stuff. Anyway, 5 minutes pass. Neil Finn's 21-year-old son walks up wearing a fucking top hat, holding jeans and perfume at his arm. And he's like, look at all this shit I've got, Dad. And I roll my eyes at Neil Finn like,
At least I get to fuck her.
Yeah. So I'm standing there, and then, like, Neil Finn's son turns to Neil Finn and goes, hey, Jim, that's Dad. He goes, hey, Dad, that's Jim Jeffries. And I'm like, I'm back in.
And now you're in.
I'm back in with the Finns.
Reminded him of the death of all of his loved ones.
They can't fuck with me anymore. I'm back in. And so I said, hello, mate. He goes, can I have a photo with you? I said, only if I can have a photo with your dad. And he went, go on. Right? Because I would never ask for a photo in that situation because it was that celebrity room.
But now it's a trade-off.
And so I go to my girlfriend, I go, I go, well, you got that camera I told you to bring, right? And she pulls the camera out. She gets the camera out. She gives me this vacant look, and she sort of does the clicking motion. And then she drunkenly walks up and goes, oh, I didn't put batteries in this. And I went, oh, that's a fucking shame, isn't it? That's a real, I'm shattered, right? I'm like, what are you going to do? So I turn to Neil Finn, I'm like, maybe next time. And then I walk up to my girlfriend and do what every girlfriend and boyfriend, husband and wife have done since the dawn of time. I walk right up close to her face, and just so she can hear, I go, all you had to do was bring the fucking camera. Right? She bursts into tears, throws all of her shit on the ground, and goes, next time bring your own fucking camera. She storms out of the room. Every celebrity's looking at me.
Oh, now it's a scene, yeah.
Neil Finn shaking his head. I chase after her. On the way out, Paul McCartney stops me and goes, not cool.
Oh, shit, really?
Not cool from Paul McCartney. You got not cool.
My two biggest heroes in music simultaneously thought I was a douchebag within minutes. On the first weekend, I didn't get drunk.
That's funny. Wow, that's great.
You got fucked.
Tell that story at the Stress Factory tonight.
Jesus Christ.
That's fucking funny,
I've never told that on stage because I feel it's a bit name-droppy to tell on stage.
No, that's great.
No,
Sorry.
how you tell it? No, fucking way.
So
By the way,
anti-name dropping.
Yeah.
What you could have done is you could have had the son take the picture of you and him and then traded emails and had him email you the picture. That's what you do with digital.
Yeah, I know. I'm an idiot.
Nah,
I should have just gone.
And you should have got McCartney, too.
Yeah.
Neil Finn's big, huh?
Neil Finn.
I never heard of him.
I saw him in concert when the band broke up. They had one last concert at the front of Sydney Opera House. 150,000 people showed up.
Holy shit!
Kevin from Connecticut's telling me he's the guy from Split Ends.
He's also the Split Ends. Him and his brother had Split Ends, and
I
then
did not know that.
And then they moved on to
Split Ends. Of course, I got you.
I got you.
Yeah.
I see red. I see red. I see red.
What else do they say besides "Hey Now"? Hey Now, I know that one.
Like I'm trying to think of songs that you know. Everywhere you go, always take the weather with you.
They really didn't have a second big hit.
They're a one-hit wonder.
You saw
in
them
America.
9 times?
They're massive in Australia. They had like a greatest hits album. They had like 30 songs, and I know every single one by heart. Yeah.
Did they do that? I don't know why.
That's
Split Ends.
That's Split Ends.
Modern.
Okay.
What's his song?
It's all him and his brother.
I get frightened.
And they had a drummer called Paul Hester who drummed in both of the bands, who was sort of involved in the comedy world, right? And when the band broke up, he never got over it, and he fucking went and hung himself from a tree in the middle of Melbourne Park, right?
Wow.
And then the band got back together.
What an asshole.
That's a little
He just
knee
held
jerk.
out.
Hang in there, you idiot.
Yeah. See
Jesus,
how it works out.
Give the band some time to figure it out.
Give yourself a minute.
The fuck?
Yeah. Jesus Christ. Yeah, that's fucking. That's a great story, man.
That's fucking.
That is devastating.
Did McCartney see her and you argue? I guess he had seen that something happened.
He saw the slander. He had just walked in the room because I remember seeing him over the shoulder and everything. I was like, "Fuck."
Does he grab the free shit too, Paul McCartney?
He was wandering around with people. You know, there was a whole lot of like. I'll tell you who was grabbing stuff left, right, and center. Jermaine Jackson's got some fucking. Jermaine Jackson's cashing in. I'm not very famous now. I can't do. The band can't rejoin. He's just grabbing shit. Yeah, he had jeans for everyone. Jermaine Jackson.
God damn. And you know what's fucked up? You know how much shit Paul McCartney has seen over the years?
Yeah.
That he probably never said that's not cool.
Yeah.
He just saw it and accepted it. But what you were doing wasn't cool. He has seen shit that has been so uncool.
He has seen John Lennon beat Cynthia Lennon up
and never said not cool.
And then reject his child and not visit it for fucking 7 years. And all you can write is, "Hey Jude" in response. Fuck off, McCartney.
That's funny.
Speaking of Hey Jude, there's a good part in the documentary too where he talks about kind of how they would be in the studio and getting these little tiffs about the music.
Yeah.
And when he came up with Hey Jude,
that was Paul McCartney came up with that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
When he came up with it, George wanted to put this little riff in between every line. So he'd go like, "Hey Jude, don't be afraid."
Jeez, I'm glad George is dead now.
Exactly. Apparently his fucking head was sloshing around even then.
I hear bad ideas like that can give you cancer.
Whole fucking beer stein head.
Worst idea ever.
He said, and you listen to Hey Jude and realize those rests between the vocals are great. It makes it a dynamic song. And it's so distracting to put this little blues riff in between everything. And Paul had to tell him. And at that point, they were so like snippy with each other that George just kind of was like, all right, whatever. Like, fuck you,
All
pretty
pissed
much.
off.
Pissed off. And then it turns out to be fucking Hey Jude, so shut up.
Yeah. I was playing the Glastonbury Music Festival, which is the biggest one in Europe. And I was headlining the comedy tent, which is like going on the last act, which is normally a real good spot. Except when I was doing it, the main stage is being headlined by Paul McCartney, so I was only getting those those people who are like, I hate the Beatles. Like, fuck you.
Yeah,
fuck that shit.
Yeah,
they're overrated.
So, like, everyone else had thousands of people come to the comedy tent, and I had, like, fucking 20 cunts. That if they just left, right, and all I can hear over the valley, over these fields is, na, 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 200,000 people. I'm like, can you fucking leave? I don't want to be here. I'm trying to do as worst a gig as I can.
It's like you're competing with that over the hill.
Yeah, that fucking gets people going, man.
Oh, shit.
I love McCartney. We saw him at the Apollo. He was amazing.
It was amazing.
Best concert I've ever seen.
There was not one song that you're like, oh, he can't do that anymore.
He does 22 Beatles songs and like fucking 10 Wings songs, and then you walk away going, oh, fuck, he didn't do that song.
Yeah, and there's still songs that you're like, oh, I wish I would have heard him do that. And
it's all killer, man.
I love his drummer, too. His drummer's like really weird looking and animated, but the guy he has on drums is fucking great. His band is great.
He got a great band behind him, and just to hear him sing those songs and have it sound just like it did. I mean, the guy's voice is amazing.
Well, it was interesting that the tour that he did, I think he was talking about the same tour, but he mentions on stage that it's like some of the songs had never been sung live. Because the Beatles stopped touring in '66.
Yeah, they weren't a live band.
And then so everything else was just recorded from Sgt. Pepper's on. It was all just albums,
studio.
never done live.
Wow, man.
And so he had songs that he was like, yeah, I'll give this song a go live.
Let me give it a
Never tried it before.
How
weird is that?
Cover bands were doing songs that they had never done.
Exactly.
Fucked up.
I was watching old McCartney clips recently on YouTube. I was looking up I've Just Seen a Face to see it live. I just like that song. And he was doing it with Wings in like 75.
Wow.
And I'm like, even in 75, this was like one of the good old, this was like a classic in 75. This was a 10 or 15-year-old song in 75. That's how fucking long his career is.
When you watch the documentary and see some of those early pictures from Liverpool, you realize how fucking long ago they started that band and how long they're still being played, relevant. Everyone knows this song.
Paul's still performing the song.
That's
what was so fucked up when we saw him. It started with the Beatles, and here's the guy doing his thing.
Doing it. That's
Wasn't it great that he did them too?
Like,
he didn't avoid the Beatles songs and just do shit off his new album. Like he knows what people want.
That's the amazing thing about seeing somebody like that, and not even somebody like that, him, because there's really nobody else like that from a band that was that legendary that's still doing it. Because you remember being a kid listening to these songs, and now you're watching the guy actually do it. It wasn't just like you were going to a show and watching a band that you liked. It was there was something extra to seeing him do that.
Did he do that bit where he's saying something on a ukulele?
No, if he would have brought the ukulele out, I'd have rushed the stage and punched him in the fucking face.
But you should know, because George Harrison was a huge fan of the ukulele.
Yes.
And was like a fan.
How could you ever be a huge fan?
As a little montage.
Ravi Shankar taught me the sitar.
As a little thing to George, that year that George died, he played the ukulele to something. That was the only time he ever covered a George Harrison song. It was very sweet.
And what did he close with? He closed with a Lennon song, too. What was the...
Sometimes I give Peace a chance at the end.
That might have been...
Because everyone keeps singing. They did it at Liverpool, and then there was just like, can you stop singing that lyric over and over again? It's past our curfew, and like Paul had driven home, and all Liverpool's still going. We are saying... They never wrapped that song up, did they?
Yeah, no. They just sang it until the fucking lights went off.
It's a great way to get the guys out of the venue to avoid the traffic.
But if you've ever been to Liverpool, you give Peace a chance while you're being fucking pickpocketed the whole time.
So he closed with that? That's a nice tribute to Lennon.
He did. Yeah,
I think he did that for us.
Pretty cool.
when we
I
got to
believe.
see him.
I think it was a Lennon song that he closed the
We
Apollo.
saw
with.
Paul McCartney in, where was it again? The fucking Apollo.
The Apollo Theater.
With just, the whole place was filled with celebrities. And us. And us.
Yeah, it was great, man.
Couple stones in the audience.
Dude, you don't
and
never
Paul McCartney could care.
I got
I couldn't care less.
This
whatever.
story isn't my story. This is a friend. So I won't say who this happened to, but a friend of mine, he got booked to do Ronnie Wood's daughter's wedding.
Oh shit!
Right, and just like some
comedian,
comic, a British comic got booked to do it, and he goes along to the wedding, and he'd been telling me, he's like, fucking Ronnie Woods wants me to do his daughter's wedding. It's like the daughter seemed to like him. He's off the TV a little bit, this guy. Anyway, so he goes along to do the gig, and then they go, well, do you want to go on before the meal? He goes, no, I'll go on before the speeches. He goes, no, I'll go on after the speeches. Right, I'm not going to be a comic before the speeches, at the end of everything, right?
Yeah.
And they go, all right, whatever. So he gets up there, and Ronnie Wood goes, yeah, just to my daughter, the Stones want to play a little song. So the fucking Stones
come
up, they play a little song during the speeches, and then fucking Bowie comes up and goes, yeah, I'd like to play a song for everyone. And Clapton starts accompanying Bowie, right? And my mate's sitting there going, oh, for fuck's sake.
How do you follow that shit?
I've got to follow this shit, right? And he reckons they all kept on drinking, and he kept on getting himself bumped back further and further and further. Later on in the night, he goes up, he sees Ronnie Woods, and he's shitting himself, and he goes up to say, look, Ronnie, when do you want me to do this? Right? And then Ronnie's all wasted and goes, you were great, mate. Yeah, you were great.
Holy shit.
He reckons he just fucking hightailed out of there.
You might as well at that point.
Like, the thing is, he saw a Stones, fucking Bowie, and Clapton concert.
Supergroup.
Couldn't enjoy himself because he was just shitting himself the whole
So
time.
he should have went on before the speeches.
Yeah,
That's very funny. The fucking Stones.
That's an asshole. What is that picture? I see Ringo and fucking Paul.
This was for the David Lynch Foundation, apparently. It was back in 2009.
Wow.
But yeah, Paul and Ringo playing a song together.
They did a very funny
pretty cool.
sketch for Comic Relief in Britain last year where they were talking about what celebrities send out to Africa. They always go, you got to send someone out to Africa. And they were like, you can't cry. You're too fat. So they went to these celebrities. And in the end, the big kicker for the joke was Paul McCartney going, I should go. I'm the, a knight of the realm, a thing. I'm the last living Beatle. And then they just cut to Ringo's face going, what?
Very good, man.
We were also, and that came from a discussion we had during the last commercial break.
Oh God, yeah.
But also, we were, me and Jim Jeffries, got into a discussion for 2 seconds, and then I just said, "No, we got to fucking save this for the air." We were talking about coming inside of a girl.
I'm anti. You're pro.
I am pro load shooting inside.
No.
And you all of a sudden came out of nowhere and made a face like, ugh. How could you want to do that?
It's not just the getting them pregnant bit, right?
No.
Because, I just like coming on a girl's face. There's something about that I enjoy.
Look, I'm not saying that's awful.
Yeah, but even apart from that, I don't like the sensation of just the shit. And then you pull out, and there's that blob that goes, and how the girl dismounts with such coarseness, like just like caution, like she gets off like but when you pull out, it's just lay still. I'll get you a towel, which is a different emotion altogether. Just don't move your head. Just try to keep it backwards. And it's also like I assume that after I've come, they haven't come. So I go down and finish him off sometimes with my tongue straight away.
Eat the pussy first, though. Eat it first.
No, I eat it first and after.
Make her come first.
Yeah. I don't know about that.
Make her come first. Then your job is over. Then you can enjoy.
This is my coming finger. I can't make it with my left hand, but I can with my right hand. And this finger's got terrible psoriasis on the moment, so I can't make anyone come at the present.
You gotta get your fucking mug down there and do some work. You got to put your work in before you can gain the pleasure. And then like, all right, now I can enjoy myself because she,
You
she
like them to
enjoyed
come
herself.
first. You eat the box, you make them come, and then you could fucking blow
And
your
then
load
the
them.
inside.
Evidently, I'm
coming.
just an insensitive lover.
But the sensation of now fuck after you come. I'm talking about right before and during the feeling of the inside shoot.
Unless I can see it, I don't believe I've done it.
Is that it?
I think there's an element of that.
faith-based?
You know what?
I'll tell you something about me. I haven't got a great cock. I haven't got I'm not a good fuck, but I do shoot a mighty load. like distance and size.
Yeah, you
and
got a good.
I several times I've masturbated on my back and fucking swished it straight into my mouth from a distance and like shocked myself like fuck.
It's kind of
my headboard's just covered in cum.
Jim makes a great point though, because I could equate it to like smoke. You ever smoke in the dark and you're not quite sure if you're actually smoking because you can't see the smoke. So it's like fuck it. I might as well flick the cigarette because I don't even feel like I'm smoking. It's kind of the same way because when I leave everything inside, it's just like, well, now I don't know how good of a load that was.
But but fuck how good of a load it was. It just feels better when you're getting the sensation the entire time, all through the orgasm. It feels better in a nice wet place instead of your dumb fucking hand that you could just do anywhere.
No,
that's like fucking not eating steak. You're like, oh no, I'm gonna have to do the dishes. Who gives a shit?
I'm a pull out straight into their mouth sort of thing. I don't trust women. I think they don't. Look, I don't take my Propecia every day, right?
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if they're going to fucking take their pill every day. I don't trust them, man.
Well, yeah, that's kind of the crapshoot that goes along with it.
And also, ladies, if you're out there, that fucking one that you put inside your cunt, that's like a little plastic clip.
Yeah.
I hate those.
You can feel that
You can
shit.
feel that.
Yeah.
That's not hidden.
You can feel that. It's like hanging that down from the cervix or something.
Yeah, I got to graze off that. I feel it,
It's like a pinch. You're like, well, what the fuck is in there?
Yeah.
It's like Alien.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Teeth in
It's
there.
everything you're afraid of with a vagina.
Yeah,
Something hurtful inside.
You're pretty much. It's a very faith-based thing to put your dick into somewhere you don't know what's in there.
Yeah.
You know, you're like putting it into a dark spot, and going, all right, and then you feel something pinch you. You're like, it's that little thing, that thing that clips in and. Oh, what the fuck that is?
Is that what it looks like?
It looks like a hood latch from a Mustang.
Yeah, and it's got those. Yeah, it's got those little things that come out the side, and women think they're undetectable. That's bullshit.
No, you can feel
bash
that.
into them.
You bash into
Worse
it.
is those rings. You ever come across
the
those?
fucking they pop some ring up there.
I don't go for that. Just fucking stay natural, and I will eventually pull out, even though I don't like to. I will.
just like a good Doc Martin to the lower abdomen. That usually fucking takes care of any problem.
I don't have pre-cum. I've never had pre-cum. There was so much fucking hype about pre-cum when I was younger.
Yeah?
Remember when they were saying, don't even put your cock in because people say you can pull out, but there's going to be pre-cum and that can get the girl pregnant.
I leak a lot. I secrete a lot.
Do you?
A lot of pre-cum.
Jimmy's a secreter.
I am. A lot of pre-cum.
Do you have wet dreams?
No.
I've had one in my life.
I know, because I jerk off a lot. That's
I've had
why I know.
like two.
You gotta let that sperm build up.
They're
and get
so
the wet
great.
dreams. They're
It was
amazing.
amazing.
It was fucking great.
It's ridiculous.
Your dreamy orgasm, first of all, is really good, and then you're actually coming. But then when you wake up, it's just
like,
a disaster.
Yeah.
Do we have a
The one time I did have, I had flannel pajama pants on. I was 12. It was all matted against me.
You're like, what the fuck? Do we have that clip about with that retarded kid that had the wet dream?
Oh, fuck, I forgot about
and
that.
the guy's got to come in and explain it.
It is classic.
It's hilarious. That that dummy fucking shoots his load in bed.
And how do you not have a kid with all the coming you're doing inside?
I
women?
fucking don't jinx me like the fucking Tigers.
Yeah, he might be.
Shut up.
I think
Are you ever worried about
I
that?
can't do it.
Are you worried about that shit?
I'm worried. No,
I'm worried I can't make them.
No, I
You're
don't
worried
give
you
a
can't
shit.
make 'em at this point?
I would love to be told that my sperm are fucking, tailless or something. But I don't know. Like I said, I told the story when I was married. My wife wanted to have a baby, and I can only thank Jesus Christ that never happened.
Sure.
But she was like actively trying, so she'd be like, "I'm ovulating. Let's have a kid." So I would fake that I came. I would fucking fake, and then go and jack off in the fucking bathroom because I didn't want I did not want to have a kid.
She had to know, though.
No.
No, they can't tell. You fucking leaking out cum in their dumb wet vagina.
They don't know. Yeah, the vagina's all soaked. You fucking you go down on her at first and fucking spit a hock of loogie in there.
Yeah, they don't know.
I remember everything's just wet.
It's like dumping water in stew. I have no idea what's happening.
Whatever.
I lost my virginity and I was wearing a condom at the time because, that's what you do when you're young.
Yeah.
Right? The only times I used to wear a condom was when I was like 17 and 18. Fucking people that definitely didn't have AIDS.
Yeah.
As I get older and I'm moving into a more AIDSy field of my life.
And more AIDSy feel. Yeah.
But I wore a condom and then afterwards, because it was my first time, I said to her, you felt the cum shoot out, didn't you? And she's like, sure did. Yep, felt that.
Yeah. Danny's laughing. I think he found the clip.
All right.
Oh, God. This is Sex Education for Trainables. It's from 1975, I think. It looks earlier.
And you know what a trainable is, right, Jim Jeffries?
No.
A trainable, back then, they called them trainables.
The retardation isn't too bad.
It's a retard.
Oh, you can train them.
That they assume,
they call them trainables.
Could be rotated back into society.
That's a great word. They should bring that back.
Trainables.
It's like I'm capable.
Is that
one's trainable?
That's 18 or 20 incantations of what to call them before now, because that would never wash right now. Trainable. Yeah, it's a trainable. We called him before that. He was called a fucking animal.
Yeah.
And that was politically correct.
It went trainable, then thing with feet.
Old giant tongue.
It's a good way of marking out evolution.
Yeah. See what words they use for retarded people. And now retarded isn't even good.
Why is there so many dislikes on this video? This is a classic video.
Oh, come on.
What you think?
That's every parent.
Why? Yeah. Why do you think?
Come on, man.
Yeah.
One like and one dislike.
Oh, is that what I just see the bars from this distance.
The dislikes are everybody that
Why
had
is there
to do
only
this.
40 views? Why is there only 40 views?
This is probably on the internet 30,000 times over.
So this is one of the corners that are
always
barely
posted.
poked at. All right, let's. I want to hear this.
Now, I think that there's a couple different of the trainable jerking off clips. So this is one of them. I don't know if it's the exact one you're talking about, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Hey, Frank.
No,
How come you haven't gotten up yet?
I'm waiting sticky.
Oh. When did that happen? Did it happen during the night? Or did it just happen now? Do you know?
No.
Can you pause that? Because fucking Frank looks like Big A. It's really creepy.
He does.
But smarter.
I assume he's always wet and sticky, just movements.
Yeah. Well, they tend to just be wet and sticky.
And the adult,
I'm unwashed.
The adult seems to be enjoying this a little too much.
Oh
though.
yeah. Well, let me lick that off of you.
Yeah.
Does he look like the fucking the guy who's about to be bitten in every silent Dracula film? The fucking retard.
Nosferatu comes in.
And has the tard requested that everything in his house be a light brown? Like no color.
Picture.
That's because he shits on everything. He had a white rug and I realized quickly that was an error. That stupid picture hanging up.
Might as well make clean up easy.
Yeah, he's got a picture on his wall of a candle and a jug.
Kevin from Connecticut's going nuts for retard.
I'll bet you that picture's hanging up. They said, could you paint a picture of things you've murdered people with? He's trying to paint a hammer for the next installation.
Things that are smarter than you. There's a bolt.
Yeah, potted plant and a fucking hat. Nice cum in the pants dumbbell.
Holy shit.
You remember what I said about our next guest?
Yes.
All right. Crap. All right, let's go through this.
Well, if you're sticky, maybe it was a wet dream. You know what a wet dream is?
Who brought the music in?
McCartney.
Yeah, he's at the door going, not cool.
Retartney.
It was a wet dream. What were you thinking of?
My career hadn't gone good since the Beatles. I did a lot of training bull videos.
And then the retard has to tell him that he was dreaming about stepping on a kitten's head.
They didn't tell you that the retard's Mark Chapman.
Fuck yeah. There you go. Nice. I guess
it's discussing it.
No,
they're discussing.
They're discussing it.
I guess it was a little too graphic.
Now, I can say, you know how to keep a secret.
Oh, good. Stan Lee is helping him.
There is no scolding or recrimination.
No.
the boy is not frightened.
Jesus, he looks like
and there is
Berkowitz.
no reason for him to feel guilty.
Doesn't he?
Frank, I'm sure you understand now just what happened.
Or Andy Kaufman after a bad dig.
Yeah. On the way to the Philippines to get cancer treatment.
Holy shit. Fuck.
Like normal, right?
Yeah.
We have 9 minutes of this.
I know, right?
Show you how to clean it up.
Jesus.
Okay?
Clean it up.
Okay.
Now clean it up! Oh,
Now the
shit.
old man's going to help him.
Oh, he's getting him up.
Yeah.
Trying to
You
get
should
him.
hand him a cactus. Here, clean it with this. Yeah, plug in an iron here. You have to rub this over the dirty area. You stoop.
Or your mommy will die. She freaks out.
Oh, this guy's the greatest.
Oh, look at that awful painting.
No, everything's a
Wood
light brown.
paneling.
Those are one of the things Hitler would paint. You ever seen Hitler's art?
Yes, Hitler's art was almost good.
Yeah.
Hitler's art looked like he did everything with rulers. There was no curvature in something. There was if it was a rainbow, it would have been a box.
Hence the swastika. No real
just
curves.
The swastika.
Yeah, a lot of right angles.
Yeah, originally it was meant to be an infinity symbol.
Let's hear what Ty Johnson has to say.
Section. One that everyone dreads, or is embarrassed by,
Yeah.
or tries to avoid completely.
A meeting with management.
Yeah, he looks like Karloff.
Or sex, or screwing, or whatever you want to call it.
Rape.
And the lady's lying down.
Oh, no.
Sandy? Yes.
These are the females.
Lying down on her back? Yes. Okay. And the man's lying down on top
Who the
of her.
fuck is gonna fuck these two?
Oh, well.
Frank.
Believe me, some of the girls I've been with, not as smart.
Sex is a way that a man and
Can you
woman
pause that? I wish the
These
audience could see
dummies.
the fucking, just the heads turning, looking away from the chart. They have no idea what she's talking about.
No clue.
They're sitting
These-
on an awful fucking like light green
They're
shag
not
rag.
trainable.
Carpet.
One of them
Yeah.
looks like Anne Frank.
And this one looks like Shirley Feeney on the end.
Yeah. The one's wearing a skirt with a black, black stockings, and little fucking patent leather shoes.
She's asking for it.
She looks like Shirley.
Yeah, she does.
What happened? I don't know. He sang rags to riches and then fucking fed me paint chips.
Let's hear her describe sex.
Oh,
to
there's a
these-
picture.
penis gets hard.
Oh,
See? Yeah. Okay, it gets hard and it sticks out from its
It's hard
body.
like math.
And that's when the man.
Fucking dunce.
And it sticks out like you do in a family photo.
Oh, shit.
Into the hole that the lady has between her legs.
Oh, shit.
Okay? Now see? That's what he's doing. He's putting the penis into the hole between her legs.
She looks like Shane McGowan.
Or moralization.
She's wincing.
If the retardate can understand.
The retardate.
The retardate?
The retardate.
I actually
No, that's what they say when some food disappears from E-Rock's desk.
I thought that was a retarded boy band.
The retardate. Kate plus retardate.
The retardate.
It's a Mexican retard.
Holy
Sections could include related responsibilities, such as appropriate times and places, and the purpose of birth control.
Oh boy!
Many people
Really?
believe
since that face wouldn't work.
important elements of sex education are social behavior and responsibilities.
Nice tie.
Social acceptability involves being comfortable with one's own sexuality.
Oh boy!
Oh boy, is that not a smart
Oh
look?
shit! He's jerking off.
That's a child. We're watching a child jerk, is it?
Yeah.
That is, it's a fucking child
Wow, he's
masturbating.
tussleable.
Jesus.
Oh no!
Someone's gonna walk
Someone's
in.
walking in.
Too dumb to remember to lock the door.
Uncle Paul helps him out.
Oh, she walks in, he's covering.
Excuse me, Ricky.
Hillary Clinton.
Ricky, I did see what you were doing. It felt good, didn't it?
Jesus!
We all have feelings like this.
When my mother caught me doing that, she said I was disgusting.
Yeah.
Right? And then she went and told my eldest brother, and my eldest brother came in the room and said, geez, I hope we don't have to move or anything. I'll keep it secret, but I don't know how long for. Like, I was the only person ever did. And then, like, years later, I bring it up at Christmas, and they're like, oh, that was killer. Oh.
What guilt they poured on you.
My mother came and grabbed the duvet, and I was holding on to this is 300 pounds of misery, my mum, right? She's bending right
She's
back.
a big girl, right?
And then I had one choice because I was naked. It was the middle of the day, right? Fucking 110 degrees of Australian heat, like in your measurement, right?
Yeah.
I'm sitting under my bed having a wank. My mum walks in the room. I throw the magazine down the side of the bed in one motion, and she goes, clean this fucking room up. And she goes, why are you laying in your bed? I went, just having a nap, and she went,
having a nap.
And she just goes, well, get up now. And she goes, why aren't you getting up? I said, I will get up. Can you get the fuck out? She starts pulling on my duvet. Oh, my erection strengthens. No, she's pulling on my duvet. I'm panicking like, oh, fuck. And I'm going, please, mum, no.
Oh,
and I had to make a decision, right? She's a big woman. I had to make a decision. I let go of the duvet. She goes flying backwards into the cupboard, and I flip onto my stomach as quick as possible.
Gave you a little time.
Yeah, so I've still got this sweaty fucking bald ass sticking up, and a 300-pound mum crying and falling on the ground. Things couldn't have gone worse. Anyway, enough about me. Back to the retards.
Sometimes. I'm just glad you're doing this in the privacy of your own room.
Right. Instead of on the highway like last time.
More about these feelings and what causes them and how we can control these
Could you
feelings.
fucking leave and let me finish?
I'm sorry I intruded on your privacy. I'll be sure to knock next time. Okay?
All right. She sounds like Sam's mom. That's how Sam's mom would do it.
Absolutely.
Right?
This manner of response frees
No
the
emotion by
child
that
of
lady.
guilt
Now the kid's
and
just like-
assures him he is normal. It opens communication between parent and child and introduces the concept of responsibility for his behavior.
I was just staring at the door where it was.
Yeah.
I'm going to ring my nephew and
thinking of his mom.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no. Here we go.
A whole table of them.
Okay. What are you making? A rabbit.
Shit in my pants.
No income forever.
What are you making?
Oh,
Can you tell
Christ.
me what you're making?
A nuisance of yourself?
Oh, that's nice.
She's fucking diddling her
diddling
pussy
herself
at
under the table.
Oh, yeah. That's how she's finger painting.
She's got a period. I don't remember giving them red paint. She's fucking. She was diddling herself. Now the teacher's got to come over
and finish your picture, okay?
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
And don't touch the fucking crayons with those filthy fingers. Oof.
Now that retard's got a hankering for fish sticks.
Art contest? Yes.
Why is there some crayons missing?
How you want to make another one?
If a trainable does not respond to verbal admonition for masturbating in front of others,
She walks in with a cow prod.
from the group. This
She
is
can't
repeated
stop.
as many times as necessary until she realizes this is not
This is like
acceptable
reverse slavery.
social behavior.
It really is.
If they cannot be made to understand through
Would it
this
be better? She's just walk her out
They
the
may
room and
need-
into an elevator shaft.
Yeah, the trainable is being walked out of the room by Jackie Brown. And, right into an elevator.
Just a rolled up newspaper.
Yeah, on the nose, on the
Like a dog.
snout.
Get out of it!
Yeah, stop it.
Uh-oh.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, Danny.
Damn.
Oh, Danny.
We
When
know.
the person in charge of the YouTube rewinds it too far.
Yes, while eating an energy bar. Smash his face with your cocks collectively.
Everybody's drawing a nice picture.
She's still playing with her cunt.
Finish your picture, okay?
Right.
All right?
Now
It's a bit further on, they walk away.
Yeah, she fucking.
She can't deal. She's got to grab that
For
fucking
mass-
disgusting
not
pussy.
acceptable social behavior.
Yeah.
If they cannot be made to understand through this
What, you're going to put them in another
they
home?
may need special help.
Special help.
Is there a home inside the
We are
home?
going out to lunch. What are you going to have for lunch, Joe?
Oh, good.
This is my old friend Billy. This is my sister.
Oh, great. Two of them. Two jerk-off fucking...
method used to teach trainables social skills. Here, two people are learning how to greet each other.
Like dogs are just sniffing each other's assholes.
He's hitting her with a tennis racket across the teeth.
Alone. Do you want to invite him to have lunch with us? You do? Okay. Why don't you come along with us and have some lunch? Okay. Okay. We were going this way.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Which way? Yeah, there you go. Oh, boy, does he look dumb.
Yeah. What a fucking murderer he looks like. What an accidental murderer.
Here's old Lutka.
Oh, retarded Mary Hartman.
Mary Tartman, Mary Tartman.
Oh, lunch too. Want to join me? No, thank you.
Oh, boy.
Maybe.
Yeah. Let's touch our genitals together.
What is this place called? The building of shitty art? There's not one good painting. Oh, great, the urinal.
Oh, no, the urinal.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Oh, shit. He's touching his... Jimmy does this to me in the bathroom. There's two retards at the urinal, and there's partitions between the urinals. One of them, out of nowhere, just reaches over and starts rubbing the other guy's back.
How many times have we looked at this?
I know.
Like, it's been a bunch of times. I don't ever remember the retard touching the other guy's back.
I remember this. I do remember it in our bathroom, though, because Jimmy will do this to you.
There's a retard that looks like Billie Jean King touching another man's back.
Is he wearing sunglasses or something?
Yeah, he's really creepy.
Yeah, that's so he could catch a glimpse of his cock.
It's Roy Orbison.
Just how the arm slowly goes through the urinal. It's so creepy.
Jim Jones rubbing your back.
You know he's definitely not congratulating him about something. Like, it's obviously sexual. It's a sexual smell.
His arm slowly, too, comes around the partition and, like, rubs his back. It's very disgusting. Where does this go? Where does this lead?
Them how to recognize.
I'll bet you the retard is the guy not touching. It's the other guy seducing him.
Trainables are particularly vulnerable.
Oh, it is.
Because of common characteristics of trust, lack of judgment, and desire
And their big
for
cock.
affection. These individuals must be trained and exposed to well-supervised.
I got to
back.
I got to ask you something. If you were in that bathroom, would you stop that or would you just leave?
I would watch it.
I'd get my phone out and just a video.
He's just rubbing the retarded guy's back. It's like, what are you going to do with that fucking giant retarded hog? How do you not just grab it?
Come on.
But
for it.
Isn't he embarrarised by the guy on the left still being there?
That guy's jerking off. He's got a long trench coat on. He's loving this.
Yeah, that's his pal. This is an awful bathroom.
Yeah.
It's Sirius XM bathroom.
Exactly. He's trying to avoid a meeting with management. It's fucking Gary's rubbing his back. Like, come on, we just want to talk to you. And Bladder's making a weird, like, jughead face. Like,
these guys come,
like, I got it.
They come down to the bathroom in the home at the same time every day.
Yeah, what the fuck? Because that guy is the fucking Eric Bloom from Blois Cult. He's rubbing the guy's back. He's not retarded though. The guy that is getting his back rubbed, he's taking advantage of the retard.
You don't want any of that tard on tard crime.
No.
The trainable is very trusting.
Yes,
so he takes the back rubbing as encouragement.
Of course. Oh my God.
Now the trainable has become the teacher.
And he's fucking eating the urinal cake.
He really, his pants are probably pulled up the whole time. That's the beauty of this. He's actually scooping cereal out and eating it. The guy's rubbing his back like he's stupid. This is wrong. This is a buffet. What are you doing? He just turned around and shit into the urinal. He has no idea. Like poking his fingers in it, and the guy's rubbing his back like, cut the malarkey, bub.
Yeah. It's all right. We've all been there.
Oh, shit.
Is someone going to help this
Is this guy watching the video from... Hold on really fast. Brian Stone Quincy writes, congrats, you just had your back rubbed by Judah Freelander. I guess
that is true.
I guess he found the video at home.
Yeah, he's wearing a hat that says world champion done.
You ever rubbed a retard? I've rubbed 12.
Fuck, that's funny. Sorry.
Rub his shoulders. Oh, it's great.
Sounds like a Tarantino film.
Oh, look,
he was in a fucking porn store.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Old school peep show, huh?
This is good.
25 cents magazines. I miss those places.
Like the whistlings, really.
Yeah, this is Midnight Cowboy. The guy's going to blow John Voight in a movie theater.
John Voight. They're, all it is a...
Can you teach
a priest.
values or sexual morality to a trainable?
No,
I can't teach them. There's always the chance that they'll get in trouble, and they can be arrested.
Teachers should not thrust their own moral values on their students.
But it's going somewhere else.
There are too many conflicting moral systems today.
Yeah.
This is the responsibility of the family, if available. However,
To dispose
it
of
is
them.
the
You hear that?
teacher's
For those orphans.
to enlighten their
You heard that, right?
students
If
on the
available, you know, if
commonly
available,
accepted
yeah.
standards of sexual behavior. No one should use the body of an unwilling partner for their own pleasure.
Says What? you.
Unprotected and unplanned
How things have changed.
Supposed to get laid.
intercourse is wrong. And no one need
Slip a
allow
doofy in their drink.
if they do not want them to. We may not always succeed in reaching the trainables.
The trainable.
We must always try.
Yeah. Oh, God. That was a montage of retards with horrible haircuts.
Yeah. These are all people who go into Rosemary's Baby's fucking shower. 1972 video. Yeah.
Like, that retard looks like she's staring into the sun the whole time. What's wrong with you?
Squinting, madam.
Jeez. Look at those big dumb ears. Just hearing everything and understanding nothing. What a waste of ears.
They really are. They're like two fucking giant empty bowls just waiting for a delicious treat to be put in them.
They just go drama-sized sequences. They used real retards, though, didn't they?
They did, yeah.
Yeah, who wants to put this on their fucking
In the old
IMDb?
days,
This isn't like Sean Penn.
IMDb, I am dumbbell.
Fuck. Yeah, nowadays you couldn't use a real retard.
You could for a video like that, you could.
Yeah, but they wouldn't even make it. Do they even make
they
these
still make
videos anymore?
retards.
No, they still make retards. Obviously, walk the halls around here. But they don't make these films anymore. I don't think.
No, I love these films, man.
The old school ones, we've watched so many of those. The one with the homosexual is out there.
Russell
Protect
Brand
your
had a
child.
show in Britain that's just what the show was. It was like
Really?
Tosh.0 instead of stuff off the internet, old videos, like old holiday things, old warning stuff.
I love that shit.
I love all
man.
that stuff, yeah.
It's such a great
I love
expose on the time.
marijuana ones where it's just like some guy that just... He was so stoned, he just ate a glass.
Yeah.
And now his mouth's all cut up. Is that what you want to have happen to you?
And no one ever, like, bought weed and smoked it on their own. They were always given it and freaked out.
Yeah.
Yeah, they never just.
This is the thing is with drug pushers. My mum always says, watch out for the pushers.
A pusher, yeah.
What they do is they give you a little bit and then you're hooked. I remember when I used to take coke, I could never get the guy to fucking come around.
No. Where's the pusher with the free shit when you need him?
I used to ring him for days going, drug dealers are the fucking... the worst organised people, least reliable folk in the world.
Yes.
They're not motivated enough to get you hooked.
They're sure not giving out any
drug
samples
dealers,
either.
they don't know how clocks work, drug dealers.
No.
You know where they do that one where they're like, all right, I'll be over in 20 minutes. And then you go to your friend, you go, where's this drug dealer? And they go, oh, he said he's coming from fucking, they mentioned like some town. And you go, that's fucking 4 hours away. What are you talking about?
Yeah. Oh, Reefer Madness is one of the classic old movies. Yes. They're purely fictional. Any similarity to actual occurrences is living or deceased persons is a coincidence, coincidentally. It may startle you, this motion picture, yes.
Does this have no voiceover? Why couldn't someone actually read this to us?
I know. Wow.
And why is it shaking?
And now the
Just can't even
scroll is
hold it
going
still.
by.
Yeah, this is where George Lucas stole the idea for Star Wars.
Yeah, not quite the beginning of Star Wars. This is awful.
Sufficiently emphasized the frightful toll of the new drug menace, which is destroying the youth of America in alarmingly increasing numbers.
The empire is
Marijuana.
growing stronger.
What is that?
It's the drug, a violent narcotic, an unspeakable scourge, the real public enemy number one. Its first effect is sudden, violent, uncontrollable laughter. Then comes dangerous hallucinations. Space expands, time slows down, almost stands still. Fixed ideas come next, conjuring up monstrous extravagances, followed by emotional disturbances, the total inability to direct thoughts, and loss of all power to resist physical emotions, leading finally to acts of shocking violence, ending often in incurable insanity. In picturing its soul-destroying effects, no attempt was made to equivocate. The scenes and incidents, while fictionalized for the purpose of this story, are based upon actual research into the results of marijuana addiction. If their stark reality will make you think, we'll make you aware something must be done to wipe out this ghastly menace. When the picture will not... how long is this? Jesus, because the dread marijuana may be reaching forth next for your son or daughter or yours or yours.
It was only 5 seconds long, Anthony.
I know, Jesus
Have
Christ.
you been smoking something?
Yeah,
Has your
time
mind
stood
been
still.
altered?
Yes, wacky tobacco.
What is this? Eraserhead?
Looks like fucking Citizen Kane, the newspaper.
Yes, they love the.
This is
presses
an
back
hour
then.
and 1 minute long. This.
Yeah, it's crazy. Good, that'll get us out of here. Let's just watch Reefer Madness the whole rest of the show. Fuck it. Yeah, they were very scared of the weed back then. I think one chick turns into a complete whore from smoking one joint in this.
Fantastic.
It was. Yeah, tell your children.
All right, finally.
Okay.
Jeez.
You and all the school parent groups about the country, and you must stand united on this and stamp out this frightful assassin of our youth. You can do it by bringing about compulsory education
Yeah.
on the subject of narcotics in general,
These the parents
but
talking to
dread
parents.
marijuana in particular.
The dread
That
marijuana.
is the purpose of this meeting, ladies and gentlemen.
What year is
Boy.
this?
To lay the foundation
30s?
for a nationwide
Really?
campaign
Yeah, I think
by
so.
you.
I think this has got to be.
Such compulsory education.
I like the ones from the
Because it is only
60s.
through enlightenment
Yeah, the 60s ones are
that this
great.
scourge
When did
can
Reefer
be
Madness come out?
out of
You think it's the 50s?
Yeah.
No, this looks earlier than the 50s.
Yeah, this guy looks like he hasn't heard of Hitler yet.
No, they look like Little Rascals extras.
It might be
This got to be the 30s.
and important for you to know some of the methods used
Yes,
in bringing these
1936 is what I'm getting.
drugs and the work of the forces of law and
Yes.
order, which
Yeah, they
are
had no
daily
idea, like
combating
Hitler. They're like, wow, that Hitler's doing a great job over there in
He
Germany.
was still on the cover of Time magazine.
Oh, yeah, Man of the Year.
I love like when people just go, we just didn't know that Hitler was going to do anything.
Yeah. Not a clue.
And like even when you see those documentaries, like I wanted to leave, but my father, like when you see the Holocaust one, there's some Jewish family going, my father said that nothing would happen and everything would be all right. Then you see all the saluting and the standing in a square, yelling the nasty comments and
Yeah,
all that.
only one thing could come of that.
Yeah. Like if you saw it now, you'd be like, yeah, I don't trust that group.
Yeah, there's something kind of shady.
The signs were
Especially
kind
since
of
the
there.
Germans had already fucked up 20 years earlier.
Just 20 years earlier, they had done the same thing.
And also that their figures were like skulls and eagles. It was like, what the fuck's wrong with these people?
It's interesting when you watch the Hindenburg come in too, because it's a giant swastika on the tail.
Yeah.
You know, and it comes in, and everybody's like, you know, oh, the tragedy. A few years later, it's like, good, fuck them.
Yeah,
But it is odd to see. It's like, and there it is, the wonderful Hindenburg coming over to Lakehurst, New Jersey, and it's just a giant swastika on the tail.
Yeah.
Like I think it was something like 3 stories high or
Wasn't
something.
the
tail.
swastika originally owned by the Hare Krishnas? Like it's a Hare Krishna stick.
It's a peace sign.
Very a lot of religions and cultures had it, and one of them was an Asian society, and it had it as a symbol of peace. But it was the other way around. It pointed.
It always
counterclockwise.
just looks like something that you put at the bottom of a cartoon character to make it look like it's running.
Yes. Hitler turned it around and then tilted it. Gave it that little tilt.
He was wonderful with design. You can say what you want. I would have let him decorate my house.
Great eye for
Lovely
design.
color.
The reds and blacks
the
look
outfits
great.
were amazing. He approved the Volkswagen Beetle, which hippies drive ironically fucking to this day.
Love them.
He knew how to market.
He knew how to market.
And that swastika was, before it got tied to everything. I mean, who's going to deny it ain't a cool looking symbol?
Yeah.
I told a story a few years ago about how I used to draw a swastika on. Remember the old sneakers, like the PF Flyers would have the rubber tips on them?
Right,
yeah. I used to draw swastikas on the front of those, not because I had any clue about what it represented, just because it looked cool. And my teacher once pulled me aside.
That's the same reason that I wear stripy pajamas.
my teacher pulled me aside and was like, "What's that on your sneakers?" And I went, "I don't know." And she goes, "Do you know what that represents?" And I went, "No." Because I didn't. And she tried to explain it to me, but I'm a kid. And I didn't fucking know. I just thought it looked cool in pen to draw a swastika.
You still do.
How did you know about it as a
Synagogue
kid?
door.
How did you know about it as a kid? Did
just
your
watching,
father have a lot of them around the house?
Yeah, they were all over the place. Watching shows like Hogan's Heroes and Combat.
You just knew.
Things like that. You just kind of knew.
We all kind of just drew it growing up.
Yeah, you
didn't
drew.
know.
It was kind of a cool thing to just kind of draw.
What it really
I
meant.
think we need another Hogan's Hero sitcom for the modern day. I think we need like a whole lot of like a MASH or something.
A MASH, something about Afghanistan or Iraq.
In Afghanistan, Iraq, and then like the bumbling Al Qaeda outside that are just like, come here, Akmel. Oh, don't you tell them that I'm drinking alcohol.
Yeah. Did you see Four Lions?
No.
Chris Morris directed.
Yeah, that was
great. You got to see that.
Suicide
Jeffries.
Bombers. It's a comedy. It's great, and it was British.
No, I haven't seen it.
You would
Really
love
great.
it. You would love it.
4 Lines.
Yes, you would love it.
What was that noise? Was that the computer?
Some kind of volume coming out of something.
Yeah.
Wasn't me.
On my
Let me
iPad,
see.
I was checking something out.
Oh!
I turned it off. I'm
Oh
sorry.
no, I was wondering where it was.
Yeah. We should break because we got John Ratzenberger coming.
Oh, yeah.
And we learned that Jim Jeffries knows everthing about him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think it.
I'm a bit of a fan. Yeah,
He's an expert. Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Me and my brother play a game called Movies We Spot Cliffy in when everyone films. And so me and my brother sit there, and when like Superman 2 comes, I go, yeah, it's Superman 2. There we go. And he's in Superman 1 and he's in Superman 2 playing 2 different characters.
Well, that's a bit of trivia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's that one like in Superman 1, in Superman 2 when the 3 people go up to the moon and they fuck up the moon landing. He's the one that goes, I think he said it's a girl that he saw. Like he's
that's him,
he's
right?
the guy
right.
at Houston, yeah.
Yeah, when Zod.
Yeah.
Zod.
More with Jim Jeffries, who's playing the Stress Factory this weekend.
Stress Factory this weekend.
Tonight and tomorrow, right?
Yep.
And then Jimmy's going to be there in early November.
Greg and Tony are here. Jim Jeffries is here.
Jim
Kenny's
Jeffries.
here. And Daniel.
We actually have, I guess, Cliff Clavin coming in.
Great to be here, boys.
That's fucking... Jim Jeffries does a great Cliff
I
Clavin.
tell you, I was doing the Edinburgh Festival, and the Edinburgh Festival is like the big comedy festival in Scotland, and the theatre next to me, George Wendt was in a sketch group. Norm from Cheers.
Yeah.
And me and him, because we had dressing rooms next door to each other, we sort of got along over the course of the month. Like, we spoke to each other each day, and like, hello. And he liked me until I got drunk, and it would always end with me going, hey, Normie.
And he's probably like, all right.
A couple of years ago.
Fucking heard
and
it.
so if he saw me sober, he was like, hey, Jim. If he saw me drunk, that fat
run
old
the other
man
way.
would run away.
He was actually on the show. George Wendt. That was the day I was off, but Opie and Jimmy had quite the pisser with him.
Disastrous interview.
Yeah, kind of slow, was it? Yeah. Yeah.
Not good.
And what did you do wrong? What happened?
He's selling a book about beer. Okay, his book was about his favorite beers, which sounds like an absolute dud waiting to happen.
Yeah.
But we sat with him, and he was really like not talking much and being very low key. So I was asking him about drinking and stuff, and just about not being on Cheers anymore. It was kind of depressing.
Yeah, that's
but
what
then
I heard.
He just got really sad.
Yeah, it was
depressed. And he said,
kind
"You
of
just want me to leave?" And
he actually asked that too.
Yeah.
Oh, what? He didn't like being on Cheers anymore. He didn't like.
No. We were. He thought we were just bringing up sad things.
George Wendt.
But he brought out a book about beer. Like, he does know that he's not Norm. Right?
Yeah, but that's the whole thing. It's like you're not Norm, but
it's like the guy from Dexter bringing up a book about murder.
Yeah.
These are the people I've killed.
It's a show.
Do we have any George Wendt clips we can play for Jim Jeffries real fast? Because it was a moment, man. Me and Jimmy
Normie, don't you let those boys push you around.
me and Jimmy, Ann was out.
If Jim Norton just speaks to you that way, you tell him to come and see me.
Ann was out that day, and me and Jimmy were in this weird place with him. It was great.
Terrible interview.
We wanted to call him out.
I wish I would have
fucking
been
hideous
here for that one.
It was hideous.
But it was so depressing.
I hear
he was so depressing.
I hear John though is a little more. He's done a few more things though. George Wendt has done.
John Ratzenberger, he's done all the stuff with Pixar.
Yeah.
He's
Toy
done
Story.
He did a wonderful infomercial for Stern Pinball.
Oh yeah,
really?
Yeah, I like pinball, and he did a documentary on their factory.
Oh well, he had that show where he would travel around America and kind of talk about weird things in weird places, like giant frying pan in Idaho or something.
Yeah, it's all quality television.
Oh, of course, yeah. But he's done other stuff, so I would gather he'd have more to talk about than a George Wendt.
I tell you what I did yesterday on the way home when I was going back to Jersey, back to the hotel. I read the William Shatner book, right?
Yeah.
And
good, right?
you read it in his voice in your head when you read it. They tell you. But there was this thing that he sort of things about Shatner which you were talking about on the show, and it said, "Well, I hosted 911." And it saved, which is like a crime watch thing. Like
it was the Rescue 911.
Yeah, have you seen these people? It's one of those shows, right?
Yeah.
And he goes, and it saved over 350 lives, that TV program, right? And I remember that fucking program on Australian TV.
Yeah.
And it actually killed a few people because our number's 000.
Oh, shit.
911. So many people started watching that show. That, there was just kids with a dying grandmother next to them just going, the phone's not working.
911.
So he might have saved lives in that country.
Please hang up and try again.
Yeah.
You dialed the wrong number.
All right. Give it another go.
Give it a go.
You know what I always hated about 000? Because when I was young, we had one of those, you put the finger in, you pulled it around.
Yeah, the rotary dial. Yeah.
The zero was right at the end.
Yeah.
So there's the longest number to call for an emergency. like your house is burning down.
Yeah, 111.
This is an emergency. Ah, fuck. 000.
I remember the rotary phones. You used to force it back. You're in such a hurry that you'd take the dial and you'd go to the finger stop and then push it back.
It was amazing how they worked, though. That it's just if you had to just stop your finger in that thing, even at the early days of the phone, that didn't look like a system.
No, it didn't look like something anyone like someone could have brought that in, and you go, no, that won't work.
No, that's not the right one. Just try
better.
having the numbers on buttons.
Yeah, and push them.
We weren't pushing buttons yet. They couldn't figure that out.
They actually didn't have push button phones until the 60s.
I know, but it seems like they should have had.
I'll tell you an invention that I thought took for fucking ever to get going was making stamps, stickers. You know how you get a stamp now? And it's just a sticker. You just stick it on the fucking envelope.
Yeah, you don't have to lick it.
You'd go into the post office. They'd be selling different stickers in the post office box, and there'd still be that old bag with a fucking sponge sitting next to it. And you're like, surely someone can figure out a better system than this fucking adhesive that you have to put on your tongue.
Very unsanitary, too, because, where the fuck
Absolutely.
did they store those stamps and everything?
They were supposed to have them a lot earlier, but they didn't because the adhesive they didn't think was going to work.
The Simpsons are going to end it.
Jimmy. That's such a lie. I was watching a thing on YouTube about the change from rotary phone to push button phone, and they actually.
Were you just watching it now? Or?
No, I had watched it maybe a week ago.
Okay.
And it was put out by the phone company, which was the phone company back then.
Yeah.
And it was the lady that did the demonstration. She had to demonstrate. And now you push a button, and this is how you would dial this number. And it's the same woman that now still does, if you'd like to make a call, please hang up. And it's her fucking voice. It's the same woman.
My life was better before the phone companies got unrestricted.
Yeah.
Right, because before, if we wanted to ring my grandmother in Queensland from Sydney to Brisbane or whatever, it would, now it's the same price as ringing anywhere in Australia. Right. But it was $5 a second, and your dad used to stand next to you with a watch and just pass it on to your brother, and you'd go, happy birthday, grandma, pass it on to your brother, like that, right? And then when they deregulated, it's like, we can talk as long as we want. You're like, oh, for fuck's sake. I'm on this conversation forever now.
People used to actually say that, make it quick.
Fucking Skype. My mother loves Skype, right? My mother will sit there on Skype and just look at me. And I'm like,
You know what you should do?
Nothing to say, just staring.
Work up a rod, and then just stand up and let her see it and walk off fucking camera. She'll never do that again.
The thing is that my mum also was big on when she found out that she bought this call plan that she could call America for as much as she want for $10 or something like that. And my excuse used to always be, I need to do a shit. Right? Oh, Mum, I gotta go. I gotta do a shit. Right? And my mum's like this. She'd be like, I'll wait. And I didn't need to do a shit, so I just walk away from the phone what I thought an appropriate amount of time for a shit was. And then I come back like, all right, I'm back again.
Hey, do we have time to talk about that guy from Occupy Wall Street?
Oh, yeah.
Do we have like 2 minutes before John comes in?
I tell you, the worst
Because
thing...
we have an update on this kid. He came in the other day. He's one of our interns, and he's occupying Wall Street, man.
He's pretty
one of the
articulate
guys.
on the air.
Pretty articulate, making his points. I don't know how much I believe or agree in but he was well spoken.
He's there for the fingering.
And then he figured some broad. And do we have time? Why are we closing the curtains?
But he...
we for guests, we're doing that from now on. After last time,
yeah.
Oh, okay.
But here's the deal. He got a bunch of tweets, I guess, because I was reading some tweets about it, and people were digging it.
Okay.
They were digging it.
Yes, absolutely.
And they're like, "Oh my God, hey, dude, he should be on this, that." And I think it may have, from the buzz that's going around, may have inflated his ego a bit too much for an intern.
What happened to your college shirt? Now you're looking more like a hippie today.
Yeah,
He's famous now. He can
yeah. Casual.
So you went back down there and slept?
I went back to Brooklyn and I slept. I hadn't slept in a few days, so that's probably why I was so wired and kind of on key yesterday.
Yeah,
was that yesterday?
Yeah,
you were on with us.
Oh wow, I don't even remember.
I know it seemed like 3 days ago.
But the listeners, especially during the replay, I started noticing a lot of tweets saying, "Hey, it was pretty good. It was that." But now, the kind of the big head, and now the I want more airtime. It's like a drug.
He's turning into Ace Rothstein. He really thinks who the fuck he is, don't he?
Ace Rothstein. Ace is high. So now I'm hearing like he kind of tried to weasel himself into the after show yesterday, and actually evoked the name of Greg Opie Hughes as a kind of a reference that said maybe Opie wanted him on the after show.
I said I did say it was up to the guys.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
We don't run that 10 o'clock
You
hour.
thought that, but you didn't hesitate to mention it.
True. I would have loved to
Danny and
host
Travis.
the after show.
Well,
He thought maybe he should sit at the big boy table with us because just in case we start talking about him. There he is.
Right there he is.
Yeah, he'd be a point of reference, wouldn't he?
Right.
I do want an update. You were down there yesterday?
No, I didn't even.
So you haven't even been down there since you've been on our show?
Oh shit!
Then get the fuck out.
So why
were you
big
radio star now?
Why were you late this morning if you weren't down there? What was the reason for being late?
Exactly, he was late this morning.
I slept. I went home and I slept, and the plan was to wake up and go back down to Wall Street. So I would hopefully have something for today. And just the lack of sleep from the couple days before got to me, and I never woke up.
That kind of fucks up your cause. We're trying to have sympathy for you people that need jobs, but you can't be late to your internship.
True.
Yeah.
And then expect to be hired.
True.
Yeah, that's true.
True.
I'm on time and I don't even work here.
He was late.
Yeah.
I would love to have an update for Monday or sometime next week.
I thought you had something.
So we'll
today.
see.
Yeah, we'll see. And I also heard a day off. Took a day.
Last week?
Yeah.
Last Wednesday.
Anything anything pressing?
Yeah,
was it something pressing?
That fingering can really
the
tire
same
you
thing.
out.
No
Same
sleep
thing,
for
a
the
little
last couple
tired.
days. It is a tough schedule to adapt to.
Really? Is it? Is it really?
Wait, so one of the guys from Occupy Wall Street was late today and took a day last. It writes itself.
Right down the toilet.
It writes itself.
The argument. Well... Yeah,
I'll tell you about how the Federal Reserve works.
Yeah, the world is sleeping. The world is sleeping. That's good. Nothing. You know what wakes you up?
Yeah.
A nice face full of mace from the police, or a fucking nightstick across the head.
Interns are sleeping too.
They keep printing more money.
Yeah.
Well, they can't print more time.
Like the way you think.
Well, why wake up and earn your money when you could yell at rich people to give it to you?
That's right. Yeah, exactly. And by rich, anybody making anything.
You got? You want to comment on that?
the wealthy.
Sleepy.
Sleepy.
You know, I was wondering, is this the first intern class where there's no nicknames? Because it's just right now, it's intern Matt, intern Sal.
Oh, you want a nickname, do you?
You want a nickname?
What's your nickname?
Yeah, you got to be around for us to give you a nickname.
How about Johnny Comes Lately?
Chip. Actually, that was a good one, Chip. I like that one.
Thanks,
I think we just named you Sleepy.
Oh, shit.
Sleepy.
Some people are recommending Fingers. I did that.
Tardy.
Yeah.
Mr. Finger Pop.
Tardy's good.
Tardy.
Tardy is a good name. Tardy is a good name.
Tardy. You don't like that one. Hey, where's Tardy?
How about Stuttering John, 1998?
Shit. Yeah.
Stuttering John.
Nothing really coming.
The hairdo.
No, I was looking to see if somebody actually had
we'll figure it out.
names. But
No, you can't beat Tardy.
Tardy's good.
The only thing about Tardy is just the kind of
Shut up,
retard.
Tardy.
Oh.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the beauty of it, actually.
You lame retard.
Get it?
Only a tard wouldn't get that joke straight off. Like, we'd go, well, it's got retard connotations. Really?
You're learning a lot about radio right now. See how one day you're on top, the next day you're a piece of shit.
Piece of shit.
That is.
E-Rock wants in on this.
E-Rock wants in.
Oh, yeah. I think he's had it with this kid already.
So, you're discussing,
E-Rock, by the way, let me just preface this. E-Rock, by the way, is in charge of the interns. He's like the boss of the interns.
And why is that?
Because Travis can't be trusted with interns.
Oh, my God.
He molests them.
Yeah, well, that's hearsay.
Look at Travis. Travis just wants us to move on.
And the funny thing is like, we've all noticed little things about intern Matt, and like with Eric Eric, he shares a lot of the thoughts that we all do.
Oh, sure.
And I'm actually surprised it's taken Eric, because I know Eric's had his little issues with him, so I'm surprised it's actually taken this long for it to bubble up.
Do you know anything about this?
Well, I think me and Eric have gotten off to a good start.
All right, well, let's hear Eric's. Oh, no. Eric just rolled his eyes and shook his head.
This new Eric rules.
Oh, geez. Much like a great white, rolling his eyes and shaking his head.
Go ahead, E-Rock.
So here's the thing. He starts, we're talking to him, trying to get a feel for his personality, what he wants to do here and everything. He doesn't really want to do anything but be a character for the show. He's expressed not only to me, but to other people that he's like, like intern David and Love Buzz and Oscar. These were people that made it on the air. And I said, they made it on the air for being who they are, that you guys picked up on this and brought them in. Not, I will do a million different things to try to become the next person on the show.
Oh, boy.
And he doesn't want to hear that.
Oh, and then what happened was you guys gave him the Occupy Wall Street angle, and then that was the hook he needed.
But then he blew it by sleeping in.
Yeah, because that would have been
your thing.
And if you would have had like another segment and like, well, here's what happened today. It would have been like, all right, there's our guy down there. We need a guy down there.
That would have been a regular segment.
But he was a little sleepy. You know what, Opie? I heard him say earlier, and I don't know if you caught this. This is a very hard schedule. I don't know if you caught that.
Well, it is. I mean, 5 in the morning. You got to wake up at 3:30.
See, I was being a little sarcastic. I've been doing it for fucking ever.
We've been. We're 7 years in on this schedule.
I was doing stand-up last night and everything. I still showed up.
It's the me generation, man.
I came from Jersey.
Yeah.
Well, Jim, you do have like 8 Red Bulls. I mean, to get
That is
going.
true.
Yeah, that is true.
Oh, shit. Now he's shitting on the guests.
Yeah, that's not good.
Oh, damn. I know it.
Yeah,
you have to make sacrifices to get where you want to be, right?
Yeah.
I did come here for the free Red Bull.
No, you should protest so that other people could sacrifice.
That's true.
I'm still on fucking Team Tard.
Yeah, you like Team Tardy?
I'm still on Team Tardy.
Team Tardy.
I say we got to give him another shot. He did a good job yesterday. He can't just be the GOAT today.
All right, Monday he should have a big Occupy Wall Street update.
That's right.
Well,
Yeah.
I will.
Yeah, well, yeah, because there's supposed to be some shit going down this weekend, right?
I think it might. Yeah, I think
You haven't been to the
something's
website?
going to have to happen.
Oh, it's going to be in the 80s, too. Imagine how it's going to
it's
smell.
nice out.
Oh, shit,
So he
it
might
is
take the
nice
day
out.
off.
Anthony, do you think problems sleep? No, of course they don't. They're always there.
No,
it's like crime.
Exactly. It's like crime. It's just there.
The news is saying it went viral, though.
What?
The Occupy Wall Street has gone viral.
Yeah, and you know what happens?
Popping up in all the
happens
cities.
with viral things? They fucking get old and go away.
Oh, boy.
That is true. I heard like
you can't
Philly
get rid of
and
a
Boston.
virus pretty quickly.
You take a one-day Zithromax and it's gone.
Yeah.
Eric's got something else. What?
So, 6 o'clock comes around. You know, we're starting the show and everything, and Matt's not here.
And you just got in.
Yeah. And
you're listening to it in the elevator.
over the sounds of the motors creaking. Sorry.
I haven't seen E-Rock for a while, and he has gotten fat. I hardly recognize him. He's squeezing into that booth.
Yeah, it's hard to hear the show with the alarms going off.
Doesn't it look like we're at SeaWorld? Tap on the glass, he'll come up to it.
Yeah. Feed him a fish or something and cut his throat.
Holy shit! Jesus Christ, Chip. Out of your fucking mind. Sorry, E-Rock, so it's 6 o'clock.
So we don't see Matt. I give him a call. And it's ringing and ringing and ringing. I'm waiting to leave a voicemail, but nothing picks up. Finally, he answers the phone, and I thought he was, like, kind of fucked up, right? So I said, Matt, where are you? Are you coming in? Yeah, and I go, did you go to the Wall Street thing again last night? Because if he was there, we have some more material.
Obviously, yeah.
No, I didn't set my my alarm, but I can come in. I'll be in there about an hour, or I could just, take another day off. So he gave me the options of what he wanted to do today.
Right.
And I said, get off the phone and get your ass in here.
Oh!
Nice. Tough E-Rock.
Whoa.
Yeah. But he didn't lie. He said, I forgot to set my alarm, and no, I didn't go to Wall Street. So I'll give him credit for that. He didn't lie.
All right. Yeah.
E-Rock, he sounded tough on the phone. I was a little... I mean, it definitely got me up and up.
He
I'm
did
oh shit. E-Rock is pissed.
E-Rock's never been the boss of anyone, so it's kind of cool for him, I think.
He's definitely not the boss of his diet.
Jim, just the poor fat kid. Can't help himself.
He's gonna pass on a lot of anger to these poor kids.
Oh, I know. Oh man, that's all I'm imagining is like all the years of shit
he's taken.
He's had to take.
Got to come out one way or the other.
Yeah, boy. Yeah. Oh, E-Rock.
I've tried. I mean, we sat down and we talked with him.
Oh, boy.
One day last week, he didn't show up till later, and he called me. He fell asleep on the train and woke up at the Trade Center. So he's down there waiting to find another train to come back up.
Right.
Gets up back here about 7 o'clock in the morning. We have a talk. We're explaining what he needs to do and how to straighten all this stuff out. We'll start over. The next day is when he decided to take the day off.
Right.
And we thought we were making progress. He came on the air. He did okay. Had a great segment.
Yeah.
And then he pulls this shit again. Oh, so it's just constantly going up and down.
It's a real case of 1 step forward, 2 steps back.
He took out. Don't forget he took out a loan for his internship.
Yeah, and then prefers maybe not to show up.
Yeah.
And yet the banks are the bad people that are fucking student loans. Isn't it? If you're gonna have to pay back the student loan, you might as well. Put in.
But it doesn't mean that he
effort.
was wrong about it. No, just because he's a heap of shit. I mean, no disrespect.
No offense. So
yeah, but you know what? It's people like that are the reason that no one's taking this movement seriously.
Yeah.
Because for every one person that's making legitimate sense out there, there's probably 100 of this kid.
Oh boy.
Oh, you're that kid.
You're that kid now.
No,
I blame it on thermite paint.
Yeah.
Yes, it's the thermite paint. I know it. You think it's a coincidence he fell asleep on the train? They put sleeping gas in there.
Stop it, Jesse. Stop it. What's
Jesse.
wrong?
We get it, Jesse.
Yeah.
Fucking, it's a conspiracy. Ooh, look out.
They didn't want him to know about the paint, right, Ant?
No, they didn't, Chipper.
What are you doing? Hopping like a kangaroo something?
Is our guest here?
Oh, sure.
Oh, okay. Jim
I'm
Jeffries is going to hop a seat over to the right. And then we got John Ratzenberger. Wow, this is great. Take a seat, sir. Boy, are you well dressed.
Oh, well, yeah, because I was at Woodstock. It's my fault that you guys are dressed like you are.
Is that it?
So I'm trying to undo my damage.
Undo the damage, huh?
Yeah.
No, you look very spiffy, very nice today.
A matter of thank you. I was at Woodstock, and I was actually there.
You were at Woodstock.
And I remember one of the local farmers saying, I've never seen so many out-of-work farm hands in my life. Because everybody had jeans, T-shirts.
Oh, yeah, dressed like farmers. Yeah. That was a whole movement thing back then going on.
It's still here.
And well, now there's the Wall Street thing going on here in New York is the big movement that really isn't doing much.
Yeah, but Hendrix not going to play there.
No, you're not going to see the Star Spangled Banner played by Jimi Hendrix there.
Were you partaking back then when you were in at Woodstock?
No, you know what? I mean, I had long hair, a beard. I was a carpenter. I was a journeyman carpenter. Head through New England, and that's how I found out about the job. I happened to be in the area working on a house. But no, that always just got in my way. It just, to me, it was more annoying.
Right.
The mood-altering, brain-altering stuff.
Yeah.
Just, we operate heavy machinery. That's the last thing.
Wow. That's kind of true, yeah.
You don't want to saw and mushrooms.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I always looked at it as a very hip way of being lazy. Not having to do anything with your life.
That's true. I will say it would make you lazy. I think that's what screwed my high school career up. I was doing really good in school up until I started smoking pot, and then it just went right out the window. I haven't smoked in many, many years, by the way.
I have a question for you about the Cheers audition, too. Did you, because this was very ballsy, did you go on the audition and not have a good read, and then actually just decide, like, come back and go, look, could I do that again, but as a character?
No, it was even more desperate than that. See, I prior to that, I was living and working in Europe, in England, for 10 years, and I was doing really well
as an actor.
Yeah, an actor, yeah. And so I came to Los Angeles. It was a writing job I got hired to do, to write a show based on the life of the Emperor Nero for CBS. And then somebody said, hey, this Cheers thing, and blah, 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 blah. I said, yeah, okay, I'll go in. But up until that point, I had never auditioned in my life because I didn't go to acting school. And it was on-the-job training for me. So I didn't know what auditions were even about. So they handed me the paper. I thought, oh, this is nice. This is what I'm supposed to chat about. So I walk in, and I'm looking around the office for a chair. And the guy says, Jimmy Burrows, matter of fact, said, what are you looking for? I said, well, my chair. I thought, I'm going to sit down. He says, you're not here to chat. You're here to audition.
Right off on a bad foot right there.
Oh, no. So I remember all the blood just rushing out of my mouth. I was so scared. So I did a very bad job, but on the way out the door, 1 foot out the door, 1 foot still in, I could see my 8x10 wafting into the wastebasket. Somebody ripped it up. And I said, you have a bar know-it-all. Because growing up in New England, I grew up in Bridgeport, Connecticut. Every bar's got a horse's patootie. He thinks he knows everything.
And you were originally auditioning for Norm, correct?
I forget. It was a part of somebody at the bar. I mean, in the beginning, they had more characters than they did, at the second year. But it was just a part. I don't know whether the part was called George or Norm or... But... I mean, that all part is all just blank to me. I just remember the fear. So I improvised. I said... and there was a character that I always liked using in Europe. I did the improvised comedy, but there was a bunch of stock characters I'd use. But then they go, the newspaper was originally printed vertically. And so they start laughing to the point where I was just trying to maintain my dignity.
Right.
I just say, okay, so guys, good luck with this show. I'm out of here. But 2 days later, I got the call and was there for 11 years cracking jokes.
What ball! Just to do a character that wasn't even in the script. I didn't know that. That's great.
Yeah, it really was just like, I need them to know I know what I'm doing.
Right.
And I don't want to stand there and make excuses. I never went to acting school. I've never auditioned before.
It wasn't even
It
wasn't even getting the job at that point. It was just kind of trying to restore your dignity.
Yeah, that's all it was. Yeah. Because I was doing real well in London. I mean, when I first got there, 10 years prior, I was living in an abandoned building. But after the 10 years, I was doing a nice apartment near Hyde Park and blah, blah, blah.
Were you doing live shows or film?
Yeah, first 6 years did live shows all through Europe. Edinburgh Festival in London, all through England, Ireland, Wales, Scotland, Holland, Germany, Italy, France. And then the last 5 years, I started doing movies. I did about 28 movies over there.
What kind of live shows were you doing? Was it comedy based or?
Yeah, there was two of us. called ourselves Sal's Meat Market. And it wasn't like, a Second City. So we just called making stuff up. That's what we called it. We didn't know that there was a word called improvisation.
Nothing fancy, just making stuff up.
Well, we would do a show that would change 80 to 95% every night. Because we knew the beginning, we knew the middle, we knew the end. But the getting there always changed.
Now, were you taking audience suggestions like improv does, or were you guys just...
No, I mean, we would, as a goof, from time to time, but the audience knew that the show was going to change, so we had repeat audiences every night.
Okay.
Because it was a different show, but the same story.
Yeah, it's pretty smart.
No, we did it out of desperation. We didn't know what we were doing.
How long ago was this? I've done the Edinburgh Festival myself, 10 times. How long ago did you do Edinburgh?
72, 73. Yeah, that's when 6 people showed up.
I didn't even know the festival was that old, to be honest with you.
I think it started in the 50s. Because Billy Connolly was there, and a bunch of people you know now, but maybe 10,000 people showed up, but now it's got to be 500,000.
Oh, it's massive. Yeah.
Wow.
I sold 20,000 tickets last time I was there, so... That's myself, so that's like
Jesus, that's crazy.
But still to this day, the average size of an audience at that festival is 5.
Really?
Yeah, because most gigs are just called off because no one shows up, and then you get the really successful shows. But it's not like you go to Montreal or you go to Chicago or you go to Melbourne where they're all invitation shows. Like the comics are invited to go. Anyone can perform at the Edinburgh Festival if you got the balls just to put your fucking show on and pay
Really?
for it.
Oh, really?
So you get a lot of fucking whack jobs up there, I tell you.
Yeah. Well, there was a guy in his jockey shorts on a unicycle juggling machetes.
He's the Prime Minister now.
He's just going like this. And I'm in the crowd watching him because I brought my kids over there a few years ago. I said, you got to see this. And then he looks down at me and goes, you started like this, didn't you? Because that's where
right.
I started at the Edinburgh Festival doing the Fringe.
I gotta tell you, I'm a huge fan of yours, and I truly mean that. I really am a big fan.
He's been talking.
I've been talking about it since yesterday.
You kept calling him Jeff Ratzenberger. What are you talking about?
That's my cousin. But he's a tool and die maker.
But me and my brother play a game called What Movie Cliffy's In, and if we see you in a movie, then we have to just talk as you in that movie forever. So there's like that scene where you pick up Candace Bergman in the Jeep in Gandhi to take Candace Bergman to see Gandhi, and who would have thought Cliff would have been in Gandhi, but he was. And for the rest of that film, my brother was going, yes, I'm going to see that thin Indian guy. Who's that guy? Wait, why aren't you eating? You know that eating makes you healthy.
Must be going through chemotherapy. That's it. That's a good game. That's internet worthy.
Oh yeah. Star Wars, the 2 Superman films,
Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah, that's where we all go off, man.
Yeah. Now, what character were you in Empire? You had that scene
Major
at
Derlin.
Right.
Major Brent. That was actually my first action figure too.
Was it?
They exist.
They're out there.
And that was made while you were in England, I assume, as well, because they also they did that the Earl Street Studios, whatever it is.
L Street.
Yeah.
Up in just in North London. Yeah.
When was that character in the movie? What part of the film?
He was the commander of the Rebel Air Force. I'm the one who told Princess Leia we got to close the doors.
So these rebel scum have to get out of there.
So he just talks like Cliff.
From then on, me and my brother would just be Cliff's just off in space. And we'd follow his adventures that have never happened.
Hilarious.
I have a whole backstory for every small part you've ever done.
Is he the bridge too far?
It's a big bridge here. I'm not going to say that one.
I probably got to go across the river, Major. You got Nazis on the other side there. I don't know where to dodge those bullets. That's funny.
Oh, that's hilarious, man. You were in that one.
I did that. I did that to my nephews and nieces, and they're like, "Oh, he's doing the pig from Toy Story."
Oh, that's the action figure. One of them.
There he is.
Yeah.
Damn, that's a pretty manly looking action figure.
I used to look like that.
That's action.
I used to go to church dressed like that.
That's like a holy Jesus. Yeah, there it is.
The second row of that one. That's
wow, man.
There you go.
Yeah.
Is the internet
Christ.
something? Look at that.
The internet is something. That's a great face picture.
How easy is that?
The thing is now with the Blu-ray thing, with George Lucas fucking with it, you're all in CGI now and you're a lizard.
You look pretty badass in that. Gotta tell you. That I wouldn't screw with that guy. He looks tough.
No, you shouldn't.
Tough guy. I like that.
I can show you scars here.
Yeah.
No, I grew up just down the road here in the bucolic seaside village of Bridgeport.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if anyone's ever been there.
Enchanting.
Bridgeport is
it's lovely.
Well, yeah, and you say what? Is your brother really a tool and die maker, or you're a
No. I grew up. My uncles were, and they were
Bridgeport, obviously the home of the Bridgeport milling machine.
That's exactly right.
I used to do a little machining myself.
Well, I remember my uncles talking about it, and I know you'll know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
They talk about tolerances of 1/2000th of an inch. The fate of Western civilization depended on it.
And it sometimes would, yes. Yeah.
Well, no, that's what I discovered when I got older, that they were exactly right.
Yeah.
So that's the program the campaign that I'm involved in now, of just getting kids back to working with their hands. The centerforamerica.org. I got to put that in, because you can go there, and anybody, any walk of life in the country can go to their schools, their manufacturing, their unions, and say, how do we teach kids these skills? Because we're running out of them. We're literally running out of people who know how to make and build things.
Make things, right. This country doesn't make things
the thing.
anymore.
America needs immigrants more than anywhere else in the world for things like this. Australians are coming over here in floods because you guys can't build stuff.
No one's making things. Yeah.
Right.
I always... I worked for a living for like half my life was spent working, and then the other half is this, which I don't consider work. Right. But it makes me appreciate the hell out of this, because I know what it's like to be in an attic when it's 150 degrees in there running ductwork. It stinks. It's not a fun thing to do. But it was always one of those things where if worse came to worse, I'd crawl back in the attic and at least have a roof over my head, literally, and then be able to pay for, food. See, a roof over my head. I made an angle roof. Jimmy is cracking up at me.
You've always got that to fall back onto. It's like Jesus and his carpentry.
Yeah, but he didn't really
if that God stuff didn't work out, you could always make you a nice table.
Did he invent the table?
Oh, yeah. It's a little known fact at the table.
Oh, God. How did you get from doing live shows to film? Like, not that it's a big jump, but...
the casting director saw one of my shows and said, "Hey, there's Richard Lester's doing a movie," and so I went in and talked to him, because over there you don't audition for movies; you just talk to the director, you chat, because the casting director's job is to make sure that you know what you're doing before they send you in the room. Mm-hmm. So they don't actually have you read; they give you a cup of tea, and so I'm sitting talking to Richard Lester or Richard Attenborough, and we're just chatting.
Wow. Yeah, that's what it was. That's a big one.
Yeah.
You ever see the footage of him
The Great Escape, man.
being hoisted
Great
up to
Escape
those
is amazing.
Is he the guy that does the nature show too?
Who's that?
No, that's his brother, David Attenborough.
Oh, different guy. Okay.
No, but they're brothers. But David Attenborough is fucking 90 years old, and I'm telling you, that cunt will still poke a crocodile with a stick. I've seen him do it, and he does it so politely as well. Like, that one's really coming to get me.
They're funny.
Well, it's Mad Dogs and Englishmen.
Yeah.
He puts that Steve Irwin to shame, doesn't he?
Well, of course he did. Yeah. Wow, that is funny.
Did you know you worked for Pixar? You've done a lot of stuff at Pixar. Did you know Steve Jobs?
I did.
You did. He was. I didn't realize that he was a big part. I mean, I found out like in the last week or so.
He owned the whole
I didn't
thing.
realize he was a big part of that.
What he did with Apple overshadowed that, and that's huge. So just an amazing innovator.
He was on the board of Disney like several times over, or whatever, because of when he sold the company Pixar.
Yeah, nice guy.
Great.
You met him and stuff. Yeah,
he's a great guy. He's the kind of guy who we used to. In his generation, he was growing up. He was a tinkerer. Mm-hmm. He started in his garage.
Yeah,
and he went on to touch the lives of every single man, woman, and child on the face of the earth. He's the Thomas Edison of our time.
Yeah.
But what we've done in our wisdom, we're telling all the kids, you got to go to college, and kids don't play outside anymore. They don't discover things. Build a treehouse, fix your bicycle, so that Generations.
Right, man.
Sorry, I haven't got time. I'm playing with my iPad.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
But he was
great point.
He was a great gentleman, just kind to a fault. But he bought Pixar from George Lucas at the urging of Ed Catmull, and John Lasseter was put in charge, and boom, that's been working with them 17 years now.
Wow. Yeah. And the Toy Story movies, obviously, are just huge, man.
You got
I remember
kids?
the first time. No. But you know what?
I like
I don't
Monsters,
need them. Yeah, Monsters Inc. was amazing.
Yeah.
It's those movies where you sit down, you watch, and you're amazed and stunned by what they did just to put that on the screen. But that goes away within a few minutes, and then they're real characters. You know, they're
invest
no
in
longer
them.
just It's amazing how it's just a modernized version of animation, but there's so much depth to it, and the writing's amazing too.
How good is a movie when it's the third in a trilogy and it's nominated for the Oscar?
Yeah.
And it's a cartoon.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just nominated with the rest of them. And Toy Story 3 is one of the best films of the year. Unbelievable.
And the voices are so familiar, and that's kind of really
they're
cool.
famous movie stars.
I know Jim Jeffries.
It's Tom Hanks, you know.
yeah. Oh, wow, really? Yeah, that's a
It was
great
that opening of Up. The first 10 minutes. You see that?
Yeah.
That one's
balloons, right?
depressing,
Yeah.
though. The old lady dying.
I know, yeah.
I didn't like Up.
But you're in tears, and there's no dialogue at all.
Yeah.
But that's artistry. That's
amazing.
But they go back to the golden age of Hollywood, where you work on a story, make the story good, and then make your movie. They don't do it. But now a lot of people do it opposite. Oh, we got these actors, and let's see, it's a cowboy set, so let's get some horses. Yeah, put them on. Well, say. And they'll make movies like that now. Instead of saying, let's work 3 years just on the story. But that's why Pixar's so good at what they do.
When you see shows now, because you were in such a successful show, I mean, do you think the writing has gotten a little soft or different? It has, right? It's it's no more. Ted Danson wanted to drink and fuck chicks, but it was realistic.
Well, it's because the generation of writers that wrote Cheers and Frasier and Wings, they had grown up in a generation where they read books. The generation of writers now have grown up watching television. So you're now getting things on sitcoms that were in sitcoms 20 years ago.
Right.
True.
But when you grow up, the writers that grew up reading books, they understand story, they understand character arc, they know how to craft a story. But now it's just different.
I watched Cheers. It's dated very well. I still watch it now. You can watch an episode of Cheers now, and when Norm comes in and he says his opening line, it's still fucking killer. It's like I was watching one the other day, and they said, "How's life treating you, Mr. Peterson?" And he goes, "Like I'm sleeping with its wife, and it knows." And you're like, that's a great line in any sitcom ever.
That was because when you had the caliber of people, the Charles brothers, David Angel, who died in the 9/11 crash, David and his wife Lynn. But these are high caliber writers. They would read real books.
Glenn and Les Charles, right?
Glenn and Les
They did
Charles.
Taxi, they?
They that's where they met Jimmy Burrows, and then the three of them gave birth to Cheers and a ton of other things.
Now, Cheers initially didn't do very well in the ratings.
We were dead last in the ratings.
Yeah. But now you see, like, that show would just be dumped.
Oh, I wouldn't be sitting here.
Yeah, they don't give.
I'd be in England being a spaceman or something.
They don't give shows a lot of time to grow. But on the other hand, a lot of the shows you could tell right away they're trying too hard to build a character in one episode.
Yeah.
And stuff. So
that's exactly right, because the networks then, Grant Tinker was the president of NBC, and everybody around him told him to dump the show. We're in the last place.
Wow.
And he said, he was an old school guy. He said, it makes me laugh. Let's keep it on for a little bit longer. So that September, when we had the beginning of our second year, was also the Emmys for the prior year. We won bushel basket of them. So then the audience started watching the show.
Right.
So we were between number 1 and number 5 for the next 10 years. But because of Grant Tinker,
Right.
And Steve Jobs was the same way. He didn't have focus groups. He didn't turn to his marketing people.
Hey, it made me laugh. Or, hey, that's interesting. I like it. More working on a hunch, a human hunch, than
intuition.
some kind of slide rule mentality that's used now. That
oh, yeah. Like the new crop of sitcoms that just come out this year, and I won't name anything, but Whitney.
Stand it.
And like,
what's that? I haven't seen that.
It's not as good as the.
You do that very well.
He really does, man.
It's
got a hobby or something.
Whole childhood spent on you, man. I'm telling you. Some people had the Beatles.
That's fantastic.
I was abused. But yeah, I find like you can tell when there's, because I've been in pilots as well, when they start going, the focus group doesn't like this character, we're going to take it out. It's always, who wants to be in a focus group? A cocksucker, that's who. Who's got time in the afternoon? No one with intellect. You're speaking to Wendy, whose husband's out, who's just like, and I go down and I take tablets on the side for income, and now I get to watch this show and say what I think of that, and people just pay me, and this mop's good, right? And this is the fucking woman who's deciding my TV viewing.
Well, but also there's a lot of jobs at stake, a couple hundred jobs.
Yeah.
But they do a lot of that in Vegas. They do a focus group, and now why Vegas?
Wow, that doesn't seem like
not your average audience.
Your peers,
no one's desperate in Vegas.
Probably they get a
for money.
cross section of the country.
Yeah.
I'm guessing that's why, because they get everybody from everywhere in the country goes to Vegas.
Everybody who wants to gamble.
Yeah. So you're getting a cross section of the same people.
You're getting a cross section of all the douchebags from all across the country.
But it takes away the intuition that the people in the networks have. Like you know, MASH would have been canceled because it was tanking. But the head of the network's wife liked it, and she would talk to him in bed about how great this show was. So he kept it on because his wife was telling him what a great show it was.
Seinfeld was another one that initially
3 big shows.
They
like it.
moved it time slots like 3 times for Seinfeld, didn't they?
And that was an utter failure. Seinfeld.
No, it did well.
Oh, did it, little Jim?
Yeah.
Eventually, yeah.
3 biggest shows, though. I can't think of any bigger sitcoms. I mean, maybe Ray is in that category, too. Everybody loves Raymond. But they all would have been canceled by today's standards. All 3 of them would have been fucking axed within 6 months.
That's the whole thing. Like Ray Romano, he was fired from News Radio and then replaced with Joe Rogan. Like
same with UFC.
Yeah. But Ray Romano was told he wasn't a good enough actor and he was fired. And then Letterman gets behind him, gives him Everyone Loves Raymond. And then the next year, he bloody wins the Emmy for Best Comical Actor.
Yeah.
And so, you know, things turn around, hopefully.
You did that show where you kind of went around the country and...
Yeah, Made in America. I was, we were the beginnings of all those shows.
Right.
Because we let people know that, hey, there's a whole other world out here where people really work for a living.
Yeah, let's take a camera out and talk to
You went to the Stern Pinball Factory.
Yes.
Yeah. I watched that.
Just like,
he knows what he's talking about.
Yeah.
Well, because these are... For me, these are the people that are essential to our society. You know, they make stuff.
Yeah.
That's what we used to do. That's what brought us to the dance. Make stuff, build stuff. So that's why, well, even this week, AOL, if you go to AOL, I'm hosting a program there about jobs, skilled jobs. And with the centerforamerica.org, what I'm trying to do is bring dignity and respect back to exactly those people. And it was through Made in America, I noticed that the average age is 56 years old. So 6 to 10 years, they're gone. They're done.
Wow, yeah.
Yeah, you're not going to have any bridges. When you turn on that water tap,
nothing comes out. You brought up an interesting point earlier, and we talked about this. I've noticed that. Yeah, I'm sure you've got to go. I hate that.
I don't have to go.
These people.
We're not saying it, but your guys are saying your other press.
Yeah.
I'd rather
but the whole thing. When I was growing up,
they won't love you as much as we do.
I know.
That's exactly.
Damn it. When I was growing up, I remember like if your bike chain broke, you fixed it. You got a flat tire.
Yep.
You roughed up that tube and got the glue out. You built go-karts, tree forts. You really don't see that happening anymore.
No, and you just buy another bike now. You throw it away, go down to Kmart or whatever.
And that is the beginning of what makes somebody, gives them that mind for mechanics and stuff.
West Point,
tinkering.
they say the best officers in West Point come off of farms.
Yeah.
Because to be a farmer, you got to do that. You
Improvise. You got to fix things with baling
And you got to
wire.
do shit you don't like to do, which is get up in the morning and work and things that you just are very unpopular, but you make
and
yourself
focus.
do.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. So that's why I think it's, to denigrate people who are successful. I know tons of people who are multimillionaires and start off with nothing.
Yeah.
Just nothing. But they had a dream, and now we got, people that want to punish people for that.
I know, and that's I say that all the time. It's the American dream, and when you achieve it, when you achieve what this country is supposed to be based on, and what it gives people the opportunity to get. Once you get there, you're the bad guy, and no matter how hard you worked for it. And then there's a bunch of people, especially now, that are looking to take. And say like, well, I don't have what you have, so now you're obligated to give it to me.
That's the entitlement mentality.
It's
It never used to be
disgusting.
like that.
No, people understood. There's going to be people that are better off, people that are worse off. Sometimes luck comes into play. Sometimes there's a lot of things that happen in this country. The opportunity's there, and if you make something of yourself and achieve the wealth and happiness, it doesn't necessarily mean that this guy is going to get the same thing.
Yeah, it's only the pursuit of happiness.
That's right. And that's what I've been saying during these Wall Street protests. No, I'm kidding. I'm not.
But I've never really seen where you lie politically. You don't usually make a big thing about it publicly.
The Democrats and Republicans both have ignored this message. I'm saying, look, you want to grow corn, you got to plant seed, you got to till the soil, but they want to do pixie dust. So, okay, let's create jobs, and that's all they say is create jobs, and a ton of money, and then they go home. It's like, Obama and John Boehner being in the front seat of a car that they just built with no engine. But they're making the engine noises with their lips. That's what we're doing in this country today.
Yeah.
There's no engine. Because we're not training kids. We're not getting them interested in crafting things, building, innovating. And that's what Thomas Edison, he was a tinker.
How much of that is lost, though, because of computer technology, too? Like, how much of that is because we don't have to use our hands in daily life nearly as much to get
Somebody does.
a lot?
Because that electricity that comes into your computer comes from a dam with turbines. Someone's got to build the turbine, maintain the turbine, and we're running out of those people, too. But that's parenting. That's parents saying, well, at least they're safe. I know where they are. Well, but have they ever climbed a tree? Part of our job as children was to break a limb. Our own, not the trees.
But it is true, yeah.
You get hurt.
I don't know how many times I was precariously perched on a branch trying to nail a 2x4 into a tree to build a tree for it.
And usually you use nails that were too small.
Nails that were too small. Yeah, tree for it. And then you'd actually go and pilfer from some construction site.
You go.
And the hardest part was building that initial frame to lay the plywood on. But once that was done, that was gravy, just where you want to put your walls and that. But it gave you the ability to be able to build things. You learn how to use a handsaw and a hammer and nails and
what a rip saw was, a crosscut saw. You knew the difference.
Yeah, and you got yelled at for using them. Your dad would yell at you.
Do they still teach that in schools in America? They don't have wood shop anymore?
25 years now.
The computer classes.
They still do in Australia. They still have wood shop and stuff in Australia.
Well, that's why we're all going to have to go to Australia for infrastructure.
Yeah.
Water systems that work.
Yeah, we got to wrap.
We have to wrap. The introduction in a few minutes. I want to plug what John is here to plug, though.
Yes.
He's promoting the Center for America's 10 by 20 pledge campaign, 10 million jobs by 2020. And it's very simple. You can go to centerforamerica.org. And or you can go to www, as you know, Ratzenberger.com, Ratzenberger. And but centerforamerica.org is very easy to remember if you're out driving. And it's
a great idea, and it's something that, like you said, people are talking about jobs and where are they going to come from, but aren't doing anything about it. And it is
because they've never worked. By the way,
right? Yeah,
everybody watched. They've never had a job.
Oh God, yes. God, this guy's smart.
Yeah,
I'm just. I
sounds like a Bob Nolan to me.
Well, you remember Tip O'Neill.
They should remake that show. Just bring them all back.
I always suggest that.
John, thank you so much, man. Yeah, we got to take off.
Oh, now they're coming in the door to get us.
Yeah, I know, right?
Okay.
Thanks so much, and you got to plug real quick.
I'll just be at the Stress Factory in Jersey all this weekend, and then next month I'm going to be at Caroline's on Broadway.
Very cool, man.
The show continues. This is After O&A Live.
Yeah, not with Sam Roberts. Fuck that. We got a full house here, fellas. We got a lot of people. You got me, you got Travie, but we have special guests, Anthony Cumia, and Joe DeRosa.
Yeah. This is overtime, and I would never do this if it was Sam Roberts. I just wouldn't. Why would I? Hey, is DeRosa's mic on?
Oh shit!
I don't think so either.
Buddy.
Wow.
There it is. Is that it? There it is.
How you doing, Joe?
Great, man. It's a shame everybody missed all that hilarious shit I said over the last 20 seconds.
It's
God.
We heard it, and that's really all that matters. Because from what I hear, from 10 to 11, no one listens anyway. Usually, you know what? 50% of the audience isn't listening because I'm not driving home listening. So there's a drop off.
You see what he did there?
Yeah.
What's up, man? Thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah. Where are you? Where are you going to be?
I'm going to be at Gotham Comedy Club on Saturday night. I have 3 shows: 8, 10, and 12.
Oh, at Gotham.
At the Gotham Comedy Club in Midtown, in Chelsea / Gotham, Manhattan.
Yeah.
Hence the name of the club, Gotham Comedy Club.
Yes.
So I'll be there, man. I'd love the O&A fans to come out. You know, they were. I just got back from a tour through the Southeast, and the O&A guys were prominently featured at every show. Yeah, there are a lot of guys at every show coming out to see stuff. So
in the Southeast.
Yeah, well, you know, like Atlanta, like cool South.
Yeah.
Southeast.
I know, not like fucking like South Carolina.
No, I was in South Carolina.
Oh, you were?
But I went to cool places.
What's there?
I went to Aiken, which is a cool town. Greenville, which was one of the best shows of the tour.
That's like one of their big cities, right?
Yeah, Greenville's like a little artsy. I know you're trying to...
Artsy South Carolina?
I knew this was coming.
No, I have no culture. I really don't know that there is even an artsy part of South Carolina.
Dude, Greenville is the shit because it's this tiny little town, but it's like a hip town. It's not... It's like Bisbee, Arizona or something like that. And everybody just kind of walks everywhere, and everybody just kind of has their job. Like you could be
zombies. Everybody just walks around.
You don't need to drive, is the point.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
I thought it sounded inconvenient the way you said it. Everybody, you gotta walk. There's no roads.
Yeah. Well, you know, all the fallen trees and everything in the street. You gotta.
That's true.
You
Charleston like that too. It's like where it's one of those towns where it's hip for what it is. And it's like that small town where you just walk everywhere and get...
Yeah, it's great. It's great. The thing I liked about Greenville was there was no sign of a rat race there.
Why don't you move there? Why don't you marry it?
Well, guys, that's the second reason that I'm here. I'm leaving New York City and comedy to live in Greenville.
That's how I judge a city or a town as far as... And I know comics, you guys are everywhere. You know, you visit a lot of places. But if I go somewhere... or I hear someone talking about someplace, I think, would you move there at any point in your life?
Yeah.
And for the most part, the answer is no. So that, to me, isn't a good place.
I'd live in this place.
You'd live in Greenville, South Carolina.
Surrounded by mountains. It's beautiful.
When you're like 65, though? Would you go there now?
No, quite frankly.
A lot of pussy in Greenville?
Quite frankly, I'm sad I didn't discover it sooner and just live there instead of this fucking pursuit that I'm on. I would have had a much happier life.
I bet things are just a little slower down there, right? A little more relaxed.
Yeah.
Look, I'm looking at a picture right now that Travis put up. There's a like rope bridge that people are walking across a river.
I think Indy walked across that in Temple and Dome.
He did. He cut it down. Hold on, lady. We going for a ride. That's the same fucking bridge. What the fuck is that?
It's a great town.
You can't like this town.
It's a great town, dude.
Oh,
it's just
look
chill.
at that.
Look at it. It's beautiful.
Look at the skyline. It's 2 stories.
Because it's not about money in Greenville.
I understand. It has nothing to do with money. Entertainment and culture. There's a whole webpage dedicated to Greenville, South Carolina.
It's the official website of Greenville, South Carolina.
Oh, boy.
This is the one thing that I like best about anything. It's the kind of place where if you came up to me, right, a man of your age,
sure,
and I said, "What do you do?" and you just went, "I work at the fucking In-N-Out." There would be no part of me there that would be like, Really? You're like, you didn't do more than that? Than just
Really?
It's so just like, hey man, you do what you do. We don't live to work here. We work to live. You know, that was the vibe.
No one's judgmental down there.
It didn't feel like it.
No one shits on anyone else.
Which is why I killed.
Yeah. Oh. Thank God someone's here. This is funny. Yeah, they're just used to like the guy in the warehouse stockroom cracking jokes, and then you come in there like a comedy Superman. Fuck yeah.
Oh, I could be the emperor of that town in 2 weeks.
You probably could.
I went down there.
Like a Twilight Zone episode. They're building statues to you. Holy shit. Is it very like, because some of the towns down there are very southern, and they're very proud of their southern heritage and, you know, rebel type thing. And
no, it's definitely like, I don't know, I guess you call it like New South. It's definitely that like, hey, we're the South that isn't like belt buckles and 10-gallon hats and actually has progressive thinking.
Snooty?
Not snooty. See, here's the thing. Birmingham.
I just looked at a stat. That place doesn't look too bad, I guess. Well, I just looked at a percentage stat.
All right.
It always goes there, doesn't it? God, why does it always go there with me? I'm looking, going, you can kind of kick those percentage points down a little.
I was in Birmingham,
Alabama,
right? Now, the last time I was in Birmingham, I performed in a club, which I won't mention on the air, but I performed at a place where the entire audience was white trash and black trash.
Wow.
Segregated. Like, even the trash couldn't just get together and have fun.
Hate each other.
Yeah, it was segregated trash.
Look at that piece of shit over there.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like, wait, you're a piece of shit, too.
Yeah, it was fucking horrible, right? So I had a miserable So then I went back on this tour, and I played a really cool, like artsy kind of room, and it was night and day from the last time, and it was fun. The people were really nice, and everybody was cool, but like it was like a real hipster crowd, and they started getting in my head, like, man, am I not smart enough for this audience? I'm not. Am I like a dumb like comic or something? And then halfway through that, I was like, fuck you. I remember all the racist shit you guys did down here, and now you're gonna put on tortoiseshell glasses and listen to like Arcade Fire and act like you're like fucking. Go fuck yourself. You can't replace lynchings and school bombings.
You sure can't
with Spoon records. Go fuck yourselves.
Shit. Is that what's going on down there? Like people are trying to group up and put that thing in the past and make it like, look, we're cultured and we can appreciate the finer things.
I noticed that in a lot of the southern towns, and sometimes it's really cool, and sometimes it's a little annoying.
It's phony.
I liked it, and I'm not shit on Birmingham. They were cool people.
You better not shit on any city, motherfucker. You got to sell tickets.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Listen to people that care. Please buy tickets when I come to Birmingham.
Take a seat, man.
I'm back. Jimmy!
What's happening?
This is an all-star after show.
It really is.
Turns out my car's not coming to pick me up, so I'm here.
Yeah, fuck it.
I'm killing time with
Hop
you guys.
on in.
Hey.
Have I missed anything?
We were just talking about the South and how it's kind of rednecky, but like there's apparently Joe DeRosa sees this like culture, this new South that kind of has popped up where people are kind of
less cotton,
getting away from that racist kind of.
Austin seemed to. I think Austin, Texas, was the first place it really happened. Where
Austin's a kick-ass city.
Yeah, Austin's great. I used to live in Austin, and yeah, it was.
Well,
it became
it's not as good as it used to be then.
Yeah, but New York got a little bit.
Got a little better, didn't it, Joe?
Austin was the first place I think that did that, where it was like this oasis.
Isn't that where you went, Danny? Like, did you go to Austin?
Yeah, I've been to Austin a bunch of times. It really, I mean, I know what Joe's saying. It's that one little city in the middle of what should be just complete red state Texas, and it's a little blue dot where everybody seems to hang out, and it's a cool town.
Danny goes down there and just fucking like talks about the place like it's very cool. A lot of like parties going on, and
it's a little bit of everything. It's like if you like to be outdoorsy, you could be outdoorsy. But if you like the city, you want to just be a drunk, you could be a drunk. It's one of those cities where whatever you want to do in it, you can do that. And I know people they go, well, you can do that in New York too. And I guess you can, but it's a completely different vibe, and it seems like it's a lot easier to get it done down there for some reason.
It's less judgmental.
Yeah, New York is a weird place. We talk about how diverse New York is, but it's diverse, but so separated. And I guess a lot of these other cities are diverse, but people work with each other a little
It's
better.
weird. It's that thing that, like, I live in LA, and, like, when I get drunk and make a dick of myself, you get people go, you were so drunk the other night. And then you go to a place like Austin, and they'll go, you were so drunk the other night.
Hey, Chip. How you doing there, Chipper?
Hey, how you doing? I didn't want to interrupt. I just want
Jim is just now, Jimmy. Why are you hanging around?
I apologize. I had to tape something, and we couldn't get Martin Sheen in because they're doing the Ron and Fez. They're just not here yet. But
Yeah.
Martin and Emilio are coming in.
Oh, and they're doing Ron and Fez?
You know,
Wow.
they swear
Right
in front
now.
of him, I've been told. Martin Sheen's religious now, you can't swear
You
in front
can't
of him.
swear in front of him?
His son's fucking Charlie Sheen.
Oh, man, that is kind of
If we would have gotten him in, we wouldn't have cursed. I mean, I was trying to get him in, but we just weren't able to. But
Right when he sat down, I went, fucking Martin Sheen. Like, just even before his name. That would've pissed him off.
better than Martin Sheen. He's the fucking best. No one's better than Martin Sheen. Nobody.
Yeah, well,
I don't know about that.
Okay, come on, Cliffy was great, man.
He was so much fucking fun, and there was a bit of me that, like, am I taking the piss out of this guy too much? But he seemed to enjoy it.
No, he did seem to, and him doing the voice was just killer, man. How do you hear Cliff say, "There's Nazis shooting at us on the other side"? That was hilarious, man. Fucking guy was great. He's talking up a storm.
And he seemed like a smart guy as well.
Yeah. He's always been still working.
Yeah.
And like just there in the periphery, doing like those shows, like you said, that one where he went across America, that was kind of one of the first, hey, let's take a camera and just kind of see what people are doing out there.
Right.
Now there's a shitload of them.
Right.
But yeah, and he seems like the kind of, nice enough guy could just walk into a factory and be like, "Hey, what are you working on there? Hey, you making picture frames?" It's like some poor fuck.
what they call an illegal immigrant?
Yeah, just some poor sap with fucking 4 fingers on each hand working a big giant stapler.
They said that 4-fingered skill has been lost.
Chip wants to say something.
I would have said something like, "What are you having, some beers or something?"
That would have been great. Yeah. That would have been great.
You know what I love about Chip? It's the whole performance. It's not just, it's visual.
Very visual. Because when you then talk back to Chip, sometimes the radio audience will hear dead silence, but Chip's face will be looking at you with this "he just smelt shit" look.
I can't make eye contact with Chip.
No, I don't want to.
I can do it very quickly, but I have to turn away.
It's uncomfortable.
Are you? Is there a problem with you meeting Martin Sheen or anything?
No, I don't think so.
No, everything's set up.
No,
There's not
it's
going to be
fine.
like.
No.
It's not going to be one of those things.
No, I don't think so.
I think it'll be easier because they're doing Ron and Fez, right? So they're.
Yeah, they're doing the Catholic channel. Martin's religious, so I mean, I'm
Catholic
gonna
channel.
try to just say hello when they walk in.
Is Emilio religious now too?
I don't know. I think Martin has been for a while though. I've heard that for a long time.
Emilio's directing his dad in a movie. I gather that's what's going on.
I'd love to see it too. I don't even care if we got them in. I'd still go see it.
Yeah. What is it? Do you know
I'm
what
very
it's
nervous.
even about? That movie?
Just a home movie.
Roland, what is the movie?
It's just the last Christmas they spent together.
I just talking about
what is
it? Charlie.
Some drama.
It's called The Way.
Some drama. Thanks, Roland. Apparently,
Jesus.
for all of you that want a little more detail on what this movie is about, according to Roland, some drama.
As opposed to the comedy Apocalypse Now.
I hear
that he did.
I hear it's Men at Work too.
You can only dream.
Speaking of Men at Work, After O&A Live is brought to you by Trojan Bearskin Condoms.
That would be a man at work.
Trojan is America's...
No fucking man wears a rubber... No, sorry.
You have to if you want to be safe and you want to use Trojan Bearskin
You
condoms.
can't get AIDS.
They're America's number one
No
most
one's put
trusted.
more effort into getting AIDS than me. If I don't have AIDS, no one has fucking AIDS. I once fucked a Thai hooker in the ass. With no rubber? Would have fucked her in the cunt, but there was testicles. No rubber?
However, it does feel like you're wearing nothing.
Yes, that's hence the bearskin,
And I
not
hate-
the animal bearskin, which would be very
B-A-R-A.
not very sensitive.
I will say I hate rubbers. I honestly do hate them, and I've worn these, and they're actually good compared to what every other rubber is. I
Because
hate
they
'em.
feel like you're not wearing a condom.
And it's not real bearskin because that would have hair all over
hair
it.
and claws, and
Have you ever used
the
one of
girls
those-
playing dead while you're poking around.
Have you ever used one of those female condoms where the girl puts that sort of sock up them?
A dam? It's
Yeah.
called like a dental dam?
No,
or
no,
a
not a
vaginal
dental dam, which
It's
is
not
one
that
of the
thing that-
Condoms are for females.
No, it's like a female. It's like a fucking small garbage bag that they shove up her.
That's appropriate for the vagina.
It feels a lot better, but there is the rustle of rats going through your garbage. like it does. I have used it. Yeah,
I know what you're saying. Like you're trying to fuck and you hear like.
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
need that.
yeah.
The dental dam thing always looked like it would be open because it's supposed to go. If you when a dentist works on like one tooth, they isolate it and put this rubber down. Hold your mouth open. And when it's on a vagina, it almost looks like the predator's mouth when it's opened up.
But then what does it look like when you put the thing on it?
Yeah, exactly.
I
Predator mouth
remember
vagina.
when I was even a virgin, when the sex ed teacher at the school pulled out one of those dental dams, which is a sheet of plastic.
Yeah, and you're supposed to
she
use this.
Held it up to her face and stuck her tongue through it, like
Like fucking the Goonies when they're in the attic.
Even as a virgin, I went, no, I'm not using that.
That can't be good. The only thing I want to use it for is actually on her face to fucking smother her.
Suffocate
Here you go, you and your dental dam.
All right,
I want it to be like the
Oh, right.
So you know what?
I want it to
Trojan
be
is
like
America's
the
number one
opening of
most.
Twin Peaks.
Danny, this is all on the script for the live read,
This is
right?
all the read. So it's America's number one most trusted brand condoms. Okay, go ahead. Dental dam, pussies, go.
You want
was
to try?
found dead, wrapped in plastic.
I did lend a condom money once. Never paid me back, but Trojan trusted.
Number one most trusted.
Jimmy leans over to look at me. I should have said it like this, I guess.
That was a good one.
Did you say you
some
lent
money and nothing happens?
See, I lent a condom money. All right, John's throwing things at me.
I don't get.
Condoms,
I don't
actually.
even.
Bearskin condoms, full. Now I'm drinking. I eat them like space food. It's great.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
You.
You know, I think I've only ever had sex once without a condom on.
Without
What?
Yeah.
You can keep a rod?
off.
Fuck off!
You keep a hard
Jim
on?
Jeffries just goes, fuck off!
So I don't, because I
That's how
don't
you
really know
reacted.
any different. You know what I mean? That's all it ever felt like to me. And then I had one girlfriend that I would have sex without a condom, and then I never did it again.
You'd
come in a second. It's really good.
It's all wet.
If you think you're enjoying sex now, have I got something to tell you?
How do you keep a rod like that?
What's up?
How do you keep a rod like that?
I guess if it's the only way it ever felt. Yeah, that's the thing is he's not desensitized like we are. He's only ever had it. It's like
Now, when you fucked in without one, did you go like, oh my god, this feels fantastic?
Yeah, I mean, to answer Jim's question, when I did it without it, I noticed I get like a little. I don't know if you guys ever get that. I get a little like mental shit going on when
That's
I
called
bang
coming.
sometimes.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah,
and like sometimes I'll be like I'll just get a voice in my head that's like, you better hope you can come, dude. And then like all of a sudden, like my heart on, I'm like, I got to concentrate more on it. I don't have that problem at all if I'm just raw dogging it. I noticed that. But if I have a condom on, sometimes that thing will happen. But usually it's fine. And
it's that moment that you have to put it on too that just sucks.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
It's
yeah.
like, what the fuck is this about?
You start thinking
that doesn't bother me.
I remember the sex ed teachers was saying people don't like putting it on and that type of stuff, but try to make that sexy as well and part of the act.
Oh yeah, great.
Like the girl pulls it out and she just rubs the condom over you, like you know what you're gonna get.
Yeah, that's it. The second I start smelling that latex,
like unless I'm punching it at the same time, nothing's gonna be happening.
that part never bothers me. Because
it's very mechanical.
9 times out of 10, it's wearing the girl down until she finally goes, fine, get a condom. And I leap out of bed and click my heels in the air. I'm so excited. I don't mind that part.
I sometimes put the condom on before I go out.
just leave it
I was
sitting
ready
there.
to go, just sitting there limp.
That
Hoping I don't
fucking-
drink too much and have to have a piss.
The dumb receptacle tip looking like a bear lip. I hate that thing just hanging there full
bear
of
lip?
jizz.
Oh,
You
yeah,
see
yeah.
a grizzly bear's lip when they stand up. That stupid receptacle tip.
It looks like Bill Murray's lip at Caddyshack.
There it is. I'm full of jizz and it's time to take me off. Lucky guy just got laid, I guess. Just came. I hate that thing. It's a no. I hate that. When I would use it, like if a girl would insist on a condom, I would use one, and then you know you do that thing where you fucking use your hand on the clit at the same time.
Oh yeah,
while
I've
you're
heard
fucking.
about that.
You got to have good upper body to do it. But
Wait,
like,
what are you saying?
As you're fucking, you take your right hand or something and slip it like between the two of you and kind of diddle the clit as you're fucking.
You're just talking to me.
What's the matter, Jimmy? Hold on.
That's very good from the spoon position where you reach around and do it.
reach
if you're
around or something.
spooning,
No,
yeah.
but you could also do it missionary. What's the matter, Jimmy?
I just can't do it. I can't keep a hard on like that. I have to play with my nipples. I don't know how.
What the? Oh, and I'm the weird one for pleasuring the girl while I'm fucking her. Wow, what a sick fuck I am.
I can't do it.
You can't use your hands for anything to pleasure the girl?
No.
No.
Wow!
Hey, you're talking like a lesbian.
I must be some kind of faggot. that's like, and the girl gets like, you know, because now you're getting the clitoral stimulation and your rod is banging it. But I've gotten to the point where if I'm doing that with a condom on, you get your pinky and crook it into a little hook. And when you're withdrawing for one pump,
and you tear
bam,
the
that thing
condom.
comes right off.
Yeah.
Boink, whack, it's off. It's up, and then you go, oops. You know, I didn't even know it came off.
Isn't it odd that the girls who insist that you wear condoms are the girls that you trust completely? You know, like the ones that you don't insist are like, yeah, you're a bucket of AIDS. Yeah, but they're like that girl who really
if she's
insists.
insisting, I know I can fuck her without one.
Yeah,
because she probably every other time.
yeah,
has
it's
used it.
insisted. Yeah,
Yeah.
Frigid.
It's the fucking pig with the Danzig tattoo. It's like, just stick it in.
So Jimmy, you gotta play with your nipples.
I have to come, yeah.
So now, how do you must never do missionary because you gotta.
I do. I just prop up on my knees and I have her do it with her fingers. Well, I'm a terrible fuck.
On your
My nipples are
fuck.
dead. Like, you could grab mine now and it would mean nothing to me. You could twist the fuckers off.
It tickles too much.
They
to
mean
fucking,
nothing to me.
I would giggle like a little fruit and just. It would be awful. I can't have my nipples played with.
I envy that.
I love it.
Giggle like a little
that.
fruit.
It's just
I don't need it, but sometimes I need it sometimes. You know what I mean? There are times like if the BJ's not that great or whatever, I go play with my nipples a little. You know what I mean?
Fucking amazing.
No.
But I love it, dude.
I'm
Chicks
gay.
biting your
I
nipples.
like it when a girl's
like 'em
sucking your balls while you're wanking on the forehead. Like, that to me is heaven.
I like shit. I like when
You are a hopeless romantic.
Yeah. I don't. You leave my nipples alone. Actually, leave everything from the waist up alone.
Fuck any of that.
Like,
Grab my
I'm
dick.
including looking at me.
Even your eyes. Get them off me.
Get them off me. And like after I come, I don't want to touch the woman. I'm just go away. Oh, just like 30 seconds of that. But like I can't.
Yeah,
If they like suck me off, I come in their mouth and they come and crawl up onto my chest.
Crawl? It sounds like a fucking
I'm just
tarantula.
fuck.
They just crawl up. You don't like cuddling afterwards?
No, not even for a second.
I like a cuddle.
I'm
You like
dying.
cuddle?
I don't have a good heart, I don't think. I'm like panting.
No, you
and just-
definitely don't have a good heart.
No.
You have a shit heart, dude. There's no fucking doubt about it, man.
Emotionally and physically.
I've been on this show enough times with you to clarify.
You're a piece of
To
shit.
verify that.
I don't mind like the post-coital kind of the girl's in the crook of your arm kind of a thing, and as long as there's something on TV.
That's because you have to fucking burp her.
I don't mean her whole body in the crook of my arm, you bastard. I don't want any like there's nothing going on pillow talk shit, but I don't mind like a girl fucking hanging out. Put your arm around her. She's like doing like the movie thing. Her hands on your chest. You got your arm around her, and you watch it like that. I'm immediately on the remote control. like trying to find something on.
Yeah.
And fuck, my dick is wrapped up like in the sheets like a turban to keep from dripping all over the place.
You put on the Accused and it gets hard again. And the Woodsman.
Thank fuck that cum is biodegradable.
Yeah.
Like, if that's just stuff just stuck around forever.
It would be like Ghostbusters 2 under the sea.
I've never thrown any of it out. I've never disposed of it. I just rub it in and just leave it. So my fucking bedroom would look like an infected fish tank.
You got fin rot.
Yeah, you got ick. I'm sorry, your room has ick. Wow, Jim Jeffries has to go.
I gotta go to
another interview.
Yeah, like this is a fucking interview.
Good. I know. If he has to go to another interview, wouldn't that say that he has been on an interview?
I've never been interviewed on this show.
So, Mr. Jeffries, now,
why don't you like coming inside pajamas?
I gotta tell you, I'm not the type of guy you have to pry answers out of.
No, you're usually pretty willing to vomit up all kinds of personal information, which is definitely appreciated.
I've been dumped 3 times because of this show.
Because of this show,
where I come off going, did I say that? Oh, yeah. Well, you caught me there.
It's not like...
I owned up to that.
Not like they're going to replay it or anything 3 fucking times, 4 times. Yeah, you fuck up on this show, there's 4 chances that someone's going to hear it.
That time I was on ecstasy on the show.
Yeah.
I was dumped by 2 girls like that day because I was just saying to the porn stars.
You weren't just seeing double?
I'm single.
They dumped me at the same time.
You know what I like about that? That day that I was on ecstasy at this show, I brought up like 3 fucking idiot friends of mine, right?
Yes.
Today I couldn't get up without Roland coming downstairs to get me, but in my fucking ecstasy haze, I convinced every security person that I was to go up in this building with these other idiots.
With these people that didn't know.
No one stopped me. I hear Bruce Springsteen a couple of weeks ago couldn't fucking get in. He didn't bring his ID.
Dude, it's ridiculous downstairs.
Yeah, Shatner had a problem yesterday getting up.
What the fuck
It's
did they
fucking
think
Captain
somebody's come
Kirk.
up here to do?
William Shatner had to come up and show his book next to his face as ID. Like,
could you imagine, like, what if? First of all, if Shatner's trying to do any shenanigans, that would be amazing.
Yeah.
Like, wow, he's fucking Shatner's Al Qaeda.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
amazing. They recruited fucking Shatner.
It's the first time I've ever heard of terrorism as referred to as shenanigans.
I'd like to see.
All right, look, I might have put it a little lightly.
I'd like to see Shatner in
shenanigans
charge
down
of Al Qaeda, but just in one of the big fucking captain's
In his
chair.
Captain Kirk chair with the forward screen just looking. Yeah.
The good thing is you can speak to him. He's probably heard enough Klingon.
He was actually a lot of fun, but he had trouble getting up.
I'm sure he was fucking awesome, man.
Yeah. It's one of those things where it's just like you're looking at him the whole time, going, "It's fucking Captain Kirk."
I said a rape joke in front of him, and he laughed, and then it resonated what I said. And he sort of turned and looked at me.
Yeah, like, what the fuck are you doing? I'm sure he's had his share of rape. All right, look, I'm not sure.
Jesus Christ!
Yeah,
Come on, hey, you watched that show?
Your wife doesn't end up in a pool for no reason.
Oh my God!
Oh boy!
He fucking, I watched some of those episodes of Star Trek when he belts a girl in the face in a couple of episodes. There's like one blonde chick that is totally into him. I think it's one of the thralls, one of the slave girls and stuff. And she's in the cell with him, and he kind of leans back and kisses her, and her eyes are still shut. She's fucking in the I just kissed Captain Kirk daze. And he fucking belts her in the face and knocks her out.
And that was just the security camera of his caravan.
Yeah, it wasn't even being. It was a blooper. It was an outtake. It was on the gag reel. He belts her in the face, then he gently laid her head down on a couch. Like, yeah, here you go. Yeah.
It's like emptying a gun.
Jim's got to go. I'm seeing it in caps now.
Yeah.
Large font that
Thanks for
Travis
having
put
me,
up.
lads. I'll see you in November.
Jim Jeffries, in November, you coming back?
Yeah, I'm doing
cool,
Caroline's Thanksgiving week.
We would like to see you a lot more often than we do. Thank you. God bless the Queen. And have fun, my friend. Jim Jeffries. Fucking guy is so funny. We were talking earlier how cool it is to have that accent because you get away with so much more.
I know.
He fucking sat there and just went like, yeah, so bloody cunt fucking saying shit and fucking cunt, crap, fuck, cunt. And it's like, it's endearing, man.
It is.
It's fucking cool in that accent.
It is.
If you just sit there and go, hey, you fucking cunt.
Yeah.
Don't work.
Yeah, because we're so dumb over here that we actually think that accent means you're smart.
Yeah,
That's what we do.
Yeah.
We sit there, we glorify everybody else. Well, they're sophisticated over in England.
You hear that accent?
They say cunt.
That's how
like it's the.
Yeah, that's how professors talk.
You know what
in
I mean?
that accent.
Not that I'm knocking the accent. I love the fucking accent.
It's great.
And I love the guy
funny as
that
fuck.
has the accent.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, this is a great place, too.
Yeah.
All right?
You cunt.
We got a lot to fucking be proud of here. And I'm sick of these fucking limeys.
You fucking limeys coming over here like they own the fucking place again.
Okay? Okay? You want to come over here? Fucking limey. Your fucking fish and your fucking pints.
Yeah. We grab a pint and this cunt comes over to me at the pub and have a pint. Yeah,
I don't drink pints. I drink pounders.
Yeah, it's like they got a different word for everything.
I was really into that for a second.
Yeah, it is kind of fun talking in
Wasn't going
that
anywhere.
dopey ass accent.
Will you please do? I'm asking you every time I see you now. I want you to do dice.
What
again.
are you talking about? I'm not. What am I? A hand puppet for you? It's like a goof or something. I sit there, Joe DeRosa. Oh, why don't you do the dice? Yeah, I'm gonna do it all day. Hey, jerk off. Hey, I'm a person over here.
I wish I could do a fucking impression of a comedian and we could just.
The dice thing. It's been forever.
I could
It's been
kind of
forever. I love doing the dice.
I could kind of do Bill Hicks.
Really?
Kinda.
Well, are we going to get to hear it? Pressure's on now.
No, you're not. probably.
No, you're not.
All I can do is K. That's all I can do. That's not really.
He did say.
You want to
K
go for the
a few
third one?
times.
Huh?
K.
There you
Yeah,
go.
yeah.
K. You're fucking wrong. K. That's all I can do. That's not a good impression.
No, it sounds like
It's a terrible
Sounds like
impression.
you.
It sounds like
It
me
just
just
sounds
saying
like you
K.
saying K. I don't know what that is.
All right.
You could say it's Bill Hicks. He's been dead so long, no one really knows.
I had an impression.
I
I could
remember
do.
it sound like. I do a great impression of Mussolini. Mamma mia.
Mamma mia.
Ooh.
Hey.
Gatsungul.
Kill
Hey,
these
Hitler.
Kill these fucking people and then get me some Piscetti. I'm Mussolini over here.
I'm Mussolini. Hey, Hitler, you gotta help me out here. The people are turning on me. I'm on your side. The people are pissed. The trains are running on time, and they're still mad at me. Help me out here. And what about Tojo? I'm part of the Axis powers.
Oh, Jesus.
Look what I got here. Gatsungul. Phenomenal.
All right, you do Dice.
Andrew
Dice Mussolini, and I'll do Bobby Kelly Hitler.
Andrew Dice Mussolini and Bobby Hitler Kelly.
Hey, Hitler. I need a hand with my people. They're out of hand. They want to hang me by my heels.
Look, dude, you can't fucking call me every time you get fucking jammed up.
Look, I just take some time from killing some Jews and help me out here.
Dude, look, I got shit to do too, okay? And you fucking call me up and you start barking at me like I gotta fucking run over there and do some shit. You know what, dude? Fuck you, okay?
What's with the mustache? What, you think that looks good? No, I'm gonna shave a little mustache.
This is improv, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, I just realized halfway through it, I wasn't saying anything Hitler-centric. I was just talking like Bobby.
Dude, we go fly fishing. I'm Hitler. You just keep saying I'm Hitler.
Damn, that's a good impression.
Who's that? Is that Patrice?
That's Maz.
Oh, that was Patrice.
Oh, shit.
Okay. This is my attempted
Now we're gonna do tag it.
This is my
I'll
attempted
tag you.
boss.
You have to freeze in the position, and I'll be fucking
I got all these stupid Jews in my country.
Wow, that is good. No, that's fucking good.
But Bob DeBone is the first guy to ever do Voss, and it's the best Voss ever.
I've heard him. It's amazing.
But I'll try to do this. I got all these stupid Jews in my country, okay? And I just need to kind of like experiment them. Is that the word exterminate I meant to say?
Yeah, you could be the stupidest motherfucker that's ever tried to conquer the world.
Listen, do you guys mind if I bring my kid to the gas chambers while we slaughter the Jews? Because me and Bonnie couldn't get a sitter.
What's the matter with you? What's the matter with you? You sound like an asshole. And you want to bring your kids to some horror.
He doesn't know. He's too young to know what's happening.
Hitler Voss, you're a bad father.
Hitler Voss.
Hitler Voss.
I love that's just both last names.
Adolf Voss, Hitler guy.
God. Is this funny at all? I don't even know.
I don't care.
Jesus.
I don't care. This ain't my show.
Yeah, this is actually technically it's mine neither. We did a great job today. We rule at this. We should do this all the time. That's how good of hosts we are.
Hey, it's the Holocaust.
If you guys like today's show, today's after show,
yes.
I gotta let you know that the After O&A Live was brought to you by Trojan Bear Skin Condoms. Trojan, they're America's #1 most trusted brand condoms, I'll have you know.
I don't have sex without them.
And if you enjoyed,
drawer.
And if you did enjoy, please support our sponsor. And don't forget that both Anthony Cumia and Joe DeRosa himself will be part of the Secret Show to the Future happening November 5th at 10 o'clock.
Very
go to
psyched.
secretshowtothefuture.com for all the info. And if you want to check out a really cool shirt, you should go to tinyurl.com/secretshirt.
Very excited.
Very excited.
It's gonna be so cool.
I'll be the
Fun.
first to say I'm getting fucking hammered.
Oh, wasted.
At the Secret Show.
We are going to be wasted.
I will be sleeping somewhere in your house.
That's fine.
Let me tell
you know
you.
what? Put the seat back in the theater. You'll crap right out. Be great.
You know, I've been on the phone with Joe, and we've talked about it, and Bobby and everything.
Yeah.
And one of Joe's major concerns about this project was if he could drink and if everyone was going to be hanging out drinking.
Please, you know where this is? Jesus.
I did. I just didn't know if it was because it was like a special thing, if nobody was going to party after or what.
God, it's mandatory.
All right.
We'll party until Monday morning. I'm
Yes,
sure.
exactly. We're totally out of time. I guess we got to wrap it up.
Can you plug Gotham? Can I plug
Yes,
Gotham?
yes.
So, Gotham this Saturday night, 3 shows. Come out, please. It's going to be great. I want to see the O&A guys there. 3 shows for Saturday.
Very cool. Stick around for Ron and